The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, what? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. Ah! The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Stop! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on maybe the most electrifying day of the offseason. Manic Monday, March 11th, 2024. This sports program starts now. Sports are happening at an active rate. Obviously, a lot took place this weekend, which we will find some time to discuss. We'll have Sugar Sean O'Malley, the bantamweight champion of the UFC, fresh off a 5-round dominant victory in the second hour. Cannot wait to talk to him. He's always fantastic. But the conversation of today that's going to start the particular program is that the NFL is wide open today, right now, literally as we speak. The NFL has opened its tampering period, which has already taken place in Indianapolis during the combine for the free agency, which officially launches on Wednesday. But what this means is there's about to be a bunch of deals announced around the NFL. A lot of money's being spent. Players are finding new homes. Players are re-signing back at their places. Now, Russell Wilson is now a Pittsburgh Steeler.
What?
Chris Jones is back with the Kansas City Chiefs with over $100 million in guarantees over the next 5 years. Baker Mayfield back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Justin Matabuke, he was franchise tagged by the Ravens. They got a long-term deal done. Congrats to him. Mitch Morse is now a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars, formerly of the Buffalo Bills. Kendrick Bourne back with the New England Patriots. Graham Glasgow back with the Lions. Zaire Franklin back with the Colts. Kevin Byard, formerly of the Titans, then of the Eagles, now with the Chicago Bears on a $15 million deal. Congrats to him. Greg Zuerlein, kicker for the Jets, he's re-signed. Chase McLaughlin re-signs with the Bucs. Landon Dickerson has stayed with the Eagles. Michael Pittman Jr. just signed a deal with the Indianapolis Colts. Mac Jones is now a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 6th-round pick. Jerry Judy is now a member of the Cleveland Browns. T. Higgins, who's franchise tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals, has asked for a trade. And I believe over the next matter of moments, there is about to be 1,000 announcements around the NFL in their free agency period. It's a beautiful time to be a fan of the NFL because today your team could sign a player that makes you believe, that's the player we needed to get over the hump. That's the player that'll be able to lead us to a Super Bowl. That's the player that we'll be able to build around as we enter the free agency period, which starts Wednesday, into the draft, into training camp, into a season where we're going to experience the highest of highs and the happiest of happy. That's what today can do.
Amen.
That's right.
Talks table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Seems like you're battling there, Ty. You okay? A little zeked up? What's going on?
No, well, I'm very zeked up. Like I said last week, Packers don't typically do anything crazy, but I'm cautiously optimistic. This is almost like a new Super Bowl for every team. We're not quite at the draft yet, but you never know. I mean, you could sign 3 to 4 guys that completely change the trajectory of this upcoming season. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say I am a little zeked up for today.
Devondre Campbell has been released by your Packers, which saves him $10.5 million on the salary cap. That's also some moves that will take place by Wednesday at 4 p.m. because every team needs to be salary cap compliant.
There it is.
Salary cap compliant, which means there's going to be some salary cap moves made around the NFL. It's a wild time to be a GM or front office person, but it's also a great time to be a fan, especially if you're a fan of the Patriots. They signed Hunter Henry. They signed Kendrick Bourne. And they shipped Mac Jones out of town for a bag of balls. Con man, does this mean he's a bust? What does this mean?
I mean, definitely. He is a bust.
In New England.
In technical terms in New England. I don't think he's done forever. I still am in the camp of, hey, Mac Jones is a pretty solid quarterback. Now, am I saying that because I bought a red, blue, and white jersey of Mac Jones's? Maybe. And do I have to go give those to Goodwill later? Yes. But with that being said, he wasn't done right in New England. I don't think anybody can say, like, yeah, they gave Mac Jones everything that he needed to be successful. But it is nice. He's from Jacksonville, gets to go home, experience the Florida sun, hang out behind Trevor Lawrence. No real pressure for him, at least going forward. The only problem that I think I have and a lot of Patriots fans have had since the Mac Jones release is trade, excuse me. Release, trade, you're right. Bailey Zappi, I don't know if he's completely aware. Now, I am a huge fan of Zip on the Ball Zappi. I think we all know that. I think he's a very good quarterback. But him acting as though he's the guy going forward, and maybe that's strictly based off a couple social media comments. I don't know if he realizes that they will be taking a quarterback at number 3 now, for sure, which is awesome. I think that's why the whole Mac Jones, maybe we take Marvin Harrison if, we don't get a trade done, or, maybe we trade back and get someone else. Now it feels like it's locked in for sure. Number 3 pick will be one of those top 3 quarterbacks. So new era in New England. Kind of a bummer the Mac Jones thing ended how it did, but it was a fun era for a little bit there.
Yeah, you guys definitely ruined his career. Remember, he goes rookie year, goes to the Pro Bowl. He's gritty and all over Vegas.
That's right.
Playoffs.
Everybody loved him. He became a baby face, was slicing and dicing. Josh McDaniels then goes on to be a head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Well, what are you going to do at offense coordinator position? Dan Orlovsky, who'll be joining us in about 15 minutes, actually said it was his number 1 worry in the entire NFL is that Bill Belichick decided to put a special teams coordinator and a defensive coordinator as the 2 offensive masterminds that were in second-year Mac Jones's ear for an entire season. That failed terribly. Mac Jones becomes a guy who I think most of New England doesn't like because some of his antics during that season were not necessarily becoming. I think a lot of people would say he was upset, visibly frustrated on the field and off the field, didn't play great football, led them to a number 3 overall pick. So he gets a fresh start in Jacksonville, and we all agree with what Connor just said. We have no idea if Mac Jones is good or not.
No.
We have no clue if he is. I think there's some systems he could probably be great in. I don't think I'm at the point of saying, like, if you put him in San Francisco, he'd be able to do what Brock Purdy did, because Brock Purdy is phenomenal in here, and Mac Jones maybe could still develop, but he certainly didn't get through. Maybe down in Jacksonville, go on, Mac.
Good luck, Mac. Good luck.
Go on, Mac. Now, there is a very new beginning in a city that has a lot of history. There's a couple of football towns that are just talked about all around the world. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is one of them. Classic old school Pittsburgh football city. We love football. We like drinking.
What?
We like working.
What?
Put it on repeat. That's our life. And if the Steelers are winning, life is better. If Steelers are losing, life is bad. Steelers haven't had something on the offensive side that makes them think that they could go to the Super Bowl since Ben Roethlisberger retired. Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Matt Canada. This is terrible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for $1.2 million salary next year, there's a brand new quarterback in Pittsburgh, and that's Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Congratulations to both parties getting this deal done. Denver Broncos will pay $38 million. The Steelers will pay $1.2 million in a prove-it type deal for a team that's going to be great defensively, has offensive weapons. Who knows how this goes with Artie Smith, who's going to want to run the rock and then maybe let Russ cook afterwards. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is your Tone. You were out on this, you were in on this, you were out on this, you were back in on this. How do you feel now it's official? Year 13 for Russell Wilson is being done in the Steel City.
I'm fully in on it for $1 million, Pat, okay? Russ came into the meeting fully prepared. He had already talked to a bunch of Steelers before he came in. He sat down with Artie Smith. He basically already knows the playbook. And then Team 3 and Russ, yes, they put out the hype video with Renegade already. They know exactly what they're doing. For $1 million, this is you can't complain about this at all. And I said this morning on X. I put out a tweet out on X.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Oh, the proper verbiage.
Yes.
You put a tweet out on X.
Yep.
I think that's kind of...
Yeah, no one says post.
No.
Well, you say post on other platforms.
Exactly.
Not on X.
Because that's what you do. You post on other platforms.
Exactly.
But you tweet on Twitter,
Yeah, right.
which is now called X.
But this is big, I think, for the Steeler way, or what was the Steeler way under Colbert for 20 years, and now we have the con man, the con artist, Omar Khan, who is pulling the strings. And this is not a move that they would have made in the past. And people say it's only $1 million. Yes, they would have. I don't think they would have, because this is giving up, basically. If you could say that they're competing for a starting job, they're not. Okay, this is Russell Wilson's job right now.
Oh, really?
In my mind, yes.
Okay.
But this is giving up on your first-round draft pick quarterback that you took 2 years ago. They never, ever would have done this before. They would have brought in someone who wouldn't have threatened them, and they would have just seen what they had. So this is a different move for the Steelers, and so far this offseason they have got rid of basically all the guys that the fans wanted them to get rid of. So it's been a good offseason so far for the fans. But listen, 26-6 or 26-8, 26 touchdowns.
Is that good?
I don't know. What the MVP have?
You tell me.
27-7.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Lamar Jackson, heard of him, won the MVP, was almost unanimous. Now, did he rush for some more yards? Maybe. I don't know, but instinct will tell you that
Maybe.
the
He definitely
stats
did.
don't matter or whatever. But I think this is an upgrade. Does it get them the Super Bowl? I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's a good day in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so for $1.2 million being the barometer of why you're happy about them being signed, going back to Ty's point from last week, in a lot of sports media people in Pittsburgh, just cheering because the guy's cheap.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily the right reason to be cheering, but hey, just like I've always said, I'd rather people be fake nice to me than real mean to me.
Absolutely.
If there's fake happiness coming because he's worth nothing and he potentially could bring in an upside that hasn't happened in Pittsburgh since Ben Roethlisberger retired, why not? Who cares? Good play by Mike Tomlin. I assume there's a lot of teams. We heard that Russell Wilson was with the Giants for a little bit. We had heard that he was interested in maybe going to the Raiders. We assumed at $1.2 million the Vikings would be interested if Kirk Cousins ends up in Atlanta, which Diana Rossini was reporting earlier today, should heat up pretty quickly here now that the tampering window has officially opened here starting at noon Eastern. But I think this is good news. Now, joining us live in studio is a man that spent Monday through Wednesday with us all season long, host of the Man to Man podcast, 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler. D-Butch, Russell Wilson of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a big deal? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it is a big deal. Now, I'm not guaranteed. I'm not sold that he'll.
You're jocked right now, huh?
No.
Yeah, we didn't see him for like 3 weeks. You got back on that D-Butch.
Off-season trying to get back right, but I'm not on the same page with Tone right now. I don't think for sure it's guaranteed his spot. I think maybe they still do give Kenny Pickett a chance to, earn his job going forward with the new play callers. It is your first-round pick. They didn't make a decision on the fifth-year option yet, right? No. Yeah, so that's a big decision for him, obviously, in that team. But it is a big move, fresh start for Russ. Obviously, you don't have a ton invested in him if you're the Steelers, so you can go back to Kenny if that is the right play. But, big move. I think Russ, I think he did kind of get thrown on the bus in Denver. I wouldn't say sabotaged by Sean Payton, but watching that film, watching him play, watching him call plays for Russell Wilson last year, it didn't seem like he was calling plays for an 11-year veteran or whatever he is. So I'm interested to see how he does in Pittsburgh with those weapons. But yeah, it's a big move for the Steelers. Every Steelers fan I know is more excited than I expected for this move.
It's only because he's worth $1.2 million, which a lot of people are pointing out. That's not the right reason to be excited, but it kind of is.
Yeah, but you guys are usually everything is super. It's championship or nothing. It's not like, hey, we're trying to get to the playoffs. We're trying to win the first round. It's like, hey, does this move get us closer to a championship? And it seems like most of the fans seems like it does. And I mean, Denver, this was the same reaction when he signed with Denver a couple years ago that offseason as well. So I'm interested to see.
Listen, the New York Giants had the same reaction when they signed Kurt Warner after it was a Ram.
So this is what happened. So Tone was completely out on Russell Wilson becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler. He was in when he heard about it. Then he slept on it. And he said, what am I doing? What are we talking about?
This stinks.
He came back in the next day, literally completely out on it. Kind of bummed out.
Very bummed out.
Showed up in the Thunderdome, bummed out. Just the day before, he was like, Russell Wilson's going to be our quarterback. He's going to be great. Then he woke up the next morning and was like, I watched the film again. This guy sucks. He started doing this entire thing. Then Lombardi comes on, and Lombardi goes, people forget, when Kurt Warner was at the Giants there for a couple of years, he was not good. Then he goes to Arizona, and that's the reason why he's in the Hall of Fame. And Tone actually said, while Lombardi was giving this answer, he goes, Russell Wilson's Kurt Warner.
Kurt did go to Fitz and Anquan.
Yeah.
Over there and Stevie Bresson, some guys.
Stevie B, I completely forgot about Stevie B. WOODY
So
Woody High out of
Pickens
Pittsburgh.
and Deontay, not
Talented.
Deontay, what? Didn't
Hall of
Deontay?
Famer.
There's rumors. There's trade rumors for Deontay. That'd be a surprise move, but we'll see.
But Omar Khan is obviously working. Maybe he'll be in on the Calvin Ridley market. Maybe he'll be in on some of these weapons that are potentially available. Speaking of weapons, joining us now is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, a guy who trekked it all the way over here to Indianapolis, Indiana, so we could feel his presence a little bit.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, father of 10, COVID survivor, AJ Hall.
Good to be here. I don't believe Tone at all.
What do you mean?
I don't believe a word he is saying.
What are you saying?
I don't think you're excited. I really don't. I think he honestly is talking himself into this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Russell Wilson. It's just too good. It was too good to say no, I feel like, with Russ in the deal.
So you think that he's just blindly optimistic right now?
No, I think he's not optimistic.
Oh, you think deep down in his soul, he's like, we just got worse.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He said, there's Kirk Cousins out there, Baker Mayfield maybe out
Not
there.
worse. You didn't think they got worse. You're just not
No,
excited.
definitely didn't get worse. Listen,
He talked himself into it.
I made a decree a few months ago.
Hell yeah, you did.
Can you define
On this
that?
Manic Monday, you announced.
I decreed 2020 was for the vibes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is what 2024
And
is.
I could have been pessimistic about this like I have in the past, but I chose for this move for this year, as of today, March 11th, that I'm going to be optimistic about it, okay?
I appreciate that and I respect that as I check my phone to see if anything has happened, because normally on this particular day, although more franchise tag deals got done, Michael Pittman Jr. signs this morning. He was going to be franchise tag.
Congrats to you.
Thank you.
Yep. Huge.
Big time.
That's huge. No sitting out, no.
Yep.
Michael Pittman Jr. That's a big deal for us.
Massive.
Legitimately. Like pillar piece. You know, everything that happened with Jonathan Taylor last year during training camp with a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback trying to instill culture after one has been completely broken. Like, that's not good. That was not good. A lot of people are like, that's our best player doing that, and certainly could be the case if Jonathan Taylor is playing his absolute best ball. But this guy is our guy. This is a tone setter for us, always shows up, always makes plays, and enjoys it. Like, the way he goes about doing his business, he's great to be in the city. Now, at the beginning of this whole thing, whenever Carson Wentz asked him for his number and he said no, and he had not proven a single thing, I said, well, this guy is a dumbass. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. And then I watched him go to work over the next 3 years. This dude is a beast. We are very lucky that he's on the team. Franchise tag was just to keep him in Indy. And my source told me that, like, if we don't get deal done, we will franchise tag so that we can get deal done. Even though a lot of people are saying, I don't know if a deal is going to get done with Michael Pittman Jr. because of the wide receiver market. My source we're telling me, hey, we're going to try to get a deal done with Michael Pittman because this is one of our guys. This is our guy. Like, this is how Indianapolis feels about him. This is how the Colts feel about him. Would like to be known as an organization that takes care of their own, especially if you do it the right way, which Michael Pittman Jr. certainly has this entire time. So congrats to him getting it done. Zaire Franklin gets a deal done. Congrats to him. Linebacker for the Colts gets a deal done today. But to go back to my point there, original, multiple franchise tag deals have gotten done now. A lot of people have returned back to their team. Chris Jones gets a mega deal with Kansas City Chiefs. It feels like teams are taking care of their own more this year than maybe as the years past. And that's great news for these players and these organizations because there's continuity, there's understanding of an offense, there's not a full rebuild, there's not going to an entirely new city. I like what has happened thus far, seemingly.
It's great when deals are done, in good faith, and they don't get ugly. You don't turn the fan base kind of against the player or against the organization. Like you said, Pittman, all he's done since he's shown up to Indy is work. And even off the field, there's never been anything off the field. I see he got a farm out here, like he does everything right in the community. Same thing with Zaire. He's came in, earned his weight, came in as a special teamer, got his opportunity when Shaq went down, and never really looked back. And now you see him get rewarded as well. So I love to see this from teams.
Is this younger GMs, you think?
I'm not sure.
What
if
do you
that.
think? Is it like a new age?
I don't know, because remember a couple weeks ago we saw a bunch of guys who signed a few deals a few years ago get released. Look at the safety market. It's a bunch of great safeties on the market right now, a bunch of really good players. Chris Jones obviously had to hold out for his last year, so we'll see. But I like to see the shorter deals, like a 3-year deal, a lot of money guaranteed up front. I think Jalen Johnson in Chicago, something similar. Young players, shorter deals as opposed to that 5-6 year deal where after 2 years it's going to be ripped up and move on.
Well, yeah, Mark Schlereth, Big Stink, came on and said these contracts need to be put on toilet paper because they're all a bunch of, they ain't worth anything, because as we look at them now, obviously it's all hunky-dory, but most of these deals will have 1 or 2 years on the back end that mean nothing. They're only there to extend kind of the prorate the amount of money so it doesn't eat up the salary cap as much. I believe Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first.
What?
Oh, here we go.
Hey.
There's a bag alert. Hey. This time in the beautiful city of Chicago.
Wow.
Running back formerly known as Philly, whenever he was at the University of Georgia. Also of the Detroit Lions, last year of the Philadelphia Eagles. DeAndre Swift is signing a deal with the Chicago Bears. 3 years, $24 million. Now, whenever these numbers are being reported, even though we love Rappaport and we love Schefter, obviously, and Schultz is getting in the game, nobody knows what the actual numbers are. Because normally this is being reported by the agent that negotiated the deal, and the agent who negotiated the deal is obviously going to want to see the deal portrayed in a certain way. So 3 years, $24 million, probably close. But we don't know the exacts. Congrats to Philly making himself some money.
Wow. Big time.
Yeah, that's huge. He was a massive weapon for the Philadelphia Eagles going into the year, and thought, because they lose Sanders to Carolina, I believe. He goes back home, has a great start, has a great year. Philly becomes what Philly becomes at the end, so you kind of get a bad taste. But Swift had a lot of film and a lot of credibility to say, hey, I'm one of the top running backs on the market right now. Gets a deal done with Chicago. Chicago's been active. Chicago signs Jalen. They obviously brought in Sweat in the middle of the year, bringing Swift in. Are we trying to run the rock and play good defense? Is that what we're doing in Chicago?
Back Chicago way, baby. That's what we're doing.
Well, speaking of Chicago, you brought up the Jalen Johnson deal, as did I there. Congrats to him.
Yeah, huge.
I don't know how he was able to play football.
Yeah, you're right.
With everything he had going on last year.
What do you mean?
What do you have?
He's bricked up.
Yeah, he was
His
just
tent was always
Contract year, right? That's what you mean?
I think he was boinking everything at a level in which he thought he was addicted to sex.
Yeah, thinking about smacking butt cheeks all the time.
All the time. Cover 2, cover 3, who cares?
Yeah,
where the cheeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking in the
Should
crowd.
I be worried at all?
No.
Clear mind
He
is that?
seeked help.
I don't know.
As soon as you brought it up, about how he literally opened his press conference after signing this mega deal that he earned. And I think he had, 5 straight games with the pick?
I'm not sure, but
There was a lot.
Great year.
4, right?
It was like right in the middle of the season. There was like 4 straight where he was on an island and just gets a pick. He's a great player. Phenomenal player. He literally opened his press conference after signing this deal that he earned, thanking his family, thanking God, thanking his teammates, and also just basically saying, you guys saw me playing last year. All I was thinking about was having sex. Now, he said he had a sex addiction.
Went to therapy, right?
I assume. And this is something we cannot mock because this is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
From what I've been told.
Oh, yeah.
Mario Lopez went through it, I believe.
Tiger.
Right?
Really? I didn't know Mario.
Didn't he? That's how we got introduced to it, I thought. Was that
From Mario Lopez?
AC Slater?
Yeah, he wrestled Nedick.
He did what?
Bingo. Yeah,
He did.
He did.
Like a 1991 reference.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Wait, I didn't know anything about that, but yeah, I mean,
I think
it's a real addiction.
I think he was the one that I learned about it from.
Tiger's how I
Tiger really put it in the forefront.
Oh, maybe it was Tiger then. Yeah, maybe it was Tiger
With the
whenever we learned about it. And
How was Tiger post that?
what's that?
How was Tiger post
Well,
that?
that's kind of the thing. We don't know if it's back, his leg, his knee, no boning. You don't really know what it is. But Jalen Johnson seemingly going to be more focused next year on ball.
Absolutely.
Swift, dog.
Yep.
Sweat, dog.
Byard.
Number one pick right now. Byard, they just signed in, obviously, for Philly as well. You have the number one overall pick still. It's like, stock up. Chicago Bears.
We're back, baby.
Now.
And number 9 too, right? Like, is that the
Brisker.
other one?
They got Quan Brisker, safety, yeah. They let go of Eddie Jackson.
I mean
9 overall pick.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
2 top 10 picks, yeah. And Brisker's good, yeah.
Well, then also,
Penn State.
allegedly $2 billion are going to invest in a new stadium, lakefront up there in Chicago. It's
Yep.
like all things good
Wow.
for the Chicago Bears right now, it feels like.
Yeah, especially after like how they finished the year. I feel like 2 years ago when the Lions finished whatever it was, 9-1 or 8-1, where they
Missed the playoffs, but
got
they still
really
went
hot.
on a run.
Yeah, still went on a run. Like that's
played a lot
what
better.
it felt like the Bears were last year. Like they were terrible, and then they bring in Sweat and they win like 6 out of 7 to finish the season.
Eberflus's culture seemingly catches in. Defensive guy culture gets in the program. That's good news. And then you make these signings: Byard, Sweat, Jalen Johnson, like investing in the defense. Can a defensive-led team win the Super Bowl in 2024, 2025?
I would never say never. I think it's possible, yeah. Diggs has got something. Diggs is mad at me for some reason.
No,
I've been trying to chime in and say defense can't win championship.
No. I think that.
Is that what's going on?
Whoa,
You guys
He's been like bumping my shoulder. He's been hitting. I can feel him trying to tell
I
me,
think
no,
a
you're wrong.
defensive-led team just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh yeah, 100%. But not so.
But when they have
I
Patrick Mahomes, it's hard
should
to-
restate what I said. A defensive invested team. Like all their big money's
correct.
seemingly on defense. Now they're going to have a rookie quarterback, though. If they have Caleb Williams,
helps.
It's a whole nother conversation piece. But it's like Eberflus, defensive
They got to keep up
coach.
with the division. Think of the division. Everyone's getting better. I mean, the Vikings are the one question mark, but the Packers, obviously, the Lions, we know. Like, they have to do something.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's a knower of all things football.
That's right.
We actually heard him say, I don't know. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It broke
yeah.
the internet.
That did happen.
Was that 3 weeks ago? No.
Yeah.
It was longer than that.
Month and a half,
Yeah,
2
month or
months.
so.
We are 5 weeks removed from this man saying, I don't know, okay, for the first time ever about football. And it was huge. We got an empathetic version of this man, a studied version of this man.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the knower of all things quarterbacking and NFL, our friend, Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah.
What a shot.
What wasn't it David Duchovny instead of AC Slater?
Well, Dave Duchovny, big time, yes, but
So you were listening to that whole conversation?
You know a lot about it.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on sex
good
addiction?
lighting.
You got sex addiction?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Especially with how modelly you are right now. Look at how modelly you are.
Wow,
You look so
Salt,
good.
pepper, beard.
Hey, you look so good.
GQ.
Proud of you, Dan.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, man. I don't know anything about it. I was just laughing at the segment.
What
that's all.
shoes? What shoes? What shoes we got on with this fit?
Fit check.
Ooh, those are those super expensive, worn down ones.
Someone does well.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those?
AQ was talking about
AQ
that.
wears them.
Yeah. AQ Shipley is a
Oliver
professional
Cabell.
shopper.
Cabell?
Yeah, I'm sure you nailed it.
Are those on-clads? No, Oliver Cable.
Under Armour socks, nice.
Hey, way to go. Way to go.
Dano?
You know, Nike does not do good socks.
No, they don't. It's the
Shocking.
only thing that they stink at.
Yeah, Under Armour, Adidas, better socks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Slow down.
There's a little controversy from what I'm being told. Adam Schefter, Bills three-time Pro Bowl left tackle Dion Dawkins, who has been on a hell of an interview spree, has signed a 3-year, $60.5 million extension with the Buffalo Bills. The deal is expected to make Dawkins the fourth highest-paid tackle in the league. Congrats to Dion Dawkins. What's the controversy in the back?
So he put out, I think it was an IG story that basically like, see, this is it. See you, Buffalo. It's been nice. So like for 5 minutes, the internet was reporting Dion Dawkins available. The Bills cuts continue. Turns out he was
just trolling Buffalo. So Dion Dawkins has been on a little bit of a troll spree.
Yeah.
And we would like to let him know we appreciate that.
Let's go.
And Dion, you live your life. You just got paid. Congratulations. I seen him at Slapfest.
Really?
Oh.
He was at Smackfest. He was across the way.
In
He's
Vegas?
so big.
So big.
Huge.
So big. How about him shirtless
Always
on Vlad,
shirtless.
just talking shit in that entire thing. Congrats to the Bills. Congrats to Josh Allen. Congrats to Dion Dawkins. Can't wait to see the Jets-Bills matchup going forward because of how that whole thing that started there. Dano, let's talk about another signing that took place over the weekend that's more in your bag. Not that tackle play isn't in your bag, but the only reason why we have In the Trenches on our show is because AQ Shipley got so mad about you talking about offensive line play that he wanted to have his own segment. Now, I think you two are best friends.
Yep.
I think that is something that has taken place. Let's talk about the new Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, because there's a lot of chatter about how happy Yinzers are that Russell Wilson is a Pittsburgh Steeler. Now, do I think it's good that Russ has Yinzers getting his back on the internet if any of that shit-talking situation takes place again that was happening on Russ? Yes. If Russ plays well, these Yinzers will go to bat for this guy for the rest of his life, which I think is a good thing for Russ. If he plays terrible, these Yinzers are going to get real loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
Probably the worst that he's ever heard, if I had to guess.
Probably.
Just kind of a guess in this entire thing. But with that being said, they seem to be most pumped because he's only getting paid $1.2 million. Like, that's why they're giddy. A lot of people say that's not the reason you should be pumped about a quarterback coming to your team, is just because of how cheap he is. But I've heard you talk. You think Russ is playing great football right now. So getting him at 1.2, being a great football player, certainly reasons to celebrate in Pittsburgh. And what are your thoughts on the marriage between he, Artie, and the Steelers as a whole?
Yeah, it's a great fit between player and coach and system that they want to run. The reality is, waking up yesterday morning, the Steelers, like, realistically did not have a chance within the division. They now realistically have a chance. Now, are they the favorite over Baltimore or Cincinnati? No, and we'll see what happens with T. Higgins. But Russell Wilson last year, in the midst of chaos and not great offensive line play and, skill position players that weren't healthy all the time, was a top 10, top 12 quarterback for most of the season. And if you just take last year and you get that Russell Wilson, and I would say that Pittsburgh as an offense in totality is a better situation. The offensive line is going to be better than it was in Denver, and the skill position people are definitely better than they were in Denver. Then you're going to get a team that last year was 10-7. That's worth 2 more wins, and that's just the truth. And so I don't understand, Pat, like the discourse around Russell Wilson. So when it comes to the salary, I think so often quarterback-wise, you get concerned in the NFL, is the quarterback going to play up to the worthy level of the pay or above? That you will get so much more return on investment in Pittsburgh with the play of the quarterback at Russell Wilson's salary this year. If we talk about who Russ is, wants to throw the ball downfield, holds the ball a little bit, is still efficient, doesn't turn the football over, okay? Who does Pittsburgh want to be on offense? They want to run the football. They want to take play-action pass shots downfield, and they want to make 2 or 3 plays down near the end of the game to go win it, still with a good defense. Why did it fail with Arthur Smith, who's their new offensive coordinator in Atlanta? Quarterback threw too many interceptions, and they didn't have any speed on offense. Not the case with Russell Wilson, not the case as a problem with Pittsburgh. So, like, you're looking at all these variables. I think a couple of things that you got to figure out if you're Pittsburgh that you'll have to manage. The personality, everyone says Russell Wilson comes with a lot of
What are you talking about? You talking about Sierra coming to town?
Yeah.
You talking about Mr. Unlimited?
Dan, don't worry about that. I got it from a good source. He's going to go work in the mills this summer. So
wow.
we're gonna
job shadow. He's doing a job shadowing for a week.
So we're good.
Fit right in.
Nice, thank you.
Absolutely.
I think you'll hear people say, well, Russell Wilson doesn't like to throw over the middle of the field. There's still plenty of area to throw. And so I think if he improves on that a little bit, and then the sacks, he can't hold the ball as much as he likes to. So again, you got to manage all of that. But you're talking about a guy, like I said this, Pat, in his last 4 years, right? Because everyone has this narrative or perception about Russell. In his last 4 years, if you go back to 2020, he throws for 40 touchdowns and like 11 picks. The next year in 21, he goes for like 26 touchdowns and 7 picks. 2022, bad year, 16 touchdowns, 11 picks. Last year, he goes for 26 touchdowns and 8 picks. So in the last 4 seasons, he's like 110 touchdowns and 30 interceptions and a passer rating of something like 100. And we talk about him like he can't play at all anymore. And so I just think guy can still play good, high-level football.
Mark Slayer said, well, you're sticking up for him because he's quarterback. So that's what you're doing. And he said, you show me these stats, I show you fugazi. I think is what Stink said. While he had vascularity literally coming through his arm.
Absurd.
Like he looked
absolute unit.
Dog. Yeah. He is. Stink is an absolute dog.
I mean, but like at some point, the numbers have to have some validity. I'm not a massive numbers person, but like they have to have some validity. Like you can't consistently play bad football in the NFL and to have the numbers over the course of 4 years bear out that you're playing good football.
Got it. Well, here's another thought on the entire thing. As you were listing that off, his stats, pretty good memory by you, especially if you knew you were going to have to go to bat for Russell Wilson. Those are good things to have in your mind. So he had Hackett's offense, Sean Payton's offense. Now he's got Arthur Smith's offense. Yep. Are these similar offenses? How long is this? And I guess we should just say, yeah, he'll figure it out. But I watch a very smart quarterback here in Indianapolis who is a veteran not figure it out. And for some reason, not be on the same page with anybody on the field is
easy.
I'm just repeating what was said. Navy SEAL, astronaut, obviously
so MVP. Disrespectful to the troops. It makes me sick.
No, we love the troops. We're just saying this is things that were said by other people to describe brain.
Yeah. Okay.
And brain and mental toughness. Russ is just going to be able to pick up another offense like that, we assume? That's what he's proven? Because this is fourth straight season?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, I think that'd be a challenge. I don't know Arthur Smith's offense in terminology-wise, but I do believe he married a little bit.
Jeez.
You're just being humble.
It's a big day. You said, I don't know again.
Yeah.
Holy.
This guy.
I got to stop coming on this show. It's going to ruin my credibility. I don't, but
Nope.
I do think that it's
Won't
a
be
little
this
bit
show,
of like in Boston. Like he loves the run game. He loves the play action game. So, I think that's in Russell's wheelhouse. I honestly that's all he wants to do. And even last year, in the year where Sean Payton said, let's get rid of him and we'll eat all this dead money, he was a top 5 quarterback when it comes to play action pass. And that's the foundation and the calling card for Arthur Smith's offense. So I do think there's going to be some challenge to learning a new one. But I think Russell's been around enough to kind of pick it up relatively simply.
All right. Well, that's good to hear, and I think Pittsburgh Steelers fans are going to be excited about that. The big news out of this convo thus far.
Yep.
I don't know if you can see the screen or not.
Second time he's done it.
Jeez, I didn't say I don't know. I said I don't know Arthur Smith's offense.
Did it again.
You're right there. You said I don't know. We heard it.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go, Dano. Last question about Russ here from AJ.
Dan, is it an actual competition you believe in Pittsburgh? And also,
No.
would they have would they pull him quick if he's not playing well early?
I don't think it's competition at all. I mean, I think he's a
What they tell him? You think?
improvement.
What do you think they told him, Dano?
I would imagine they told him that you're our starting quarterback. There's no way that Russ is going there with the understanding of it. Someone having to wait on Kirk Cousins without having the assurance of, hey, you're going to be the guy. If you were Russell and you weren't getting that information from Pittsburgh, you would wait for or Kirk Cousins to make his decision, because then Atlanta has to do something, or if Kirk leaves, then Minnesota has to do something. So I think that he's got pretty good comfort that he's their starter.
Yeah, Darius has a question for you.
Yeah, you still got Justin Fields out there, and obviously some younger quarterbacks. And if you feel like that was a conversation with Russ, what do you think was the conversation with Kenny Pickett, or do you think there was even a conversation with your former first-round pick?
I would hope that there was a conversation with Kenny Pickett. You've been around organizations. Sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. Kenny Pickett wasn't necessarily put in a great space. Obviously, Matt Canada and the failures of their offense and the offensive line. But, I think Pittsburgh had to deal with reality. And so I think that the conversation with Kenny Pickett is, hey, we're going to give you an opportunity to compete. Russell's going to go take the number 1 reps, and you have to be ready. And you're still a young player. He's only going into his 3rd year. So you're still a young player. And so I still believe that Russell Wilson was told, hey, you're going to be the starting quarterback until you prove to us that you can't be.
Okay, that's a big deal. And I think whenever Justin Fields heard that Russell Wilson was coming in the market, he's probably not exactly thrilled, or Chicago Bears probably not exactly thrilled by this entire thing, because Pittsburgh was a spot for potentially Justin Fields to go to, especially because he had been linked to Artie Smith since last year in this entire game.
Yeah.
Now the Kirk Cousins to Atlanta shit seems to be real loud. Is that the right, you think? Is that guaranteed to happen? What are you hearing there?
Well,
do you quarterbacks all have a group text too? Or are you like, listen, boys, I'm going to go to bat for all of you, even if you stink.
Yep.
You've seen me do this before. And then do they, in return, send you some information or no?
Ooh.
No. One, I don't do that, so stop saying I do that. And then 2, no, I don't.
Danny.
Well, because we have everybody like Boston Connor who thinks probably every quarterback sucks. So at some point,
He just made an excuse for Matt.
Yeah, Dan, we're on the same page with Mac Jones. Don't you put words in my mouth, asshole. Okay?
I did hear you say positive things about Mac. I'm proud of you for that.
That's exactly what I was referring to. Anyways, go ahead, please.
I do think this. I think that Justin Fields' vantage point is the opposite of the Russell Wilson stuff. Russell was so intriguing because he's so cheap. To my knowledge, if you trade for Justin, you more than likely have to pick up his 5th-year option. Now, it depends on if you give away a 6th-round pick, I guess you could do a 1-year rental. But if you take him in the 3rd, if you give up a 3rd-round pick or a 4th-round pick for him, then you have to pick up more than likely the 5th-year option. So then there's $28 million over the course of 2 years. So that's relatively expensive. So I think that is part of the Fields conversation. Here's the thing with Atlanta when it comes to Kirk Cousins. If you're Atlanta and you sit at number 8 right now, you couldn't get Baker Mayfield, obviously, and now Russell Wilson's gone. If you don't get Kirk Cousins, what do you do? Like if you're Atlanta, you are either going to overpay for Kirk Cousins financially, or you are going to overpay with trying to get up in the draft to go get a guy in the top 3. That's just the reality. So that's why like the Cousins decision is fascinating, because if he stays in Minnesota, Atlanta's left with, well, do we invest in Justin Fields when we didn't do it last year? Do we go get a Jacoby Brissett or like a Gardner or Sam Darnold, or do we try to go get up in the draft? That's why the Kirk decision is fascinating. And then if you're in Minnesota and he leaves and he goes to Atlanta, now I think he should stay in Minnesota. I think either place is good for Kirk, but I think he can continue to play at a really high level in Minnesota. But if you're Minnesota and Kirk leaves, do you trade for Justin? Is Chicago going to take Justin Fields and give him in the division? Then you're talking about another team that's going to have to overpay to go and more than likely go up in the draft. That's why the decision's huge.
I thought there was a chance Russell Wilson would end up in Minnesota, is what I potentially thought.
Sure.
Like that seemed to just make sense, especially with the weapons, $1.2 million. He's going to have a great year on that offense.
The Raiders.
With Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, but I thought like Minnesota was like the perfect spot for a quarterback that's cheap, because you know that KOC is going to get people wide open. Like he's going to.
Yeah, I think, but Minnesota, Pat, I think Minnesota's been very public about they want to get young at the position. Even if they re-sign Kirk Cousins, I could see them entertaining first-round quarterback if the guy that they, are really intrigued by or like falls
Penix
to them.
drops.
Penix drops, or Bo Nick. Last year I believe they tried to get up to go get Anthony. And so I do think that they've made it relatively clear, at least reports, that they want to get young, and they want a young guy at that spot.
Okay, speaking of that spot, last question here for you, Dano. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dan, the other quarterback signing this weekend, Baker Mayfield down in Tampa. How awesome is that for him, first of all, to come back after everything that happened to him? And does now, all of a sudden, for the next 3 years, once again, NFC South goes through Tampa, even after Brady leaving?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the best stories in the NFL, because the number one draft pick, I've said this for, like Baker Mayfield, the last 2 seasons he's played when he's been healthy, he's got like 55 touchdowns and 15 picks. So he's a good player. He gets cast off from Cleveland because of their decision, and then he bounces around a little bit, banks on himself, and obviously has a resurgent career or year. And so I think it's one of the great stories, because it just doesn't happen. We see failed top 5 picks at that position all the time, and they just stay failed top 5 picks at that position. So love it. I think they're the favorite. Yeah, we got to see. I think if Kirk goes to Atlanta, it makes it way more interesting. And I do think New Orleans will be in that conversation. So, but they're the favorite. Keeping Mike and Godwin and Otten together with Baker Mayfield, they're the favorite until we see what happens with Atlanta at quarterback.
They lose Canales, though. Canales is obviously a weapon.
But I love Liam Cohen. I think Liam Cohen's great.
Okay, that's a big deal, though, as we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles. They lose.
Yeah, huge.
They lose Shano and they lose Gannon. Pew, pew, pew. Shots. And it's a whole different ball game over there. All right, Dan, we appreciate you, pal. Thank you for joining us on this wild NFL Manic Monday, pal.
Later, boys. Have a good day.
You do look so cool.
See you, Donald.
Great look. Yeah.
Are you thinner than you've ever been right now? Seems like you are. Is that a good depiction?
No, because we're in March. I'll probably shred up right around June, bud.
Shred up.
Bro.
Did you win the golf outing you had? Were you the champ?
No, true story. Down at Stream Song, 12 of us were down there. It's a great place, whatever. It came down. We did a Ryder Cup format for the first time, and it literally came down to a buddy of mine. He had to make basically 3. He had 3 putts from like 40 feet, all uphill, relatively simple. He had 3 putts to win it. We were down 3 to win it, and he 4-jacked.
Coonan.
Choke show. It wasn't Coonan. Coonan wasn't there for golf. Coonan was there for just debauchery stories. He's a piece of human being. He's a piece of work. Dude, he went a whole day.
I'd say.
He had 6 sugar-free Red Bulls and 2 bags of M&Ms.
That's not bad. Not a bad day. He's trying to lose some weight. He's on that Thai diet.
That dog
He's on that diet. I love that. I seen Vino's big ass bouncing around down there. Looks like it was a good time. We're grateful that
a good time.
You took time today. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky. That crew he was with down there is very successful, but also pretty wild. That Coonan gentleman is a weapon.
Yes, he is.
He's an absolute weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Standing at,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 5'2".
Whoa, jeez.
He's a house.
He's a dog.
He's an absolute dog. We love that crew. Good crew. Great crew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not golfing 72 holes in 2 days. Could you imagine walking? Isn't that what he did? He said he walked 36 holes back
to back.
Damn.
All right, so what do you say? He said Russell Wilson top 10, top 12. That's what I heard, Tone. Is that what you heard as well to Dan Orlovsky?
Yeah, I was thinking right around there, which is fine. That's all we need to get the Super Bowl. Top 10, top 12, somewhere
Okay,
around.
so you have Super Bowl aspirations.
Yeah, every year, every season.
No, not every year.
No, last year. No, the preseason, yeah.
And then like 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
pretty
things
quick.
well, when they were down 40 to the Niners in week 1, that was a quick reminder. Not it.
Oh, it's not preseason anymore.
No.
AJ, we take it serious every single year, the preseason. We need to stop doing that. The Pittsburgh Steelers were phenomenal. Kenny Pickett was spinning it.
Yeah.
Matt Canada, new offense.
We shouldn't look at the record. You should never look at the record in the preseason, but I think you look at plays, like
look
individual situations, how things go.
I thought C.J. Stroud was a guy who improved it in the preseason. I remember the first drive of the first preseason game. He ended up throwing a pick at the end of it. I was like, C.J. looked like a pro.
In and out of the huddle, everything about it, at the line of scrimmage, all of it. Yeah, I remember you talking about it.
But I got killed. People were like, this guy threw a pick, you idiot, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's not what the first preseason game is for a rookie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a whole nother conversation, the expectations of these guys that get drafted. I think that's why free agency is so huge, because you just assume you're getting exactly what this player has done.
Yep.
You assume you're just getting the best version, not just what they've done, but the best version of themselves whenever they're signing to your team. And the team is paying for the best version as well, whether it's a state of desperation or a need or whatever the case is. It's that's the big difference between free agency and the draft. And I think that's why today is such a big deal, because the Steelers are thinking of all the highlights of Russell Wilson. We ran a bunch of them from last year even. We ran a bunch of highlights from last year. It's that's what free agency brings, I think, to cities.
The draft is just so much more of a crapshoot. You just don't know how people are just going to adjust to the complete lifestyle change, the team, the weather, the whatever it is. When you invest in a free agent who's been around for 3, 4, 7, 8 years, you feel like, okay, it's a small network, so all the GMs, all the coaches, all the players know each other. You can make 1-2 calls and kind of find out what you need to know about him in the meeting room. How does he prepare? How is he in the offseason? All those different things. So when you invest that type of money into a guy, you expect him to be a guy that's immediately going to come in. And then you got to fit into the locker room. You got to kind of you heard Aaron talk about it going to the Jets, and that's a Mount Rushmore type quarterback. But even he was still like, hey, I got to reintroduce myself to all my teammates, set my standard here. So it is a different adjustment, but it should be a much more safer investment when you go that free agency route.
Are the Jets going to win because of Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh. I mean, they better, right?
That's the thought. Not as much chatter about that this year than it was, whenever it all started. I wonder when that'll gear back up. Oh, it'll take one slow-mo of him.
They won't have Hard Knocks, so they won't have that kind of hype behind it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
but is it going to pick up again, though?
I mean, if they sign Calvin Ridley today or something like that, it'll be right back up.
A lot of teams have their eyes on Calvin Ridley, by the way. What a comeback story. Good for you. Hey! Somebody just got richer. Ladies and gentlemen, former Texans pass rusher, it's easy for you to say, Jonathan Grenard is signing a 4-year, $76 million deal that includes $42 million guaranteed with the Vikings, per his agents Drew Rosenhaus and Robert Bailey. This was a guy that J.J. Watt was trying to build the stock of all season, basically, whenever he would stop by saying this guy's a beast. He's getting $42 million guaranteed, as reported by Schefter through Drew Rosenhaus. Huge. And Robert Bailey. Shout out to Bob Bailey getting in there with Drew Rosenhaus. Congrats to Jonathan Grenard. He not as known. I think whenever you talk about getting to the quarterback, you think Myles Garrett, you think T.J. White, you think the Bosa's, you think these guys. But whenever Max Crosby too, I apologize, but we all,
of course,
guy's wingspan is the entire width of the field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's the total yardage between the hash marks? Max Crosby, come open your arms.
Get over here.
That is seemingly where he's at. But the Houston Texans, with them splurging onto the scene this year, out of nowhere, just busting all over the AFC South.
Yeah.
Why did they get so good so fast? It makes no sense. I hate and love everything about it. This guy got a couple more eyes on him. And obviously, teams are like, we need to get this guy on our squad. If you can get to a quarterback, you can disrupt the game, A.J. Hawk.
Yeah, absolutely. We see that right there. That was Zach Wilson, wasn't it? That was kind of scary right there. Man, I understand why they're changing rules in the NFL, I guess. But, man, Yeah, I mean, we heard JJ talk about it. Good for him. This is what free agency is all about. Go get paid. Go get paid and continue your dominance.
I believe Tony Pollard is expected to sign with the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh.
Now, the Titans, obviously, Derrick Henry was their running back, the staple of their team for the last few years. He's now a free agent, which people are saying is going to Dallas. From Dallas, Tony Pollard now expected to sign with the Titans. This is like my ex getting with your ex.
Yeah. Basic revenge party.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. We both have a need. We both are moving on. Maybe we can just have a kind of a deal. Compensation update. Titans are giving Cowboys former running back 3 years, 24. So this deal is done.
Yeah.
Same deal.
Same deal as Swift.
Congratulations. Tony Pollard, he was on the program.
Yeah.
He learned that Dan Quinn was no longer with the Cowboys.
Correct.
I think whenever the world found out that A.J. Hawk was breaking the news to Tony Pollard that Dan Quinn was the head coach of the Commanders and no longer with the team that he had been on for a long time, we kind of all assumed that the relationship with the Cowboys was probably done.
Sure. And also why you are so pumped if you're a Titans fan. Like, this guy's working so hard. He didn't even know his
Does he know he's a Titans?
Cowboys.
Does he know he's on the Titans right now?
Does he know the Titans are no longer in Texas, too? Does he know he's moving?
Yeah, good point.
To a whole nother.
Someone tell him it's Tennessee. Yeah.
He might not know. He might think Derrick Henry's still there.
Yeah, the team is
Two-headed monster. Here we go.
This guy's so focused.
Yeah.
Seriously, probably does.
He's probably getting on a flight to Houston right now.
That was wild at the Super Bowl radio.
So dialed in, man.
There was 10,000 things that happened during Super Bowl Radio Row Week. Just like so much shit. Boom, 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 boom. One on top of the other. CJ, Burt, bang, 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 bang. All the stuff that happened. You too. Dan Patrick was on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just so much stuff. The Rock.
Cake Boss.
Cake Boss.
Yeah.
Cake Boss. Gabe Morency ended this at Thierry Henry. There's just so many things that happened that, as I was taking it all in during the break, I was like, oh, yeah, AJ told a guy that his DC was not only not with the team anymore, he's a head coach at another team, in the division. Like that, weeks afterwards, what was it, like probably 10 to 14 days afterwards?
Yeah, just about.
Think about how locked in that guy is.
It's been a while.
It had been like 2 weeks probably.
Long time, and it was the most talked about coach for basically the entire, aside from Belichick, you could argue, for the entire time where everyone was looking for one.
That's who the Titans are getting. And if you're trying to rebuild a culture and a team, you need somebody that has no idea anything is happening outside of what I need to get done. So congrats to the Titans and Tony Pollard.
Got a good one.
Yeah, I mean, he was 2 years ago. He was unbelievable, and that was when Zeke was still there. Last year, I don't know, something just happened with the running game that was weird down in Dallas.
Running game never really got going. You thought that's what Big Mike would want, especially getting rid of Kellen Moore. But
it's just worried about points.
Yeah, but it's hard going from that being a part of a 1-2 punch and then being that main guy. So it'd be interesting to see how they continue to build down there in Tennessee. And obviously, you still got a question mark with Will Levis going into his second year too. So.
Yeah, a lot of question marks down there in Tennessee.
Yeah,
tons. But hey, let's not put anything past anybody. The Texans, within the last calendar year, have gone from the team that we all assumed would stink forever.
Yep.
Okay? No offense, Houston Texans fans. It's not because of you.
No.
You guys are great. It's because everything that had been happening in your building, you saw it, we all seen it. As somebody who's in the AFC South as an Indianapolis Colts fan, was thoroughly entertained by it. Bummed for you guys. Bummed out. You guys are the loudest stadium I ever played in my entire career because that was a cool game. Like every time we played against you guys, it was a cool game. But you were seeing the same things I was seeing. That place was a dumpster.
Yeah.
Not even they say dumpster fire. It's like the trash still in it. We didn't like the trash on fire yet. That place was seemingly a joke for numerous years. And then all of a sudden you get the right people in a couple key spots. Everything can change. A culture can change. Everything can flip. So we're assuming, that other teams will be able to do the same thing that the Texans were able to do somehow. But boy, the Titans feel like the team now where it's like, all right, we got a 2-year run here where if you're a Colts fan, where it's like, all right, the Titans probably going back to being the Titans for a little bit here. But who knows what the future holds for anybody? Because what if they draft a guy in the 3rd round as quarterback?
Bingo.
True.
And or what if they draft a guy in the 7th round as Brock Purdy? Who's head coach down there in Tennessee?
Brian Callahan.
Bingo. His dad's coming down to be the offensive line.
Big Tom.
They're going to run that rock.
Yeah.
We need to keep it moving. Outside of the NFL, Sugar Sean O'Malley won a 5-round battle against Cheetah Vera on Saturday night. He'll join us in the next hour. This dude landed a knee.
Oh, my God.
Since the Street Jesus Ben Askren
Yeah. Yep. Flying knee.
Flying knee.
5 seconds.
I don't think I've seen a cleaner knee shot,
Jesus.
And the sound. Do we have sound on this?
Yeah, need the audio.
What, dude? That was a knee.
Yeah.
Play that one more again. Guy didn't get knocked out.
How did he die?
Guy did not get knocked out.
Did he
Guy
slip,
stood up.
sir?
This guy stood up.
Never been knocked down.
That guy's a cement truck. That Cheeto Vera human that he fought against. We'll talk to Sugar Sean in the next. What a dog. Hey, Cheeto, thank you for that fight, dude.
That's off.
It was a fantastic fight.
It was.
Mostly because it was literally just, this guy's Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
This guy is literally unknockoutable. He's never been finished, and he's never going to be.
No.
I don't care if he's walking down the street, accidentally jaywalks, somebody doesn't see him. Let's say a bus hits him. Cheeto Vera is going to eat that bus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slide down the street, get back up, and then just keep walking as if it's a normal day. This dude was one of the toughest humans I've ever seen in my life, and that knee shot didn't knock him out. Going into the 5th round, I stayed up for it because Sugar is worth the Sugar Show is normally worth it.
Oh, yeah.
He started doing this at one point to get this guy to open up, and then he was just landing straight rights on the guy's face, and he just, all right,
Eating him.
right back into it. It was phenomenal. Going into the 5th round, Sugar Sean's coach, Tim, who's also Timbo on the Timbo and Sugar Show, I believe. He's been his trainer literally his entire life. He goes to him, hey, we won this fight already. Let's stick and let's move. And I think it's because he was like, buddy, we're not going to be able to.
See that
He
knee?
can't win.
We cannot
unless he knocks you out.
This guy, and also we're not going to be able to knock him out. We hit him clean. And Sugar in the 5th round, he tried to finish him with everything he had.
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as the fight ends, he's in a walking boot. He's got his other thing. Like, Sugar's a dog. I don't think people talk about his toughness enough because of like his hair and how talented he is and the way he operates. It's like, I assume there's multiple broken things all over him. And in the fight, he wasn't letting Cheeto know or anybody else know. I'm pumped that this guy is happening during our run. Sugar Sean is awesome to watch fight. His aura is fantastic, and I can't wait to talk to him in about 36 minutes or so.
Yeah, and you sent in like a compilation of like 2 minutes of Sugar Sean interviews. Like, he's also a hilarious human being. Like the clip of Cheeto Vera on Friday walking by him, and Cheeto Vera yells at him like, "Hey, come suck my dick," and Sugar Sean goes,
You're quoting Cheeto Vera.
I'm quoting what he said.
Yeah.
And Sugar Sean goes, suck your dick. That's kind of weird, dude. And then like it just goes into the next clip.
Just
like,
quietly just standing
just
as
a hilarious individual.
He was in the bathtub last time. He came on the show.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he's in the tub. Yeah.
money and candy.
Yeah.
We'll
see.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see what he's.
Me too.
I'll be pumped to hear
Where
what
the
it is.
hair's at.
Back to the NFL, we have some breaking news. David Bakhtiari is officially out at Green Bay. He put out a lengthy message, I assume, saying how much he loved his time in Green Bay and the people in Green Bay. I am not a good enough reader to hit this before our heart out in about 90 seconds or so, but it seems as if David Bakhtiari is thankful for his time in Green Bay, and I assume the Packers are the exact same way towards him. New beginning for both sides here at left tackle officially.
Yeah, for sure. It stinks, but with how much they were paying him, he hasn't really been healthy for the better part of like almost 3 years now. So, and this is kind of what the Packers started doing last year. Like that entire old guard of guys with Rodgers and like kind of that version of the Packers. Like Packers are phasing all those guys out. They're getting younger. He's going to be a Jet. So, I don't think he's going to be, too bummed out for too long.
If he's playing in MetLife, I'll be excited to hear his thoughts on that turf for every home game. As Bakhtiari is attempting to change the turf and surfaces around the NFL for the good of all players, which obviously we appreciate the passion. If you know the Bakhtiari family lineage too, I think he comes from a heralded group of dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Just like generational dogs. And I'm not talking about, they have like good moxie. I'm talking about like actual warfare back in the day.
Junkyard dogs.
And also saves the Packers $20.9 million against the cap next year.
There you go.
Okay. A lot of decisions being made, a lot of money moving around. We'll talk about it all in the next hour. AJ Hawk's already here. Holy hell.
Whoa, let's go.
Sugar Sean will join us also. Maybe an insider or two. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. You're the best. Take three. now is a man who will be compared to forever whenever they're talking about GOAT conversations in the sport of football. That's because he won 7 Super Bowls, was consistently dominant for more than 2 decades at football. Ridiculously handsome. So absurdly handsome. An underdog story, too, picked at 199 of the NFL draft. Not a top 5 pick, not handed anything. And then what did he do? He went to work, did his job, became the greatest of all time, and now a phenomenal businessman and a great representation of the greatest league on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brady. Hell yeah,
What's
dude.
up, my man?
Tom, I thought this was all potential gimmick rip. I didn't know if you were actually on the show. I'm so pumped you were here. Hey, we love you, dude. We love you, Tom.
I appreciate it.
When you're 40 years old and you've won 6 Super Bowls and you're already being called the GOAT, was there anything to you getting to the point of just being, I'm tired of Bill Belichick talking to me like I'm a 23-year-old? Because that was kind of the lingering at the end of your time at New England.
There was so much people just trying to create some division that most of it was untrue, but it's just the way the world works. And naturally, I think division from within is a big problem in these team environments. And I don't like seeing any dysfunction in team environments. Obviously, my respect for Coach Belichick is pretty well documented. He was an incredible leader and coach for our team. And I tried to do my best every single day that I took the field. I knew that he did the same thing. And I think that's why I respected his coaching so much.
But whenever they talk about the Patriot way, that is normally the reason that is given is like the Patriot way, the Patriot way, the Patriot way.
I've never used that term in my entire life. I think when people say it, I'm always like, what's the Patriot way? It sounds like the title of a book. I think what we tried to do was we tried to do things the right way. I think we tried to practice the right way and prepare the right way. What happened on game day was ultimately a reflection of what we practiced. And I thought we had great leadership from our coaches, and it filtered down to the guys who really drove the culture. We had so many guys that I played with over the course of a lot of years that really understood that, okay, I'm going to care about my teammates and I'm going to care about helping the team win.
There's a guy on our show who is diehard Patriot fan. Boston Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Tommy, I have to.
What's up, Boston?
I have to start and just say thank you. You know, my whole life has been incredible because of the fact that you have won 6 Super Bowls. And, you know, I'm a loser every day, but I'm a winner as a football fan because of you and what the Patriots were able to do. So thank you. What do you think the new era of New England with Mayo is going to be?
Him coming back into coaching, I think is great for the NFL and certainly great for the Patriots. He's got a great understanding of how things need to be done. I think Gerard does an incredible job relating to everybody in the locker room, all the coaches, and I think he'll do a great job.
Going into the booth, are you utilizing the same thing, hearing what people are saying about you going in there? And how do you balance that while still being a human?
The broadcast going to be 5 years from now is going to be hopefully more improved than the one that starts on day one. So I'm going to go in there with the opportunity to start and learn, and I'm sure by the end of the year I'll feel more comfortable. I really want to be a great ambassador for the NFL and the game. I love the sport. I love the athletes. I love the organizations, and I really appreciate how challenging it is to get.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this NFL Manic Monday, March 11th, 2024. We're Donovan. Hour 2 starts now. Sports are happening. The NFL is obviously moving money around to players, to teams, to new homes, to stay in the place that they've been. But the big storylines right now is we're down a member. 9-year NFL vet, host of the Man to Man podcast. Darius J. Butler, shit, big chat. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys 10 Diggs is here. Hey,
Thanks. We don't normally do that for us.
That's very nice, AJ. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawks.
AJ.
But if we go to the toxic table, boy, we are one man down, and That's at Boston Connor, who has a sweet shirt on today. I'm just German Shepherd.
Thank you. Yeah, German Shepherd. Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's looking for him today, Pat.
Yeah. What's that? What are you looking for right now, you think?
Well, right now, it never feels right sitting here. You know, I'm not looking at the TV, but I know exactly how it looks, and it's not right. And I'm worried.
Can you read the text, please, that you got from your toxic table compadre? Just 30 seconds before we went live from at Guy Schmidt.
Yeah, he 12:59:30. Will you tell Pat mid diarrhea, comma, be out quickly, comma, just started coming out. So I'm not sure if he was peeing.
Way to go! Hey, he had 3 minutes, and I
Yeah.
think he even knew that was going to be a little bit of a tight time crunch for what he was battling and going on. This is not the first time. Obviously, Ty has missed some airtime because he had to dump and almost pooped his pants. And
worried.
All of our positive T's and P's are to Ty right now as he's doing battle once again with one of those toilets.
Yeah, because it's fun, you know, every now and then. But back-to-back weeks, I am now officially in the concerned boat as far as where everybody stands.
Yeah, I got a couple tweets tweets on X from people the last time this happened about how there are ways to fix this.
Yeah.
And we're not good friends and everything. We just want to let you know we've tried. You tried.
Mm-hmm.
You go talk to Ty.
Yeah, he's a stubborn son of a bitch, and he knows that.
You tell Ty. You tell Ty what he needs to do. We've told him, hey, Arby's, 8:30 a.m. Not good.
No, I don't think that helps.
Not good. How about Tone Diggs today trying to bait Ty Schmidt into doing something terrible?
What do you mean? God.
This guy had a full ice cream Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
There he is.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good bop, too.
He does have a nice little bop.
Yeah, that's a good bop.
Looks good.
Bop.
Yeah, feel a little lighter.
Good gait.
I just threw up a little bit too. I don't know if it was something
Something I ate.
Yeah.
Should we be worried?
Got a bad batch.
Are you okay, buddy? Is this
You're puking and dumping. Is there blood?
Arby's had breakfast?
There's no blood, right?
No,
that would be.
That's the problem.
That would not be good.
He knows the manager. He's able to fire up some of the roast beef before the store's even open.
Yeah.
Ty,
He's got the gold card.
is everything all right, bub?
I don't know. I mean, I was good pretty much all weekend. You know, I just had a run-of-the-mill sub. You know, just turkey and white bread and chicken. Because I said, hey, need something very kind of plain for the palate. Don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't know if that thing was sitting out overnight where I got it from or what. But as I was, you know, kind of expelling out one end, I kind of just and puked a little bit.
Do we have a nice setup there for you? We hope you're okay.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good now. I mean,
should we, doctor?
This is not right.
Yeah.
Oh no,
we got to be good friends.
You're
right
not. Yeah. What?
You got to figure this out.
It shouldn't happen.
I'm on par to have another colonoscopy here pretty soon because the last time I went, they kind of said like, yeah, it's red. There's some irritation, but you know, and it's the first time I've gone to the guy. I'm almost thinking I need to go back home to go to like the guy who diagnosed me from the beginning because the last guy seemed like a bit of a quack and he just wanted me to kind of get in, get out. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it.
Wow, which is normally good for some things, but not like actual things.
Yeah, because when I know, I know. Like I know I have a serious issue with my stomach. I always have.
Let's make sure we take care of this, though.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
All right. Hey.
We got you.
Come on.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
We're going to take care of this thing.
Thank you. We are.
To a better future. Team on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Team.
All right, let's move along. Ty, we're pulling for you.
Yep. Thank you. Feel good.
I hope.
Could you imagine just dumping and puking in the middle of the
Wait, having to run out?
Did losing Bach do that to you?
No, we should move on.
Yeah.
That is big news. The box. All right, we just know that anything you need from us to make sure that this doesn't happen, we are here for you.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
We love you, Ty.
Love you, Ty.
You got this.
How much better do you feel now, though?
Yeah, better. I do.
Oh, not great. We still got another round.
Was there any warning? Like, did you go into the bathroom knowing this is a problem?
I'd say at about 12:50, I was like, that was kind of weird. I kind of just got hot mouth a little bit. I usually don't.
Oh, so you didn't know it was code red though when you went in there?
I just knew like, oh man, my stomach hurts like hell. I should probably try to squeeze one out here quick.
All right. Well, hey, we're pulling for you. Know that we're pulling for you. AJ, I love the concern, the genuine concern on your face.
I don't. That'd be a tough way to live. I feel like, Ty. If I knew, like, hey, any moment, can you go in public? Like you want to go do something? You got to always worry about that. I might dump my pants.
You should always have wet wipes with you. That's why you always
need extra
strapped wet wipes.
clothes as well.
All right, let's go through some NFL news that has happened. T. Higgins has requested a trade from the Bengals after he was franchise tagged last week at the deadline. Now, the thing about T. Higgins is his contract conversation has been one that's been happening for more than just a year and a half almost because of how great he was as a tag team partner to Jamar Chase for the Cincinnati Bengals, who don't normally spend a lot of money. Now, still voted the absolute worst food and everything like that from the NFLPA report card, but they do have an indoor facility.
Yeah.
And T. Higgins practiced that exact move in the indoor facility whenever he wanted to get extra reps in the middle of a blizzard, something they wouldn't have been able to do in the past. But as of last year, they have an indoor facility. They have a sponsored stadium. They're doing business. They're upgrading everywhere. Everything seems to be on the up and up for the Cincinnati Bengals. If Joey Burrow, who looked so cool this past weekend, so has sunglasses on inside while talking to people.
Yeah, I love it.
He had great fashion sense, too. Had those baggy jeans. I think he might have got from Abercrombie & Fitch. Not 100% sure. But he looks so cool. If he can stay healthy with what young ownership is doing and the pieces that they have, here we go. The Bengals are a whole new culture. T. Higgins is a beast. T. Higgins is a monster. And I assume with his trade request or whatever the case that's happening, old buddy over there named Duke Toby is saying, Tobin. They call him Toby.
Yeah. Tobes, Toby.
Oh, Tobes, Toby. Hanging out with the hockey boys, they go, Toby. Hanging out in the building, they call him Tobes. I assume Duke is going to say the same exact thing he said about T. Higgins before, which is if you want T. Higgins, go draft one. Okay, he's ours. Whenever people were trying to get him out of the last year of the contract, there's been numerous Cincinnati Bengals players over the past couple of years that have gotten franchise tagged, not been happy about it, inevitably reported, and played on the franchise tag. So I don't think if you're a Bengals fan, this means he's gone. But I do think this is quite a statement from T. Higgins to the Cincinnati Bengals, if this is true, that he requested a trade. Like, hey, let's try to get a deal done. I know it's not your MO. I know you got to pay Jamar Chase. I know you paid Joe Burrow. But let's try to get a deal done for a guy who certainly could be a number one on most teams if he was to join the major.
Yeah, I mean, T. Higgins is awesome, but we know they say, like, you can't sign everybody. We can't keep everybody around. We have plenty of good players. They would love to keep him, but what do you think, D-Bell? Like, is there any chance that they actually think about trading him?
No.
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I think so.
No.
What do you get in return?
Depending on what you get in return, because I would assume that every GM doesn't see T. Higgins or isn't guaranteed that he's a number one. Once again, when you are a part of a tandem, it's one thing. But when you go Juju after AB left, for example, once you get bumped up to that role where, hey, every week now coverages are being rolled to you as opposed to them being rolled to Jamar Chase.
I talked about it last week with T.Y.
It happened to T.Y.
Exactly. So that's a whole different ballgame, especially with receivers. And the Bengals, I don't think there's a world where they can pay two receivers like their number one guys. We can assume that Jamar Chase is going to get his bag. So.
And it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks for T because they hold all the cards.
Yeah.
And the Cincinnati Bengals have done things that other teams wouldn't be willing to do, like go into the final year of somebody's contract. And if even somebody offers him, like, we got one more year here, where we are still paying him to play football. The Bengals have proven to do that in the past. Now, everybody says that's all because of financial reasons. This time, I think they have been willing to step up and pay market price and get into the game because they realize they got a guy. At quarterback. Yeah. They got a guy. And the money that can be made for the Cincinnati Bengals organization, the money that can be made for that city is something that, I'm happy they're capitalizing on. Because Joey B doesn't just fall out of trees. No. And that is, I'm happy to hear that. Now, does that mean they're going to be able to pay T? No. But I think they would be very willing to be like, you're a free agent next year. Yeah. And then they can franchise tag again.
Run it back.
You can only do it 2 times. You used to be able to do it 3 times. Now it's only 2 times. If you get back-to-back franchise tags, it jumps, I think, 20% or 25% of what it was the previous year or something like that. So you make more money. But with the way the wide receiver market is, with what T. Higgins could command, because right now it's Calvin Ridley. Who else? Michael Pittman just signed.
It's just him and Hollywood Brown, really. And then there's a couple other ones, but it's really Ridley and
he would love to hit the mark.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying. Not a bad time for T. Higgins to hear if a team wanted to.
What's that number?
The number. I feel like for who?
Justin Jefferson.
For the
21.8.
But I feel like
Justin's about to sign for what? 30.
30.
You would assume at least 30. Tyreek is the top, 30. Right? 30, and maybe around there.
So if you can get somebody for $21 million, this sucks for T. Higgins. We are just laying out how we get to these situations and why this sucks for T. Higgins. But also on the flip side, the Bengals have all the That's how it works.
Oh, yeah.
The Bengals have all the say, which is why players hate franchise
I
tags.
feel like T and Michael Pittman are very similar as far as their skill set and how good they have been. Like, and Pittman basically just got that 46 guaranteed. So which is reported, which is basically 2 years, 23, like a $23 million a year. So I assume T's at least looking for that.
Yeah. And you can look.
Yeah.
They have all the say.
Yeah,
you know,
unfortunately.
and maybe that's just the way it is. Yeah. And maybe they're still negotiating, or maybe they stopped negotiating.
Did they ever negotiate, though? I heard, wasn't there things that T was kind of upset that they never really engaged?
I don't know.
That was the Rappaport tweet, is that he was pissed because of the fact that the whole entire thing that they did with Pittman, the franchise tag, continue the deal conversations, they did not do that in Cincy, is what the report was.
And the Bengals could easily come out and say, we weren't ready to negotiate. We were still trying to figure out other things, so we put the franchise tag on you so we can move this date. Yes, you get screwed out of it completely, maybe see in the market, but we keep you around. But it's like,
crazy.
It's crazy. It's a crazy business.
And then since he got drafted in the second round, I would think his top would be like that Pittman deal, as opposed to Jamar when he resigns. He's going to set a new market because he was a top 5 pick. Like
Justin's going to change it all, right?
Justin's going to change it all, even though he was a late first round, but his numbers are through the roofs, and he's been a legit number one damn near since jump. So every week you're going into the game saying, hey, 18 is the game record. We're trying to stop him, and he's still putting up unbelievable numbers. I think he's cracked 1,000 last year and missed damn near half the season. So different ball game.
You talking about Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
180 yards in the first half.
Doesn't he have the most yards to start?
A couple times.
Yeah, he beat Randy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. He's let's stay with the Cincinnati Bengals. They have re-signed tight end Drew Sample to a 3-year contract extension.
There it is.
Sure.
There it is.
Hell yeah, Drew. Congratulations, Drew.
Hell yeah.
All right. In your head, what does he look like?
Bland, white, big guy.
Okay.
Dalton Schultz without a beard.
Okay, scroll down. Ladies and gentlemen. Spot on.
Okay.
Spot on.
Yahtzee!
Wow, that was pretty good.
Big gut.
That was pretty good.
Drew Sample played in Cincinnati. Yeah, that's exactly what he looks like.
Nobody will consider that a talent, what you just did. I want to let you know.
Pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate
Just
that.
has
But
the
you know
name.
what? The Patriots don't have to sign anybody today. After that, I'm good.
Ball. Speaking of that, can we put up the free agents graphic? Because there's a lot of names that could end up in new places, big names that could end up in new places. Calvin Ridley is one of them. He is what everybody thinks is the belle of the ball is the wide receiver market, and the wide receiver market seemingly big. Now, with that being said, allegedly, wide receiver market in draft also deep. Yeah. So those two are always competing against each other whenever you talk about free agency in draft. These younger wide receivers being very good quickly has really altered the game, I think, even since the Tyreek deal. It's been like the last 5 years, 4 years, it feels like, that these guys have come into the league and been pro-ready immediately.
That's a game changer. And we've talked about it for some years now. I feel like, is it the 7-on-7 kind of circuits that's going around where these guys play so much football, run so many routes, get so many reps with these different quarterbacks that they just transition so smoothly in the league. So now if you're in the front office, of course you're going to draft a guy and have his rights for 4 or 5 years, as opposed to jumping in the free agent market and guaranteeing somebody a bunch of money.
Hell yeah. Well, as we wait for the next deal to be done, let's talk about something that happened last night. Ladies and gentlemen, the ladies of the U.S. women's national team took home the CONCACAF Cup last night.
Hell yeah.
Gumpy, I don't know what it was, but we won, and we beat Brazil.
This is actually this is the first ever Women's Gold Cup.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the Gold Cup matters. The
It
Gold
does.
Cup's a big one because the Gold Cup is not only significant of the color of the champion, but Barry's at home. Okay, she's the next one, number 10. She is the next one. This is she's taller than everybody. She's seemingly faster than everybody. She's physical. Saw her in the last World Cup whenever we didn't perform as well. She was playing, and I remember thinking to myself, okay, so this is the next one. She's a beast. And last night, she put Brazil to bed. Now, whole second half, no goals were scored. This is obviously the extra time of the first half. But 1-0 win, the first ever Gold Cup. Gumps, what's this mean? We're the greatest in the world?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, first ever. And the Brazil team beat Mexico 3-0. So Mexico beat the U.S. This is a huge win for the U.S.
Okay, so what? You didn't need to say the Mexico.
No, I'm just saying, like
why we're celebrating?
Yeah,
right
the
now.
team bounced back. They responded well in the tournament after a loss. It's a win.
He's Canadian. He doesn't get the pride that we have.
You didn't
winning
even know it was the Women's Gold Cup.
Yeah, we knew concave was
Last week,
Yeah.
Gumpy told us we had no chance against Brazil.
That
we were gonna
is
get the floor
slang.
while I said this.
I'm about done with people slandering what I'm saying about soccer. All right.
What are you saying about soccer?
I'm saying they lost to Mexico and they responded well and beat Brazil, who is probably better than Mexico in the women's game.
Okay, so they bounced back and played a much better game than they had played in the brightest lights in the biggest moment.
Yeah, first Gold Cup champion. What do we?
But all we're saying is there's no reason to bring up a loss after we just won the concave Gold Cup.
None.
Son of a bitch. Just giving a little context.
We don't need the context.
I gassed you guys up.
Context we need is us hoisting.
I gassed you up in the first Women's Gold Cup of all time. All right.
Is that good or bad that it's the first?
Is this better than the She Believes
no.
Cup?
Did we create this tournament? We didn't create the tournament, did we?
To
Like
get a
U.S.
win?
to get a win?
No,
we didn't.
No, the
Brazil.
the Concava created the Gold Cup.
Oh, that clears it
AJ.
up. That clears it
You
up
heard
for me,
Brazil
Gump.
before?
Here we go. AJ never listened. Just keep going,
He's probably
AJ.
right.
It's
Burnley
the
got a point.
Concave's tournament.
Concava Gold
I'm
Cup.
very happy we won the gold. I am. Gump, for real.
The Gold Cup.
First one ever.
We're going for gold.
Shout out to
never
the
take
U.S.
away.
women's national team, by the way, saying, you know what? I can get this dummy to respond to this. No problem at all. Shout out to you guys. Hey, big win. We're back.
Yep.
Come on.
Lindsey Horan.
Good work, ladies.
Oh! Somebody got signed to somewhere. Who is it? Maybe a wideout from Buffalo. The Jaguars are signing Bills wide receiver Gabe Davis to a 3-year deal. Trevor Lawrence, who's losing Calvin Ridley, will now get Gabe Davis, who went to UCF, which is down there in Central Florida. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peterson, signs big Gabe Davis. We enjoy Gabe Davis.
Yep.
Gabe Davis has been on our program numerous times, has an incredible personality, is hilarious. Actually promised that if a dildo got tossed on the field when he scored a touchdown, he would grab it and he would suction cup it to the forehead of his helmet to make it look like he was a unicorn with a dildo off the front of it. He made that promise. The situation never arose. That thing is past now. Going to Jacksonville, I love this. Good for Gabe Davis, good for the Jacksonville Jaguars who are losing Calvin Ridley.
I think so. I think Gabe with some injuries and it was some games where he didn't get catches, so he kind of had an up and down year. I'm interested to see the numbers here, but once again, another 3-year deal. Love that for the players. Hopefully he got what he wants, especially up front.
A couple years ago when Peterson was not there, maybe when Peterson was there, when did they just change the entire market with Kirk?
I believe that was 2
yeah.
years ago with Peterson's first year.
Yep.
So as soon as Peterson got there, they had to pay a little extra because they were the Jacksonville Jaguars. And everybody's like, they ruined the wide receiver market now. Tyreek's getting this is happening, Devontae, this. They said that was Doug Peterson is a guy who has not been scared to add weapons to his team.
No.
He's former quarterback, loves it. What do you think this does for Trevor Lawrence? Obviously, this is good.
I mean, yeah, Trevor Lawrence, they kind of took a step back last year as a team, so they need to find a way to respond. We were counting the Jags that, hey, they're legit. You have to take them serious now. And so Gabe Davis will help.
They were the team we were talking about in the AFC South. Turns out that team was Houston.
It's crazy how fast it goes, right? The roller coaster, up or down.
Jacksonville was the 1 seed like week 12 last year?
midway
Like
through.
9-3.
Just a meltdown.
Yeah.
What happened? Was
Melt-
it injuries?
Trevor
I know
got hurt.
Trevor was hurt.
Like in 3 different injuries and like 3
It was the
straight
same as the
games.
Eagles.
He is.
It happened
Christian
on both
Kirk.
sides of the Eagles were the 1 seed, Jags were the 1 seed. They both just fell off the face of the earth.
But the Jags, more specifically, I think it all revolves around Trevor Lawrence's injuries.
Yeah.
And he never misses games.
Didn't miss practice. Remember, he couldn't even walk with a nasty ankle, and
knee.
we see him practicing like 2 days later.
It was the knee before the Saints game because then all of a sudden out of nowhere he played against the Saints and he was taking off running down the field.
And did he have a concussion at one point?
Yeah, and then he had a shoulder. Yeah, it was. I think it was those 3.
But that's when. That seemingly is when he started missing targets a little bit more and everything was coming a lot more difficult. So I assume they have a nice energy going into the offseason about what they could have been and ending up what
Gabe's gonna
happened.
love it down there.
Yeah, I think so.
New number, too, you would assume, because Kirk has 13. And he got hurt last year, too. He had a groin, and he was leading them in, I believe, receptions at the time. But Ingram had a good year, tight end.
Yeah, great year.
Ridley was doing his thing. He was, once again, up and down. So we'll see if Gabe can get in there and be that weapon week in, week out.
They have investment from ownership, right? They have like a desperate fan base. It would be really cool to win in Jacksonville, I think. Like to be a part of the team that won in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Like I think that
Florida.
would be, it's Florida, but that part of Florida there is a hilarious part.
I mean, win it all.
Yeah.
Win a ring.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
That parade in Jacksonville.
That's what I'm saying. Like
On the yacht, on the owner's yacht. Take a boat parade on the yacht.
all of them, because they could just stand around the outside of that thing.
Yeah.
for how big that is. People forget
Backflips
how
off the
rich
top.
is
Jacksonville. Harley Coast.
Remember Jerry's yacht?
Jack's Beach, dude. You never been to Jack's Beach? Come on. Gotta go down to Jack's Beach.
I don't go to Central Florida.
Hulk Hogan's in Tampa.
I go to South. I go to South Florida. If I'm going to Florida.
Start learning your white Florida.
Yeah.
I only go to South Florida.
Jacksonville is Tim Tebow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mac Jones.
Right.
And
Urban Meyer.
Well, Urban had Urban Meyer Cityville happening down there whenever Khan was just building it. Remember, he was building a new part of the city, which was going to be Jacksonville Jaguar Town. Yeah. And I think they're still building that, I assume?
I would hope. Right.
Yeah, it's just Doug City now.
Visor City. Ooh. Oh, Peterville. Peterville's the right answer.
Nice.
He looks so cool at the combine.
Oh, yeah. He's the man.
Dude, he was sitting at the corner, up at the bar, all by himself, computer in front of him, just watching. Had a couple guys down in the thing. Real chill. We walk in. Oh, hey, how you guys doing? Just full on. And then we walk out. It was like, that guy's cool. Yeah. I would assume when he's recruiting, is this happening? Does that happen? I never left. You did.
What?
You did as well. Like whenever these are coaches recruiting players, like whenever, like Russell Wilson, he had a lot of suitors, we assume, because he's $1.2 million.
He had a ton of suitors.
Once again, we don't know if being pumped about just because it's $1.2 million why you're pumped to have him is a good thing or a bad thing, but we choose to believe it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Because Russell Wilson's making $39 million next year. Congrats to him.
Congrats.
But do you think Mike Tomlin's recruiting in there? Like, is that what's happening?
Coaches do. I'm sure they do, but I don't know about Tomlin.
Like,
Tomlin really is.
When you went to Cincy, was it like...
It's a quarterback, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe he is. I guess probably kick the tires, as they say.
Yeah, it depends on who you are, where you are in that.
Will he fit in? I'm sure, too, at the same time. If you know he'll fit in, it could be a good fit. Yeah, then you'll go after him.
Apparently it was Cam Hayward who was recruiting Russell Wilson to the Steelers, or was a big part of it. That's what the
Like
reports
how?
are.
Just
I don't know. I didn't know.
He was singing at Zach Bryan the other night.
He was.
Cam Hayward.
There's a lot of people there.
His hat. He wears hat. Do they make them like when Shaq needed
wearing a cowboy hat?
Custom.
No, it was a baseball. It was a flat bill.
What is it, size 9.5?
I honestly don't know if there is a size. Like, is there
custom made?
They sell them at Big and Tall.
His head. Could you imagine trying to play? Why would you ever? Matt, that's why offensive linemen are built different. Now, obviously, defensive linemen are built different. That's what we just had a full conversation. But think about AQ Shipley having to square off with Cam Hayward for 65 reps on a Sunday. AQ's got to be shitting his pants
every day,
whole time,
the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, well, he told a story about.
Cam is just a moose.
Yeah.
Who can move.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, somebody has been signed. Christian Wilkins is headed to the Las Vegas Raiders on a 4-year deal worth $110 million. That includes $84.75 million guaranteed in a contract done by Mulugeta of Athletes First. Congratulations to Christian Wilkins, head of the Raiders. We assumed his market would be gigantic. There'd be a lot of teams that would be in the game of a player that plays every single snap, is seemingly the, I don't want to say emotional leader of the Dolphins, but very confident, very loud, talking a lot, leading the entire defense, absolute dog. Got you one on your team, hate to have him on other teams, and incredibly talented as well on top of all of it. So we thought somebody would want him. What a perfect Raider.
Yeah.
This is like a perfect Las Vegas Raider. We were talking about Russell Wilson and being like, is that the Raider way? No offense to Russell Wilson or to the Raiders. Just don't know if that's a right fit. This feels like the perfect fit. Somebody who has been voted in the past, the person that you least like on other teams, Christian Wilkins. Remember, he's gotten into it with numerous star players. He's not scared of anything. And now he and Max Crosby are on the same exact D-line. What a play for AP. What a play for Tom Telesco. Look at the Raiders out there in Sin City doing some things, bringing in a difference maker, D-Budge.
Yeah, kind of saw it coming. Absolutely hate to see a guy like this leave Miami because all the things you said, but now being paired up with Max Crosby, not only the talent that both of those guys have, but the effort.
The standard that they're going to set, like defense.
You set the standard for that entire room.
Yeah, they both play every snap.
Yeah, the defensive line.
Be a young guy coming in there, and you're watching these two guys. I gotta
just
strap it up. I can't be tapping my head coming out of the game anymore, man. Like I gotta play.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, you just drafted Wilson. 7 overall last last year. I don't think he had, didn't make much of a splash last year. But now you would assume being in the meet room with those two guys, day in, day out, week in, week out, his level got to go up.
And who's in the division?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're taking care of that, huh? Yep. Max Crosby's taking care of that, huh? Okay, here we go. We at least got a chance because we played against them well. Division games are always going to be difficult, but they have to. The team that's in the middle of a dynasty run right now, okay, obviously sucks for the entire NFL.
Terrible.
Sucks for the entire AFC. But the teams it most sucks for are the teams in the division because their fan base is comparing their team to you at all times. And also, you can't even get to the dance because in your own division, you got to face the Wolf, who's now in jail, Chiefsaholic.
Correct.
Thank God.
McLovin tried to get him out.
He did.
Still trying.
So keep your head up.
Keep your head up.
But you also pretty shameful. You stuck guns in people's faces at best.
Still got to keep your head up.
Scumbag, but you could come back. You know.
Oh, well, yeah.
People have done it before.
Got to make sure when you get back into society, you're ready because
he's got like 25 years.
I was gonna say he's gonna be in there for a long time.
Yeah,
I just saw a story about a guy.
Whatever the max penalty.
Oh, you mean the guy that had heads in his freezer?
Yeah, it was.
I heard there's a little Dahmer situation. Is that the first non-white Dahmer situation that has happened?
I thought the same thing.
Right? I thought so too.
Serious?
That is a very white thing.
I got to do my research, guys. I'll get back to you.
Cutting bodies up, putting them in freezers. That's a Midwest white thing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Through history.
It has been. Yes, it has been. If you look back. Yeah.
Typically.
The analytics will say.
I'm just pointing out what it has.
Say,
I don't like it.
No.
Okay, we're not happy about that it has happened, but that has been a thing. There's no way they thought that was going to be happening in New York City, right?
Right.
No way. That's a wild.
Wow.
Anyways, back to the Chiefsaholic. He's going to have some time there to figure it out. Back to the dynasty. It's being built in the AFC West. The AFC East, think about those teams for 20 years. The Dolphins, the Jets, the Bills. I mean, that's why this Bills run is supposed to be so magical because for so long, the big bad wolf was in your backyard. Now, Kansas City Chiefs are the big bad wolf. That is literally what they are. You got to build to beat them. Because not only is everybody in the NFL trying to do that, literally to get to the dance, you're going to have to get through them every single year. And if you look at the way this Raiders team is being constructed right now, it's like, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. That's not a bad way to try to get Patrick Mahomes. You have two Max Crosbys. We watched that quarterback documentary. Max Crosby is chirping in Patrick Mahomes' ear. They're getting almost into fights on the field, and then off the field, they're all good. Christian Wilkins is the exact same guy.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be on the same team. Oh, my God. Think about whenever Max Crosby or Christian Wilkins learn something about one of these offensive linemen.
Oh, man.
Hey, I just found out that this guy, insert whatever terrible thing has happened. Then you got Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby, potentially one ear and the other. And the other. Holy hell. What a group of menaces over there. And this feels like the Raider way. You know? Dogs.
Right.
We're dancing with confidence and cockiness.
Shit talking.
We are showing up, though. Like, we are actually tough, not fake tough. It's like, feels like the perfect Raider signing. I'm pumped for it.
We've talked to outside pass rushers a lot before, and they say, like, yeah, the guy on the other side matters, but it matters more who's in the middle,
who's
too.
Getting the push.
Yeah, who's getting the push, especially, like, Mahomes, like, you're going to want to get no quarterback likes pressure in their face.
Yeah.
Like, and that's going to be huge. Plus, they feel really good about what they did to the Chiefs on, what was it, Christmas Day? When they just absolutely dominated on defense. Yeah, I think they got a vibe going on.
And maybe that's why Tom Telesco is somebody they wanted as GM. You've been in this. You've seen the.
You've tried.
Because the Chargers have,
They had some good pass rush. So you got to stay
They played
healthy.
the Chiefs well for a while.
And these guys play too. That's the thing. Like they play. Like Max was, banged up, all year long. He got a surgery after the season, but he's going to be out there playing. And this makes everybody better. The linebackers playing behind them, the coverage guys. Now you don't have to send 5 or 6 on certain. You can just send 4 and get pressure on the quarterback down in, down out. I absolutely hate the fact that the Dolphins didn't pay this guy. Like this is why you draft a guy. He comes in and does everything right on his rookie deal. Like you got to keep a guy because we're trying to build to beat the Chiefs as well. You got a quarterback you assume you're going to pay, but defensively, this is a guy that you build around. I don't get how you let him walk out of the building.
I think Gump's felt the same exact way whenever he learned of it all.
Yeah, he's worth every penny. He is so good.
Man,
so
distraught Gump.
What are they saying though? Why didn't they pay it? Why did they not want to?
They were close on 20. They offered him $20 million a year last year. He wanted 22. They walked away, and they just never got back to it.
Well, turn that frown upside down, Gump, because the champ is here. Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night, early Sunday morning, down in Miami in front of a raucous fan base that was on Sugar's side.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, weigh-ins, maybe not. I wonder if this man who's about to join us thought to himself, oh, they don't like the Sugar Show down here. Then goes into arena, big, we're here for the Sugar Show.
Oh, yeah.
Superstar already, superstar of the future for UFC, bantamweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
What up, boys?
Hey, it was fun to watch you work on Saturday, bro. I stayed up for that thing until because the spring forward situation felt like I was up until 4 a.m. or whatever. I don't even know how you handle your day-to-day, and I know you're on Arizona time, so I guess the time zone's not that big of a mess, but you picked them apart, dude. It was fantastic to watch. Joe Rogan, DC, everybody in basically talking was like, this is your finest performance. Do you agree with that? Looking back on it, watching the film, do you feel like this is the best you've been?
Yeah, that fight was really fun. I mean, that stylistic matchup's always fun for me. I feel like I'm faster than everybody, but I knew I was way faster than Cheeto. So for me, you know, I knew that fight was gonna play out like that. I just had to show up and perform at my best and do what I do, and I always do that. So, you know, I kind of figured that fight was gonna play out like that. Was it my best performance? Yeah, it was probably up there. Didn't get the finish. Doesn't sit quite well with me. You know, I'm over it. It's fucking, the finish is what I like. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and I saw you. Okay, so let's dive into it because I heard Timbo going into the 5th round, and I don't know how much you're listening in between rounds as they're putting ice on you. That's fascinating to watch it all take place. But he was saying going into the 5th round, hey, bud, this thing's won. Stick and move. Let's stay out of it so we don't lose this thing. Is that because there was a thought, like, when you land that knee on his face as clean as you did? Ooh. Oh, listen to this, Sean. Listen to this.
Oh.
Listen to this. Oh. When you land that,
it's gross.
It's gross. When afterwards you said you felt something broken there, but when he doesn't go down there, do you think to yourself like, okay, this is going to go the entire fight if this walking cement truck doesn't go down to that? Is there a thought of that while you land that and he doesn't go down?
Yeah, I knew like, I know how durable he is. I know how tough some people can be that they just don't go away. Obviously, that Chris Montigno, that green-haired dude, another guy that just, some people just don't go away. So you just can't waste all your energy trying to put them out after you get them hurt. And I'm a vet. I've been in the sport for a long time. I'm very good with my energy. And I understood that, you know, if he didn't go down from that, it's going to be tough to put him away. So, you know, I made sure I didn't waste all my energy on that, trying to put him out of there. But very fucking impressive chin on him.
Yeah, I'd say. Whenever he's trying to make it dirty late is how DC and Rogan were describing it, trying to make it dirty late. He seemed to connect one or two on you. Did you feel that or no? Did he get close to hitting you late?
He didn't hit me once. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, he landed a couple decent shots. Nothing that really rocked me. Yeah, nothing really landed super clean. A lot of the punches I was kind of, you know, going with. I mean, he hurt my hands, if anything. So
that Moutinho fight, we remember talking to you afterwards. Yeah. Look at my hands, man, from beating up a guy's face.
Broken.
That guy's face was an actual weapon for him. It felt like Cheeto was the same exact thing. Look at this. Look what you did to him, though. I mean, you were piecing him apart. Obviously, your goal, I think you've told us before, is I want to hit the other guy and I want to knock that hit. That was kind of how you described it. A lot of people are questioning your cardio. Can this guy last 5 rounds into the championship rounds? Felt like you felt good, didn't you? You felt good late? Felt like.
Yeah, I think we answered that question. I mean, I can keep that kind of kickboxing pace all day. So, yeah, answered that question. But it's crazy to think about. I fought Cheeto for 5 rounds. I fought Chris Montigno for 3 rounds. And I landed more shots on Chris Montigno than I landed on Cheeto, which is kind of crazy to think about. So, yeah, just handing out brain damage. Not proud of it, but, I'm making money, getting paid to do it.
It pays the bills. You got a sick robe on right now, dude. Great robe. Are you still down in Miami?
Yeah, no, we left 2 p.m., flew straight home, and we're back. It's so weird laying in bed Saturday, 7 p.m. I'm just laying in bed all day waiting for the fight to roll around. I'm fighting at 12:30 in the morning on Sunday. So Saturday, I'm laying in bed all day, but it's so weird to think about Saturday, 7 p.m., I'm laying in bed thinking in 24 hours, Sunday at 7 p.m., I'm going to be laying in bed at home in Arizona, and it's going to be all said and done. And it's such a weird thing, especially that fight week and fight day. But yeah, pumped with how it turned out.
Well, yeah, it was a wild 24 hours, I'd assume, to fly from Miami to Arizona. What else? Oh, beat up a guy for 5 rounds.
Yep.
Just beat up a guy for 5 rounds in the middle of it. The whole press week leading up to it, the press conference the day before or 2 days before, you were getting booed a little bit out of Miami. Were you playing heel? Did you know it was going to be the Sugar crowd? Because it was, obviously. We all saw it. What were your thoughts going into Miami and the crowd that was down there? Felt electric all week in Miami. Felt electric.
Yeah, that was a perfect place for me versus Cheeto to happen. In Miami, he had a lot of the Latin American community coming together. It would have been cool for them to have a first Ecuadorian, I just call them Dorians, as a champ. So he had a lot of those reporters out there. And so I figured it was going to kind of be like that. It was cool. I didn't mind it. I could fight in Spain, in Elia's hometown, and have nobody there going for me and still perform. So I'm not worried about that, but it is cool when the Sugar fans come together in Miami, in Boston, in Vegas, wherever we go. And the Sugar fans will be there.
Yeah, Connor's going to ask you about Ilya call out because obviously afterwards there was a lot of interactions you had in the walkout, in the behind the scenes of the arena. You had a boot on. We know there was that stomach shot late. When do you get hurt and do you just play it off well? Like what? Because I think last fight you had like 3 different things that were like broken, but we couldn't really tell in the fight. How'd you come out of this fight? Do you have any surgeries or anything needed? And when do you think, Ilya or Merab or who was it? Henry Cejudo, I think, came over to you in the middle of an interview with a British TV. It feels like everybody would like to fight you.
That was a long time ago when Henry did that. That was a little bit more when he was relevant. Henry's got to be the number 1 dumbest, shortest champion that has ever lived. He's so stupid. Every time he talks, I think he's getting dumber. The dude is so stupid, and I cannot believe he won a championship belt. He talks and he talks. He says some of the dumbest shit ever. So, but yeah, that was a long time ago. He's really dumb and short. But yeah, I had a couple of run-ins. Merab came up to me, was congratulating me. I said, thank you. I thought it was a fan. I didn't even recognize him. And then he said, you got to say my name. And I was like, oh shit, that's Merab. I completely, I didn't realize. I thought it was just someone saying good job.
Yeah. Just got out of a fight. A lot going on.
Yeah. The dude's nose is so crooked, and very well. Merab 100% could be next. If Merab's next, I would love to do it in the Sphere in Vegas. If Ilya's next, I would love to do it in Spain. I'm not ducking either of them. I don't care. I've called out Ilya because he's scarier than Merab. Like Merab's a very, very dangerous opponent. He's got crazy gas tank. Name his last 3 fighters. He could.
Yeah,
he's boring. He's not like a fucking superstar, but he has a 10-fight win streak. And he's done it so many times that there is something to it. It's completely opposite of my style. I'm striking, stand up, fun to watch, quick, fast. He's so boring and takes people down. So there is something there. And people want to see me lose because I'm the fucking man. So I get it. They want to see me just lose. So they're like, well, put Merab on him. So if that's next, cool. UFC, we'll talk soon and figure it out.
Well, hey, people wanting to see you lose is good box office. There's also a lot of people that want to see you fight because, as you said, you're entertaining, you're electrifying. 2-time main event now, right? 2nd-time main eventing. You have Boston and you have Miami. Yep. Place is filled, place is packed. I assume the numbers are going to come out that they're big. We got a chance to talk to you over your entire run here, from back in the empty Apex where you're knocking people out, doing fadeaway threes in the middle of it where we became fans, to now your main event marquee selling out arenas. Congrats, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, feels good. Got to feel good, right? You're in the middle of it right now.
It does feel good, and I've been very confident in myself and my skills, and believed in myself that I was saying this before I was in the UFC. I was in the Contender Series to get into the UFC. I said, trust me, I'm gonna be in these positions. And it's just I've been able to go out there and put on performance after performance after performance, and it's just been a lot of hard work and just dedicating my life to this sport. I'm in a really, really cool position.
Yeah, you and Timbo's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some videos of him after the fight where it looked like he was willing to fight some people if they needed it, and it's like, you guys are a cool partnership, man. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, no, I mean we have really good chemistry. We lived together for like 5 years as we were coming up. I was just turning pro. He was already pro. He was trying to get into the UFC. I was trying to, build up a pro record, and we lived together for like 4 or 5 years at the time. So we built a cool relationship, and it's important to have someone you trust so much in your corner like that. Really, my whole team, my whole corner, everyone plays an important role. But yeah, we have a really cool squad, and we're taking over.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. It's fun to watch. He's got that cauliflower here, too, from top to bottom. He turns his head. It's like, yep, not a guy. Don't want to. Let's not accidentally piss off that redheaded man right there, let alone the fact that he's got the full UFC kit on. D-Butt's got a question for you about that whole process.
Definitely avoid that. But talk about the process, kind of comparing it to football a little bit, but you talked about the styles of the different fighters. How much, film study, or how much do you watch these fighters before you fight them? And then post-fight, like how much of your fight do you watch after a knockout or a big match?
I've watched the fights 3 times since. I really enjoy rewatching my masterpieces, and so I've always enjoyed that. I spar when in camp a couple times a week. Well, I usually spar once a week in camp. I'll go and watch those. I'll watch them in slow motion sometimes because I'm so fucking fast I don't even know what I do. I have to slow it down. But as far as who I watch or how much of my opponent I watch, I don't watch a ton. I watch a little bit, just enough to know I'm like, okay, I'll whoop this dude's ass. So sometimes a minute or two, and I'm like, okay, I kind of downloaded everything I need to know. He's too slow. I'm going to piece him up. So that's usually how that goes. Tim watches more of the film, more of that. But I mean, the last 2 fights, we've pretty much just had a game plan and perfected it. And it's been at the higher levels, we kind of have a game plan more so as coming up. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go out there and do what I do. Now we got these, these game plans specific for these opponents, and it's fucking fun.
Yeah, it's brilliant. We're at 6 now. When the person you're sparring weekly, are they trying to fight like Cheeto? Do you know that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. That's kind of ideal. Everyone's helping everyone. So when I obviously have a big fight coming up, we bring in sparring partners. Tim will kind of give them, have them watch Cheeto too, leading up to sparring. He'll watch it in the back before we spar. He'll kind of say, hey, do these little tendencies that he does. And yeah, they try to emulate him as much as possible. But for the most part, it's, sparring is just getting that cardio, getting that push.
Did you want a spinning heel kick on him? Was there a way you wanted to end it? Did you have any merch for, because what was it, another right hand from Sugarland, one of your first fights on UFC. You had got knocked out, but it was with a left hand. Yeah. You let him up, you said, because you wanted to finish him with the right, because you had merch already made that said another right hand from Sugarland, which I think we bought 20 of them or whatever, and I hope a lot of people. Did you have a way you thought that was going to end? Spinning heel kick felt like you were trying there early.
Yeah, I just wanted any finish against someone that tough, that durable. You'll take whatever you can get as far as a finish. But, going into that fight, I really, really, truly believed it was going to be a war. I knew how tough he was. He'd never, I officially dropped him. I don't know if they counted it or not, but I think in that second or third round, I put him down to a knee. So hopefully they'll give me that. But yeah, he's never been finished. So I figured it was going to be hard, but the shirt said the reign remains, and we're still champ. Okay. Still doing it, but yeah, we had those shirts ready to rock.
Hey, the rain remains tells me you knew those. There's a chance this goes 5. There's a chance here. I'm going to try my best. Yep. Even after Timbo going into the 5th round's like, stay away from him, you were still trying your
lights out.
Yeah, you were trying your best. It was awesome. Hey, you're fun to watch, dude. I like the thought of like you sitting there while Tim's telling you like, hey, let's just not get pieced up here. Everything's good. And then you go, Tim, I'm an entertaining fighter. Okay. These people didn't come for me to run around this damn cage. Although you could have. You crushed him. It was like unanimous too. Everybody in there. Fun night, Sean. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Sean, how was the process with the weight cut for this fight? I think one of the last times we talked to you, you were like, hey, listen, cutting weight sucks, but it kind of is what it is. It's part of the gig. But you didn't tire at all. Your cardio looked great all 5 rounds. What did you end up actually weighing when you fought on Saturday night? Because every time you fight too, like you look massive compared to these guys in your division. So what, is that part of like the, hey, I don't know if I want to keep cutting and staying here. What did you end up fighting at, and how was the weight cut for this fight?
Yeah, the weight cut was pretty much the same as the last few. I journal all my weights for about 3-4 weeks out. I journal all my days. I know exactly what I was doing each fight camp, each day out. So I kind of try to stay around that same weight so I know exactly that I'm going to make the weight. And I have a nutritionist, Dan Garner, we're doing it as scientifically as possible. So there's no guessing if I'm going to make weight. I'm going to make weight. I've done it. I know how. And it sucks every single time. It is the closest thing a man can do to giving birth, I would say. It's fucking horrible. You feel like you're gonna die. You know, you have headaches. You're completely dehydrated. You don't sleep that night. It's not fun. It's and if anyone says they make it easier, they're probably not cutting as much weight or they're just lying. But yeah, it sucks. Cutting weight is the worst part about the sport. But the weight cut, with that being said, went perfect. As far as
that means I mastered it. Thank you.
Yeah, I have mastered it. No, the rehydration part went perfect too. That's where a lot of fighters get fucked up. And they don't rehydrate. They don't refuel right. They fucking eat too much. They eat what they're not supposed to be eating. They're not drinking the right fluid. And you have a long time to fuck that up because you weigh in and then you fight way later. So you have a long time to keep fucking that up. You have bubbly guts, your fucking fart sticks, you have diarrhea. There's so much that can go wrong. And I've just got it down to dialed in to where I was feeling fucking good.
Thank you. Yeah. Good work. Proud of you. Now, I feel like all you do is win. That's all I've known you to do, literally, since I've watched you.
Yeah.
Even while Buffer's doing the introduction. 17, you go. And I like to think of people watching at bars with the captions and then what they're seeing. Like, wait a second,
hold on,
how does this entire thing work? But you just won something that has been happening on this particular program since we started on ESPN. I believe right now you're at 11 or 12. 12. You're at 12. You're at 12 F-bombs. That's the most in the history of ESPN. And there's 13. And there's 13. Just keep winning, champ. Just keep winning, champ.
All I do is win.
That's right. Absolute crush. We appreciate that. But speaking of winning, there's something else on the line. Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, Sean, another huge win. I believe you will be getting a brand new car. Is that the case? Do you know what car you are being gifted and who is giving it to you again?
Yeah, so before I fought, Aiden, this streamer, messaged me. And he's like, bro, I'm going to put so much money on you. If you win, I'm going to buy you a car. I'll be like, damn, that's a big promise. That's fucking crazy. Add that check mark up to 14 real quick. So he said he's going to give me a car. And that's kind of where it left off at. And but yeah, that would be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
He didn't say what car. He said he's going to let his chat pick. So I don't know where that goes to, but I'm
go good.
Oh, the chat.
here for
I mean, the chat could go a couple different directions. I'm not 100% sure how it will go. They could be like, all right, let's go Toyota Camry.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, they could go Toyota Camry.
I'll take a Camry.
Hey, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Could you imagine putting little hubcap spinners on that? Not actual spinners. Hubcap spinners
fake
on it.
hubcap.
Yeah, that would be dope on that. Or they go
Undercover car.
Or they go the other way. You get like a Ghost or like a Rolls Royce.
Come on.
Or like something.
Yeah.
That's the way we're hoping, huh?
We'll have to wait and see.
Hey, good luck to the chat. Hey,
Good luck.
you guys are going to do it.
The right pick.
That's cool out of Aiden Ross. I appreciate the hell out of that. I respect that a lot. I also respect the way you're doing your thing. You have remained yourself through the entirety. Keep crushing it. We're lucky to know you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me. And talk soon.
When's next fight? Do we know? We don't have a clue, right? We don't know.
No, I don't know. I mean, UFC does their matchmaking Tuesdays, so maybe they're talking about the Sugar Show. I'm sure they are. The Sphere's a big deal in Vegas. They're saying it could be a one and done. The Sphere, the one time only Mexican Independence Day. Who bigger to have than your Mexican bantamweight champion, Sugar Sean O'Malley, to defend his title in the Sphere? So that's a possibility if I had to guess.
Okay, so this is just a question because my journalism has not told me with the O'Malley thing in Boston. I did not know. You are a Mexican male?
Scientifically, yes. I'm Mexican. My DNA is Mexican. I have a Mexican princess We have the same DNA. Therefore, how could I not be Mexican?
Okay.
Boom.
Well said.
All right.
Well said.
Ladies and
Atlanta,
gentlemen.
play. Come say hi. Real quick. Okay, never mind. She doesn't want to.
It's all right. She's too big for our show anyways.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know, maybe one day we'll be able to. Hey, what's going on?
Elena.
Oh. Yeah.
No, not having it.
How old there?
She's 3.
Man, that's awesome. I got a 10-month-old, man. It's crazy. Every day it's something new.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I want a whole tribe. I want more. I want to keep popping them out. Well, not me, but you know what I mean.
Ladies and gentlemen, bantamweight champion of the world, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Thank you, buddy. Panda, it's cool. You hear that?
Yeah,
that guy just went to war for 5
Yes,
months.
he
He has
did.
a science on how to cut weight. Then his daughter comes around. And he's like, oh, excuse me. Love her. It is awesome. It's a whole new world, this whole kid thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 10 months, huh? So is she like moving around, walking,
Oh, yeah.
crawling?
We're not walking yet.
Good. You can.
But we are
Trying.
crawling. We are standing.
No rush.
Nice.
No rush.
We are in the crib now.
Oh, she climbing out.
What's going on?
Yep.
Yeah, one of those things. Had to get a whole new one because she's able to lift herself up. I mean, she is awesome. Mom's kicking so much ass. But every time I get to hang out with her, I'm like, man, like her learning her balance. Like she'll back in a couple months ago, like she's fallen. Now she'll catch herself. And I'm like,
Happens quick, doesn't it?
now we're talking.
Yeah.
It's like something as small as that. I'm like, she's learning. And then every once in a while, she'll still.
Take a tumble.
And then you gotta laugh. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So she doesn't cry.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's
Clap. Good
Hey,
job.
hey, way to go. Way to do it. You certainly just hurt yourself. I'm probably a bad dad, but hey. All right, we'll be back, Mignana. We can't thank you enough. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. See you then. Nailed it, boys.
Let's go.
Good show today. Sugar Sean, 14 fucks there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It was probably about a 45-second point where the people watching on ESPN didn't hear anything.
No. Yeah. He rattled off a bunch there
Easily,
in a
just
row.
a good 45 seconds.
We talked about the captions at the bottom of the screen. People are at ESPN at a bar at an airport. Can we turn the captions on?
What's going on here?
They are on. Well, I can't.
What the?
Well, it's just been muted, you see.
Yeah.
We just learned that it's been muted for a minute straight. What an interesting time for ESPN.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Sugar Sean just comes in there, super comfortable conversation. I don't know if he knew he was allowed to or not, but that's a tough. I want people to be themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I want people to be themselves. I feel like that's a form of journalism.
Yeah.
It is.
I feel like as a former, you are learning the true person, hopefully, on our program more so than anywhere else. That's why I appreciate you asking him about his film study, and listening to that. I appreciate you guys asking about his weight cutting and how tough that is and everything about him, because I think a lot of people don't know a lot about Sugar. They just see the whole. And he is a businessman too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's not get crazy. He's a businessman too. You're interested in watching him. People want to see him lose. I want to see that guy win.
I do too.
I want to see that guy win.
People, I guess, casuals that don't know much, they see the hair, they see how crazy, oh, he's a wild guy. They don't see, like you talked about. I journal my last 4 weeks of his diet, is where everything weight cut. There's a lot of work behind the scenes that nobody sees.
And good for the UFC and MMA getting to a point now where it is. Obviously, I know it's been this way for a long time, but the salaries of people has been a lot of chatter in that world for a long time. He's full-time job here.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Now, obviously, he's a streamer and he's got deals and he's, marketing and everything like that. And I think he has ownership and some stuff too as he's selling. He's good business. He's an entrepreneur in this entire thing. But it's full time. We're watching film. We're doing this. We got workout. We got cardio. We're sparring on this day. We're doing third downs on this day. We're doing this. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Well, he always told us too. He was like, "Hey, the whole goal in this is like you want to become the champ so you can start getting pay-per-view points, because that's where the real money comes in. Now he's the champ. Well, like you said, we'll see what that did, but that's where you get that generational money. I mean, we were saying he wants to put guys away because obviously an extra $500,000 for knockout of the night or fight of the night or whatever. All those guys would happily accept that. But you're the champ and you start getting those pay-per-view points on these massive cards.
Think about the next promo, his next fight. That knee is on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That knee is on
sure.
the promo. These spinning, he was hitting these because he's a natural kickboxer. I think that's the first thing he did as a kid in Montana, if I do recall from all of our chatter with him. So he was starting to hit those spinning because Cheeto was doing this one because he was hitting with straights. And what we knew of him for how he wanted to knock somebody out, it's funny to put myself in it. I'm like, oh, he wants a highlight knockout here. But then once that knee hits and he doesn't go down,
That's when you knew.
you quickly realize.
So I'm going to need to shoot this guy in the head to put him down.
Anybody have a gun?
Tim?
He followed with another knee.
Timbo?
I mean, that's just so violent.
Listen to this one more time. I don't want to have to do this all the time, but
Took another one, though. He gives him another one right there.
It's like he didn't even phase
He
it.
didn't stumble, like, hands right back up. Bam.
yeah. Not like a,
Nope.
It's, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh! That's wild. Hey, Cheeto, you're a dog, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Hats off.
He needs a rival, though. He needs like a rival, don't you think?
Well, that was the second fight with Cheeto, right? First one.
Only got to
I mean, like almost like a mainstream type rival where they have real beef and like they need a dance partner that can match his popularity.
Can you
and
call
everything.
him back? Can you call him back? Or is it a Zoom? It was a Zoom? Because he said something in his press conference afterwards that we didn't get to, which that's on me. Actually, it is actually on me. So my fault here. He said something afterwards, though, in the press conference about how this title is this title. Conor was champion at 140. He went up and fought at 170. He's like, it doesn't necessarily have to just be bantamweight fights, I think is what he was trying to put out there. Because if you can search different weight classes in there and find big names there, too, and you're talking about the sphere, like that, he's marquee now. Like, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him.
Entertaining,
sweet.
too.
Yes.
Like, he's a striker. He's entertaining. Now, are losses as big of a deal as it is in boxing? I know a lot of boxers now, especially after Floyd, like, they want to stay undefeated. They duck fights. It's not like that in the UFC.
I don't think it's the same in the UFC.
I don't think so either. People are getting fights with losses.
Yeah.
I mean, the only guy is really John Jones that doesn't really have a loss. Technically has a loss from back in the day, but it doesn't really count.
Gotcha.
Well, that's how Sugar Sean treats his one loss, too.
Yeah.
Because he had drop foot, I believe is what it showed the highlight of it this weekend a bunch of times. Looked disgusting. His ankle, his foot just stopped working, I think.
First round.
In the middle of the fight, and then he ended up rolling it on top of itself. Yeah, it was disgusting.
Couldn't move.
So he never he calls himself an undefeated fighter. Like, that's his thing. So this
Did you kind of do that
what's that?
in wrestling?
You got dropped?
No, that was still a sanctioned MMA fight.
Yeah, mine not sanctioned.
No.
Okay. Just ask. Just doing some journalism.
Mine was not sanctioned. I'm undefeated at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sanctioned bout.
No.
Yeah, and the other time, you didn't do anything to help, by the way.
Well,
That was
Standing
NXT.
by the ring.
You
doing
won.
shit.
That was NXT, both of you.
You won.
Huh?
Didn't you win that one?
Beat Cole.
No!
Gee,
You flipped off the top rope and they
it's got-
dragged me in the back.
This
I
guy was
believe.
paying attention.
What's your problem?
We got chest to chest with his crew, and then they pulled me out of there, and you flipped and landed on
Almost
me.
cuffed us.
Yeah.
I did see you guys almost get cuffed, and
Yeah,
I
they did.
appreciate you coming out to look out for me.
Yeah.
But with that being said, you don't need to rub it in my face. Did you beat Adam Cole?
I
No.
honestly thought-
What?
It felt like a victory to me.
Yeah, it was all a blur.
He did not look like a champion. He did not look like a champion at all that day.
Still
That
does.
night.
Thought we were going to the clink.
What about whenever they walked up and you guys stood behind the ring ropes? You remember that?
Never.
I was just standing there all by myself.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Remember?
And they popped up. And AJ was like, I'm AJ fucking hard.
That is what he said.
And he like,
He had like a lean on the rope.
yeah, pronounced his jaw even more.
He said, "Excuse me, have you seen this fucking thing a time or two?"
Check this out.
You haven't.
Where's his whole crew?
I think they're AEW.
Are they? Okay.
I think the whole crew's there. Nah, Bobby Fish might be independent.
Yeah, it's a big time. Who cares? You know, just because Adam Cole was the
Let's get to a
superstar.
A lot of great Sting's final match.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sting.
Edge.
Edge is over.
Adam
Copeland.
Copeland now, please.
You're right.
Wardlow.
Hey, Monday Night Raw tonight's going to be a big one.
Hell yeah.
Cody Rhodes smacked The Rock in the mouth. Did you see that?
I did.
Smacked him in the
I
mouth.
think The Rock had a bruise at the Oscars last night.
Yeah, he almost wasn't able to talk.
Yeah.
Saw John Cena's dong and was like,
Come on.
That was the first time he got to crack that jaw.
What the fuck was that about?
What's that?
What's going on here?
Come on,
what
man.
Was that
He's
about?
a showman.
That's just John being John.
It's classic tomfoolery for
There's
Cena.
nobody else on earth doing that but John Cena.
No.
Oscars didn't even know he was going to do it.
Dong right behind that envelope right there.
Yep.
Poor guy. It's humiliating this guy.
No.
I saw that on the internet. I did laugh a couple times because it's like, I mean, I can see how you think that, but what if John Cena's just a guy?
I think he's game for whatever.
I think you guys do whatever you want.
Yep.
I appreciate where you're going. Okay, I'm not the one to tell you. I'm not the one. I'm a sports guy. I'm sure there's somebody else that'll attack you for it, but like, what if John Cena's just a guy who's willing to do whatever?
I think he is.
All the time.
Yeah.
Also,
What do you need? John Cena with a 14-pack, most jacked guy of all time. What do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
Yeah. And if, to Dara's point, if that is the case, and they tell Cena, hey, yeah, you can be in here, but we're going to need it every year out of you. Most people just once.
Every year.
If you want to be in,
Costume
we're going to
design.
need you every year.
Every year of your life.
Forever.
Also, how is that humiliating? Like, it's not like he's like some fat slob. Like, he's like one of the most jacked people. I mean, you know how many people last night were just
I was kind of embarrassed
drooling
for
over
the
Cena.
style of sandals he was wearing.
Well, for sure. For sure.
Don't do
Sandals.
that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
What were they?
Yeah.
There were those
Like Tebas?
The Jesus ones?
Yeah,
Birkenstocks.
Yeah, the Birkenstock. Yeah, that was the worst part. I
Wow,
feel.
he didn't need sandals out
What's it
there.
called?
Should put slides on.
That floor is
Put on
clean.
after?
What,
Toga?
Toga.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys. All I saw was an envelope and Birkenstocks on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the second thing you saw there, I was like, why is he wearing those? To put some slides on.
Sure.
That was my big takeaway.
That's part of it. Hey.
And also, for costume, pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because costume.
Bingo.
You see? But what I will be excited to hear from John is how he felt looking like a complete asshole right over the shoulder of this lady who's spilling her dreams out.
Yep.
Yep.
He's right there.
Pinnacle.
There had to be so many times where he was like, huh.
And that picture, she's gonna have that picture in her office. Who's the naked guy behind you?
There's gonna be
No,
some.
he had his toga on.
He had a toga. He had a toga.
Okay.
This toga was absurd.
It was.
And he's just standing there behind this lady living out her dreams.
So jacked.
There had to be so many times in his head. He's like,
Because nobody knew he was going to be naked, and then all of a sudden he's shimmying with I don't know, some big old famous actors all over the place, and he's just shimmying with his cakes out. Here we go. Excuse me.
I do think he had his cheeks out.
Mm-hmm.
I think his cheeks were out.
Wow.
Which, hey, could be. But also, Cena might just be that guy.
Yes.
Whatever.
Cena is that guy.
Yeah.
It's having fun.
Let's get to a break. This third hour is going to be a big one.
Huge. Massive signings coming.
Shout out to Sugar for joining us.
Yeah.
Back to Arizona. Different guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Miami would have been Sugarland
Yep.
for a younger Sugar Sean O'Malley.
How old is he?
29.
29?
Man.
So that's prime, right?
Yeah. Should be.
Yeah.
And he's focused fully on it. It's like the richer you get, technically, the more time and money you can spend on being better. So, like, once you get champion, it's almost like you have more access to be a better fighter. But then also the satin sheets thing on the opposite side where you get too comfortable and you're, what are you fighting for?
Too many cool opportunities pop up once you become champion. You have all this stuff. Like, some people have a hard time turning stuff down to continue on their grind.
Especially for Sugar Sean, everybody probably wants a little taste of sugar.
Yeah. But he's so early in his title run now, too. Like, you know, he's a guy like that seems like he wants to be the greatest of all time. So
Well, he's nowhere near the wealth he wants.
right.
No.
I think that's what probably he sees.
He probably also knows, like, hey, after this, too, I'm a very entertaining human being. I got some stuff I can do.
Already streams, already podcasts,
Yeah. Exactly.
already has merch stores, already does marketing. He's got it. He's good.
Smart guy.
You look at him, you think to yourself, that guy's from Montana. He thinks he's Mexican. His name's Sean O'Malley. Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side with the wrap-up of everything happening on this NFL Manic Monday, the first day of NFL free agency tampering for who's going where. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Take 5. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers said that he would actually drink his own urine every single day for his 12-year NFL career.
Why?
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind.
Also, I do believe I'm going to have a microphone at the ESPYs.
Whoa!
I just went to a breakfast with the producers of the ESPYs and tried to play the game here. I typed up a full fake speech yesterday that was close enough to what it's going to be. And then today they wanted a breakfast so that they could relay out the entire thing, and I'm not doing this. I already got my speech. You guys can either help it or not help it and mute my mic if you want to. So we're off to a good start.
ESPN's Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee.
I had to give a speech at this rehearsal. And God bless everybody at the ESPY because I don't do rehearsals well. I've never been able to do them. And I'm definitely not letting these people who didn't want me to be able to be in the position that I was in to hear anything that I'm actually going to say.
Sure. No.
So I had to give 2 fake speeches. Welcome to the 2023 ESPYs. I am not your host. No. Ladies and gentlemen, the best NFL player. Come on. 23 the ESPY goes to the ketchup lover himself, Patrick Mahomes. There it is. Congrats, Patrick. You deserve it. We love watching you play football, Patrick. Big time. Rehearsing. Welcome to the 2023 ESPYs. As I'm walking out to go do my final fake speech, I get a text from Plane Lady. They just had to U-turn because something was forgot. Took off 7 minutes, turned around, flew back down. Connor forgot the minutes. I've never heard of that.
Tell me what it's like to live with superpowers.
I don't know, but I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. Hey, I got the drop.
All right, I'm about to go do this thing. Lil Wayne's about to do I'm Millie, and I'm walking out. And I'm gonna talk about AJ Hawk drinking his piss.
Please welcome ESPN's Pat McAfee.
Welcome to the 2023 ESPY. I am not your host. No. There was supposed to be a funny host, a host that's friends with The Rock, a host that does interviews out of a cold tub, a host that I've never met, but from the pictures on the internet, I think that some bitch is about yay tall. It is an absolute honor to be in this room celebrating the hell out of sports excellence. Sports are the greatest thing in the world. Sports are amazing. In a world that is seemingly divided by everything, if you go to any stadium or arena or locker room, you will see people from all different backgrounds, socioeconomic classes, races, religions, differing of opinions, all uniting for one thing, and that's to beat the hell out of them. Ladies and gentlemen, Damar Hamlin is here tonight. We all watched the situation unfolding on Monday Night Football, and we all at home feared for the absolute worst. And Skip Bayless was like, get that dead body off the field. We got playoff implications on the line. He said it. The tweet's still up. Hashtag delete the tweet, Skip. Come on. I still don't think Skip should put that tweet out tomorrow. I think that was a little insensitive. In the past 12 months, 3 teams have brought their fans in city a championship for the first time ever. The LSU women's basketball team is here tonight. The Vegas Golden Knights won their first ever Stanley Cup. That's hockey. And the Denver Nuggets won their first ever NBA championship. You know, every once in a while, though, sports will contribute to society some monsters. There was a man who would put a wolf mask on and actually go into banks with a gun and rob them for money so that he could watch these 2 assholes play football. So we apologize. The sports world obviously isn't perfect. Sue us. Don't actually. Shout out Brett Favre. I'm getting sued by Brett Favre.
What?
One NBA star is not here that I was kind of hoping for. He is 7'5", needs to apologize to Britney Spears. All of us, learning of him very recently, can't wait to watch him take on the NBA's best, the Kardashian family. Kendall Jenner's starting 5 would win the NBA championship every single year. You know it. You know it, Jamal. If they're in the bubble, your ass is getting smoked, dude. Hit that! Love that. There's people in here that do crazy things to get their body from one game to the next. There's acupuncture, obviously. There's people that change their entire sleeping patterns. There's people that live in a way that no fun is had so that they can show up for their teammates. And as we've recently learned, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers said that he would actually drink his own urine every single day for his 12-year NFL career. And it's that type of commitment and dedication to craft and sport. It's been almost 20 years since the loss of Pat Tillman, but every time we pay tribute to his legacy of sacrifice and service, we're continuing to live on in his honor. The presenter of the Pat Tillman Award for Service, Yinzer Damar Hamlin. That's pretty good time. I've got all Walter Hazard moments before I went out there. So vibes were super high. That was damn good. Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this NFL Manic Monday, March 11, 2024, hour 3 of the program starts now. Sports! Are awesome. The NFL is cooking today. Just as we were at break, some things took place. Josh Jacobs is going to be signing with the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, yeah!
Ian Rappaport reported as we look on with X-Pro here on the backboard. He tweeted, great work here, ZD baby. Green Bay has worked with Aaron Jones on a new deal, and they were in the market for a running back. Now, one of the best out there, Josh Jacobs, leaves the Raiders and is now a member of the Packers. Aaron Jones is an absolute beast. Obviously, with Jordan Love only growing and getting better inside of LaFleur's offense, with a young group of weapons, adding Josh Jacobs, a monster, to the squad, makes you probably nothing but 6 to midnight, Ty Schmidt.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew that they were in the market for a running back with A.J. Dillon being gone, but I never thought that they would go after one of the marquee premier guys. This is incredible. This is awesome. I think you could argue with Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs, the Packers have the best 1-2 punch at running back in the NFL.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Zach Moss if he comes back alongside Jonathan Taylor, but certainly understand where you're coming from. Also, while we were at break, defensive end from the New York Jets, Bryce Huff, signing with the Philadelphia Eagles allegedly for $51.1 million. Now the Eagles lose Fletcher Cox to retirement over the weekend. Great run.
Great career.
Great run. Awesome to watch you, dude. Seriously. You were incredible to watch play football, and we all, from the outside looking in, understood that you helped build the culture that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We understand from the outside looking in how important you were to the Philadelphia Eagles. Congrats on winning a championship. Congrats on an incredible run. And congrats on everybody saying that you've done good in the NFL, Fletcher Cox. But you talk about Jason Kelce leaving, Fletcher Cox leaving, Kevin Byard's gone, Swift is gone.
What?
Feels like we're trying to rebuild something new over there in Philadelphia Eagles. Sirianni's still the head coach, but feels like we're trying to build something new over there. Congrats to Bryce Huff, who earned himself a lot of money last year. AJ Hawk, it's not easy to do on a bad team.
Yeah, right. And Vic Fangio, correct, is the D coordinator now in Philly?
Yeah. Yes.
So they brought him in. Bryce Huff, kind of like rotational guy at times, and still put up monster numbers and wins a lot of times, even against double teams. So, yeah, I think it's a great signing.
D-Butch, whenever you think about the money that's being moved right now, I don't think any of these are necessarily moves that I thought to myself, going to take place. Which one makes the most sense? For me, Christian Wilkins to the Raiders feels like makes the most sense to me. How about you?
That's huge. I love the Josh Jacobs to Green Bay, especially coming off the year that Jordan Love just had. Now you have, to Ty's point, probably the best 1-2 punch if those guys can stay healthy.
Why is it a stunner?
I don't think any of us knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
The Packers were signing somebody.
We don't know anything that's going to happen.
Yeah, but Green Bay?
Aaron Jones?
I just think having Aaron Jones, you wouldn't think obviously
Green Bay doesn't do this though, do they?
No, not typically. And
What's the
especially
deal look like?
What do you think?
3 years?
3 years, probably max.
It's the exact same
3
as
years,
Tony
24?
Pollard.
Yeah, maybe a Tony Pollard deal.
They
It's
sent out
exact same
memos
as
to the
those
league like, hey, if you're going to sign a running back, it's 3 years, 24. All right? Nothing more, nothing less.
This is what we have to pay because remember, we're too rude to the running backs.
They had that meeting.
But also, let's not get, let's make sure we're, okay? We're covering our asses.
Yeah.
This is the running back deal that you are signing, no matter who you're signing. Where's Derrick Henry going?
Ooh.
We didn't even know the Packers were in the running back market. Were they talking to Derrick Henry?
Oh, man.
Were the Green Bay Packers talking to Derrick Henry, I wonder? If they were in the running back
Well, because
market?
LaFleur knows him too, right, from Tennessee?
Yeah, did they reach out?
I would imagine, yeah.
So what does that mean?
I think I saw they reworked Aaron Jones' deal, right? So to make it work. So he obviously probably knew this was coming, but that's just a great deal. And Darnell Savage, he got signed, so I talked about all the safeties that are on the board. So interesting to see Savage be the first guy coming off.
Yeah.
You'd expect Justin Simmons will probably sign another good deal somewhere. What's his name?
Oh, no.
Xavier McKinney?
No.
Jordan
Xavier
Poyer?
McKinney is another great one. Poyer, Hyde, Diggs from Seattle. Just a lot of really good safeties out there who are kind of being treated like the defensive version of the running backs right now.
What's that all about? They think you get younger, cheaper?
It is. I don't know. It's more too high safety looks. You guess less stress on the safety, not valuing them as much. Jesse Bates, he signed a big deal in Atlanta. I think he played
More value on a nickel than a safety right now, right?
in my opinion, yeah,
For sure.
You do. You saw Trent McDuffie, like his impact on that Super Bowl, covering Deebo Samuel, blitzing, doing a ton of things, and then so it starts up front. Chris Jones, Christian Wilkins, those guys, you start there and then you move back. That's probably why Kansas City paid Jones as opposed to paying Snead the big money.
Yeah, Snead got franchise tag, so he'll be back. Spagnuolo still has some of his best players, blessed with Drew Tranquill signing back there, who joined the team late last year. Feels like the Chiefs' defense is only going to grow and get better. We have our eyes on a free agent watch graphic here. Kirk Cousins, Atlanta, was supposed to start cooking immediately upon the tampering period opening up. Haven't heard anything. Have we heard anything out of that?
No, nothing.
Kirk Cousins, though, keeps it tight to the vest.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
He's not showing his cards to anybody.
Him is, except the Lord.
Bingo.
He
Lord
will.
will take a look-see.
He will let him know.
Lord will take a look-see.
Absolutely.
And he's not like AJ.
No.
When he's getting dealt these cards, he's not just showing everybody at the table while he's dealing. Oh, hey, here we go. Yeah, I'm dealing. Here we go. One of those. Kirk Cousins keeps those cards like ish.
Yep.
Lord.
What do you think?
Agree. Amen. Right back to here.
Mullen.
And then he'll come out of nowhere and it's like, Kirk just signed 2 years, $90 million fully guaranteed.
Fully.
And that might happen today.
That might be the exact deal.
That might happen today with Kirk Cousins. Saquon Barkley, allegedly there was some interest from Philly, I think.
Philly, yeah.
And now it makes
Houston,
sense with
too.
Swift going to Chicago. It's like, all right, they're looking the running back position. Calvin Ridley, a lot of teams we assume are going to be interested. Justin Simmons, D-Butch just talked about that. Xavier Howard, Tyron Smith. Now, he's dog, right? Tyron's dog.
Yeah.
Like, how
Just
long?
trying to stay healthy. That's his only thing. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
Absolute monster. Yeah. Just health over the last, 5?
Well, and you say 13 years in the league.
Yeah. He's
That's a long time.
Really, really good.
He's what? He's only 33.
Chase Young's up. I mean, Patrick Queen, we got a lot of great players that we're going to see.
Tons up there.
CJ GJ is a tone setter.
Yep.
Jadeveon Clowney, he's going to play this one. He's going to slow play this.
Yeah. He's going to be on this list for a while.
Patrick Queen, who are you looking at? Stephon
Gilmore. Just looking at the experience, years of experience for some of them.
You're saying they're not accurate.
Okay.
You're saying they're not
I
accurate.
don't. I'm hoping my brain's not broken. That's not right.
That might have left off at 2.
Yeah.
In front of that. Stephon Gilmore might be playing for 24 years. We'll get that. It's an easy copy paste. A lot of stats on there.
Yeah.
Dirty, you do a great. Hey, Dirty.
Oh, I wouldn't
Do a great job.
Dirty didn't. That's the NFL. That's not dirty. It's the NFL messed that one up.
No, well, I don't think that's how that goes. But I do appreciate where you're coming from there. Jamal Adams, there's another safety on the market.
Yep.
How do you feel about that? You think he owes place?
He'll get an opportunity somewhere for sure. He's not like a deep field safety.
Got to be the right fit.
Yeah, got to be
like
right.
where? Where do you think?
I don't know off the top of my head, but he's once again another tone setter. Another thing with him, staying healthy. Can he stay healthy? He can run around. He can, get back there and pressure quarterback.
You know that.
In the run game. Patrick Queen, though.
Patrick Queen is certainly worthy of this particular graphic, but I don't think that's the case. Will Lutz, just signed a 3-year deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's Will with one L, because the other L he's handing to you if he has to make a game winner. Will Lutz with the Saints for a long time. Then he went up to the Denver Broncos alongside Sean Payton. And now he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think if you were to look up his stats, they would say he's very good. Like, I think he missed like 2 kicks maybe last year. I don't know, going into the last couple weeks. Because national TV, I saw him miss a kick. And he had never done that when he was with the Saints. This guy's just like consistent. So now he's going to Jacksonville. They've been looking for a new kicker since Urban allegedly kicked that last kicker.
Yeah.
Right.
Allegedly.
What? Well,
have they worked that out yet?
We'll let the court settle it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he did sue him, didn't he? I didn't love that.
I think that ran it right up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Well, Supreme Court's got a lot, they say. I see SCOTUS.
SCOTUS, yep.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's
I see the SCOTUS pop up in my algorithm every
They
once
make
in a while.
big decisions.
I'm like, damn, what are these super suits doing? Right? There are these suits.
Oh, yeah.
That's SCOTUS.
You go
How many
12, 14, 16,
7,
Let's just say
8.
9,
10,
8,
11 of them? Off number?
25.
One of those.
Should I always go 14 since
That's too many.
numbers
Nah.
Well, D-Butch.
9, right?
14.
9.
9.
Yeah.
9.
AJ, you knew.
Yeah. To a confident guess.
Is that where they were? Is that where your birthday party was? Was it actually at?
With what?
You remember?
You remember your birthday party a couple years back?
Yeah,
What
I was at home. I was on the show. You actually, yeah.
Nah,
We
you
talked about-
actually were that guy on the internet who has that background
Yep.
with the computer. He's got that huge ass.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know who he's talking about.
The green screen
I
guy.
don't know who that is.
yeah.
That's what you were doing.
I don't know who
It's
that is.
for America.
Yeah, exactly.
You had yourself muted. I remember that. Had a cigar in your.
It's fun.
Anyway, Supreme Court's a real deal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to be.
realist.
You go from like
yeah.
here in the lawyer world. Then you're a lawyer. Then you become a judge.
Yep.
Right. You got to be a good ass lawyer though to become the judge. And then that's the guy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I do not know this gentleman.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
That's you.
You should.
I mean, that guy. Look at them cakes. Look, man, he's squatting.
like your
That's how I remember. I literally just said a guy with the big
Who
ass.
is that guy?
He looks just like your brother.
That guy's a real deal. That
You
guy's
should
a real
see
deal.
him in a video.
Hey, pause, man. What's going on?
Pause. What are you talking about? The guy
I don't know what
squats.
this is.
Yeah. Sorry, the guy squats.
A picture,
Okay?
a picture doesn't
Is
even
this
do
a
it justice.
Is
Like,
this a TV show or a movie?
Listen, you guys, okay? Don't be so self-conscious just because this guy's got a better ass than you.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy works out. He does squats.
He was in the octagon.
Yeah, he's got knocked out.
Yeah.
He was running.
Is it real?
Huh?
Is it real?
Tony.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Look how many squats this guy has done.
can't
Yes,
fake
it's
that.
real.
I always thought it was fake.
Look at those hips.
Man, come on, man.
That's the combine.
You got cleats on? What?
Yeah, he ran a 40. Those cakes ran a 40.
Yep.
When he was eligible. It's like a 4-5.
What are we doing, D-Bud? Are you in on this?
Are you in on what?
Who's it talking about?
Okay, good, because I don't know anything
Yeah,
about what's happening right now.
What are you talking about? That's what you did January 6th, your birthday, a couple years back. You did what that guy does.
I doubt that the guy was there.
He
was there.
He might have been.
Hey, you will find him mixing it
Yeah,
up
he's our
everywhere.
spot.
Squatting a pillar.
So there's how many judges? There's how many you get selected from being a judge? So they are the most judgy judges.
Top
of all
of the top.
time.
Correct.
It did get run right up the tree very quickly. Went up to the. Why is SCOTUS always trending though? Do they handle everything?
They make the most important of the decisions, yeah.
So they say.
We know that. Everybody, let's pay attention. Hey, smart people, figure it out.
Figure it out.
9.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
9. There's definitely going to be an odd number the whole time.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Had to be.
It can't be even. They can't have a tie.
Can't go 4-4.
But if they did, I would wonder how they would get to the winner. What if it was just
Battle
a slap
Royale.
fest?
Yeah.
You think they're doing slap fest at
Yeah.
the Supreme Court?
They are.
SCOTUS slap fest 4
Yep.
for speed limits in school zones.
Oh, I'd watch it in a heartbeat. I'd pay $100,000 to watch that.
That slapfest thing is wild. You want to talk about wild, though? I've become a massive fan of a sport that I don't think I've watched ever in my life until maybe the last couple of years. Women's college basketball is electrifying. Now, I don't know about every game, and I do apologize. I'll start watching more. But when the Iowa Hawkeyes are playing, most specifically when Caitlin Clark is playing with this Iowa Hawkeyes team, it's like must-watch television. They went to overtime with Nebraska, who had a squad.
Yeah.
Had an absolute squad. There's big-time shots being made. Caitlin hits a step back after missing a free throw in the final minute of overtime in the Big Ten Championship. There's like real emotion and energy. And then right after they win their third straight Big Ten championship, the real one, is what the fans online are saying, not the regular season Big Ten championship that the Ohio State Buckeyes won. Then LSU was taking on South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
They got into a full fight. There was a fight.
Melee.
Just a little scrap.
Brother came out of the crowd.
Jumped over. Yeah. There's a full on. It's like the intensity, the pace of play. It is a phenomenal watch. I cannot wait to get into the March Madness situation now. 6'8" South Carolina, girl from Brazil, I believe. She
just hit a game winner a couple games.
First 3 all season, she hits a game winner bank.
Dog.
As clock is actually expired.
Damn.
To win in this SEC championship. Then she Florida. She's a rapper.
Yep, correct.
Talented, not just a rapper. Talented rapper, alongside an incredible basketball player. And then Dawn Staley, and then Kim
Mulkey.
Mulkey is obviously her own character in of herself.
Oh,
She's like, if she's going to push somebody, why don't she push Angel Reese?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Dawn Staley's like, we're sorry that this happened. A lot of people try to say a lot of stuff about our team. We do not appreciate that this is our team. Kim Mulkey's like, we're sorry too, but also, let's make sure 6'8's taking on 6'7 next time. There's stories, there's drama.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Brother jumping into the court and then going, get me out of here, actually. But holy shit. I was in the stands. I was elevated a little bit. I thought we were eye to eye at least. God damn.
As soon as he landed, he probably knew he fucked up.
I'm in front of Kim. I should not be here.
I love all of it except for him jumping over. But it's
I guess it's not a brother, it's cousin, they said.
Okay.
It's a family member.
I've been seeing brother.
Me too. I saw it.
Perfect timing leading into the tournament as well.
Yeah.
Yes, this is
love it.
But this Iowa team, Ty.
Oh, yeah.
Are they going to win?
I mean, it's kind of what I've been saying, like, and to your point about how they play, like, that's why they're so fun, because they just put offense on you. And they're not the best defensive team in the nation. But, I mean, we've talked about it, like, many times they've scored 100 points, 95 points. I think in the 2 previous, they scored over 90, I think, in every one of their Big Ten tournament games. So, like, Caitlin Clark struggled in the semifinals and the championship early, but then, like, that's the thing with Iowa. Like, when they kind of flip that switch, like, she had 30 second half points and kind of willed them to win. And when the other girls on the court are, like, knocking down
I saw a SWAT.
Oh, yeah. Gabby Marshall, just a little spark plug, kind of gets them going.
It is?
I've been a fan for 20 years now. I went to UConn 04. So UConn, that's
heyday.
That was, that we.
You guys are battling against West Virginia.
Men and women had just won a national championship in 04, I believe. But we used to play ball with them every offseason, just see how they grind. Then obviously, the Big East tournaments, and then they get in the tournament. You have, at that point, battles with Stanford or Notre Dame or whoever it was. But see what Caitlin Clark is doing. Like, I would say the best scorer, men's or women's, that college basketball ever seen. Now, to your point, will they win one? I think she needs to win one to kind of go and say she'll be the greatest.
There's a 6'8" girl in South Carolina who's knocking down threes now, and she's bullying. Her and Angel bullying underneath. It's fantastic to watch. Away from the women's college basketball, which we can't wait to watch March Madness, a massive signing has taken place in the NFL. Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Cousins has agreed to a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. This is being reported by his agent, Mike McCartney, 7. Now, this is a deal that everybody was assuming could potentially take place. When the numbers come out, both Mike and Kirk Cousins will probably have made this a very favorable one for the belle of the ball in the quarterback market this particular offseason. But Kirk Cousins is exactly who you think he is. He's going in there. He'll spin the ball. They're going to win some games. Wow. Is Atlanta suited with Raheem Morris back in town and Arthur Blank reinvesting in the team in a new era with Kyle Pitts, who still hasn't been able to prove if he's a guy or not? Are the Atlanta Falcons with Kirk Cousins playoff bound, Super Bowl bound? What? We shall see with what we assume will be a massive guaranteed contract between he and the Atlanta Falcons. D-Butch, whenever you think about Kirk Cousins and the talk surrounding him going into free agency, like, hey, you want to get a guy who's going to come in and win games, because that's what Kirk Cousins seemingly does. How does this fit for Atlanta? What are your thoughts on this? And how does it go in the NFC South?
I think it's great for those young athletic weapons that they have. Obviously, Bijan Robinson, you talked about Pitts, Drake London. I think we haven't even seen like his potential even close to where he's going to be. But like you said, Kirk Cousins, you know who he is. He's going to be, I think, at his top. He's a top probably 7 to 9 type quarterback in the NFL. Obviously coming off an Achilles, but his style of play, pocket quarterback, gonna stand in there and throw it down the pipe. So I love this signing for Atlanta.
He looks healthy too. These Achilles recoveries have seemingly been expedited over the last couple of years. We've been right in the middle of the new science. Shout out to the Achilles factory out there in LA.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Dr.
Neil Elatrosh.
Great hair.
Great hair.
Great hair.
He's a cool cat.
Great personality.
3-piece suit. Open button up though.
Yeah.
At the top. Okay. Super duper cool. But I feel like Kirk feels like he's going to be healthy. And at the NFL honors, wasn't he dancing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He
was singing, shirtless.
Yeah, wasn't he stripping?
Doing a ropes course a couple days ago at his birthday party.
Yeah.
Just a leader that's coming in immediately with some experience that can hopefully lead you to some wins in an NFC South that is seemingly open.
Yeah,
seemingly wide open down there in the NFC.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Atlanta, this is the first time you've had a guy in 5 years, right? Just because
the Desmond Ridder conversation was wild. Because every year it was like, is he a guy? Is he not a guy? So now this means the Minnesota Vikings are without Kirk Cousins for sure. What do they do going forward? Oof. We shall see. Are they going to try to move up in the draft to get somebody they like? Are they hoping maybe they could trade for zip on the ball Zappy?
That's possible.
Or Jacoby Brissett? Or
Mason Rudolph?
Somebody like Mason Rudolph potentially in Pittsburgh now that Russell Wilson is alongside Kenny Pickett in the quarterback room. It's like, what do the Vikings do now after the Falcons get a signing done that we kind of assumed they were going to get done going into the free agency table?
Well, you mentioned it earlier too, and I don't know if it'll actually happen because if they do trade for him, then I think that kind of means that you're going to have to end up paying him. But now, is it do they kick the tires on Justin Fields at all? Who knows if the Bears would be okay with trading him in division, but if they're going to get rid of him for, I don't know if
Could
they
you
think that highly.
fathom Chicago Bears fans trading Justin Fields away after the team played their best football for the last couple weeks of the season? Him going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then Caleb, couple years to figure it. Not that he wouldn't. I guess they wouldn't even have. Yeah, they would have Caleb. So Caleb, for a couple years trying to figure it out. Chicago Bears fans would be.
Oh, okay. He wins MVP in his first season with the Vikings.
You have to see it. It's in your division.
Yeah.
And he's still very, very young. This could go on for a long time. That would be a very difficult decision. That'd be a very, very tough decision. Like when Deshaun Watson was available before everything took place. Remember, he asked for a trade from the Houston Texans. I was like, sweet, he's coming to the Colts. And they're like, could you imagine if he traded inside the division, how the Houston Texans fans would feel forever? It's like the Bears have to seemingly think like that because the Vikings are going to be very eager, you would think, in this quarterback market, or at least at draft time, to make some moves.
Or even the Russell, I don't know, because I assume the Vikings had to have known that either they weren't going to re-sign Kirk, that this was going to happen. And not saying it will happen, but how much of this potentially affects whether or not Justin Jefferson wants to stick around in Minnesota, because they can do whatever they can to keep him around, but if he were to just be okay, we're drafting this rookie, I don't know if this guy's going to be any good, there will be 20 teams that will give him whatever he's going to want.
I think Justin Jefferson knows that there's a chance that we're not going to be able to have a veteran quarterback if we're going to pay you the amount of money we're going to pay you. We're going to have to go with a rookie quarterback. I think Justin Jefferson was asked about Kirk Cousins being his quarterback, if you remember that answer. And in the answer, he said, would love to play with Kirk again, would very much enjoy Kirk. Put over Kirk Cousins huge, just like everybody in Minnesota has kind of put over. But then he went on to explain about how he's had 1,000 yards with 7 different.
Right.
I feel like Justin Jefferson understands from a business standpoint that if he's going to get the deal that he deserves and has earned, it might be difficult to keep everybody around, and more specifically the quarterback position. That's me just thinking from outside looking in, but I assume that it was a reality that Justin Jefferson may be expected.
Yeah, he's going into year 4. So year before the fit, if he can go and reset that market, which we all think he will, reset their wide receiver market, I don't think Jefferson gives a fuck who's throwing the ball. He's going to get his money, and now you got to have faith in KOC to at this point. What is this, year 3 now for KOC? He's a former quarterback. He's coming from that Sean McVay tree. You would assume that him and Kwasi will make the right decision and get the right quarterback, whoever that is. If it's an older guy, if it's somebody you jump up there and draft and develop him and hopefully create a winner. Because you got Jefferson and Addison had a great rookie year.
Hawkinson?
Hawk got banged up, but you assume that he'll be back at some point. But
they got rid of Madison. I don't know if they have a running back on the market or on the team. Do they?
No.
I assume they have people on the roster.
They do, but not but there is a Pro Bowl quarterback out there. Okay?
You're damn right. Holy hell. Gardner Minshew
Raising
would be
hell
perfect for Kevin.
Minnesota, yep.
Could you imagine Gardner Minshew and KOC together?
That'd be sweet.
Guy made a Pro Bowl, okay?
Gardner Minshew throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson. The gritty plus Gardner's shimmy. Oh, that would be a dream come true. But then they got to figure out what's happening long term over there.
Yeah.
And
Still draft the quarterback.
When do they draft
You'd
first
have
round?
to
Where are
draft
they?
one.
I don't know.
12 maybe? Yeah.
What like
11.
You just got to get it right. You have to figure it out because you have a lot of other pieces in place.
What if they trade with the Raiders though and split the Jimmy G contract? Do you think that's on the table? Because obviously, like, are
James
the
is
Raiders
out there
just
still.
are they getting rid of Jimmy?
Yeah, dude, that's it. Because he got hurt and we just.
And then they just said, we're going to go with O'Connell. That's McDaniel's guy, anyways.
The decisions that are being made are fascinating.
Broncos don't have a quarterback either.
Yeah, the Broncos just said, we'll eat $85 million. We don't need $85 million to cap as much as we need to get him out of here.
And we don't have a plan in place
It feels like
for that
they're
position yet.
What is their plan?
I don't know.
Draft.
They obviously have one,
Bring
but
Joe Flacco.
They're
it's
going
going to
to
have to be the draft.
What are all
You
Denver's
got to get it
picks?
right. You have to get it right.
Can we
You're
look
not-
up how many picks Denver
I
has?
think Peyton does like Stidham too.
Oh, okay.
Legitimately.
I know. I understand.
What about like a guy like Jake Browning?
I understand. I am so sorry, Stidham, that happened. The way that came out of my mouth was very disrespectful. We have not even thought about that. I do apologize. They have a first, a third, a fourth, a fifth, 3/5, and 2/6.
Being right behind the Vikings is not good news either.
No.
Yeah.
So you would assume there'd be some sort of move made. You would
They
think.
have to.
I mean,
maybe they trade down and then draft one of these other quarterbacks who could be Penix, JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, maybe one of those.
Yeah,
guys.
so you got to feel good about
Somebody.
somebody. Yeah,
And they do have
And Sean
guys.
Payton.
Yeah.
Sean Payton's thinking to himself.
He's got
Maybe it is
faith. He's
Stidham.
got some faith in himself.
Yeah, I think he's pretty confident. Like, hey, if you just do our shit and not other,
Nothing extra.
we don't need any of the. Just do our shit. Like, you're going to be successful. Like, that, I wonder if that is how Sean Payton feels. Maybe that's why he does like Stidham. Maybe that's why Gumpy's first thought is like, hey, you like Stidham? Although Studham comes from, New England. He is.
Yeah, but he is the king of Friday Night Lights in Texas. Anyone who knows Stidham's story knows that in high school he ran that shit.
And where's Sean Payton? Yeah, where's Sean Payton from?
Is he not a Texas guy?
Does he understand Texas high school football?
I believe he does. I mean, we all watched the documentary.
Hey, Jerry, we don't need
Where's
what you were
Drew
in
Brees
college or New England. We need what you were in front of 8,000 on Friday night down there in those Texas skies. If you could do that, we're fucking winning it all.
How about that?
Sean Payton, what an interesting human.
Yeah, well,
because they say he is like film
junkie.
Came from
Obsessed.
Bill Parcells. Like that's his coaching tree. So yeah, like it's
Who else is Parcells?
accountability,
Belichick? Is
all of
Belichick
that.
considered in Parcells?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tuna's still doing it. I saw him on a video.
He was in Dynasty. Tuna's in Dynasty.
How do we feel about Dynasty? All right, are we back?
No. I have yet to watch another episode. I've really drawn my line in the sand.
I enjoy it.
I heard it was
I do.
good.
What about the Hernandez episode?
Have you watched
I haven't
the
watched
Hernandez episode, honestly, it's a tough watch. It really
just
is.
because everything that was going on?
Yeah, just knowing all the what happened in the aftermath of it, and I don't know. It's a tough watch.
Did we expect Bill Burr to be as passionate as he was about fucking Deflategate?
He was very passionate.
He was so passionate.
Now you know.
Angry,
Now you
I
know
would
why
say angry.
I hated the Colts for so long.
He went for an hour. Straight on it.
Yep.
I mean, you tried to ask him about other stuff, and nope.
No, it was a smear campaign.
Let's go back to that.
I saw him on Saturday.
Yeah. How was it?
Yeah. Old Freckles is swinging a hot bat. It was like 75, 80 minutes straight. Even in the middle of it, he goes, I'm going too fast. Takes a drink. It's like watching him, because I think like when you watch his specials, that's all whenever it's like just, like perfected. Him still trying to, it's funny. Like he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
all of his shit was phenomenal.
All the off the cuff stuff too, like you mentioned, like someone walked in front of one of the spotlights, and he lost it for a
Cooked
second.
Indiana for being fat. Just
Oh, nice.
one on a full.
Love that.
One on a full. Who was the fat person that just walked in front of the spotlight? And then one on a whole.
Imagine being that person.
Oh,
Went on a whole.
Oh, no.
See, I didn't need to do that. Why did I go there?
They
Didn't
like
need
you,
to go
Bill.
there. They
They
like
like
me,
you,
Bill.
Bill.
What am I doing? Self-sabotage.
that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, self-sabotage. Where are we headed? And then just right to his next one. He was fucking fantastic. And then I was thinking to myself, like there was a chance. Even though the way he talked on our show and the way he talks on stage is like he's in a really good spot, feels like. And that old dads thing,
Yeah.
that movie, updated numbers. They gave me the 29 million or 26 million in the first 2 weeks. I went and looked up the update. I think it's up over 50 million. Like,
I don't doubt it.
Fucking huge. And he directed, produced, wrote, starred. Like,
yeah.
That's him. So I think, like, he's in a good spot. But boy, when it's just him, there's a chance that thing goes anywhere. You know, because that Philadelphia crowd.
Oh, yeah.
That you think back to.
Uh-huh.
And then you think about him in Australia. It's like, there's a chance this thing could go anywhere. And that's part of the fun. And he does. There's certain, hey, Bill, swinging a hot bat.
Good boy, Bill.
A lot of political people are not happy with him right now.
Sure.
I saw that as soon as I put the tweet out. Hey, if Bill Burr comes to town, you should go check him out. I had a bunch of people going, never want to hear that guy talk again.
Which side? Both sides?
I do believe the right side does not like, the far right side does not like him right now.
Okay.
I do believe. That's from what I gathered from the tweets that I seen. But when I went in there, I mean, he saw it down, but I mean, there was a pretty good burial.
Yeah, his personal views aside, whatever they may be, he let both sides have it.
I mean, just a
My
full,
kind of comment.
And I don't know much about the politics. I don't know much about it. So as he's saying things, I'm like, oh, that would make sense. And then obviously he kills it. It's like, okay. And then I think to myself, which one of my friends would be pissed about that one? And then he goes, next one is like, oh, that's a complete, that's a complete other side there. It's he was good. He was great. I'm happy for him too. I think this is probably going to be his best special.
He did say on the show, he was like, I'm not getting my hopes up, but I hope that both candidates for president die before the election. So he did say that. He said, I don't think we're going to get lucky, but...
And then he said, the Colts.
Yeah, exactly.
That he buried the Indianapolis Colts. Jerry Judy traded to the Browns for a 5th and 6th round pick. We were just talking about Sean Payton. Seems like Sean Payton said, all right, this is what we need, this is what we don't need. He has to have the okay from ownership, I would assume.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you can build this in your image. We'll be patient. Walmart, I mean, business-wise, I'd assume they were pretty patient in building the wealth that they have as the wealthiest owners in the NFL. Jerry Judy, Russell Wilson, other moves they're making. Sean Payton's trying to build it up. Jerry Judy and Steve Smith almost fought this last year.
Yep. That's right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And that's because Steve Smith said he's Jack.
Yeah.
Just a guy. And then Jerry Judy heard him, and Jerry Judy let him know that he heard him. And Steve Smith said on our program, actually, live in Utah, which was awesome, he said, like, I have to remember that when I'm saying it's a different thing. So he kind of apologized to Jerry Judy and tried to make it right. I don't think I know anything about Jerry Judy, the football player, though. The only storylines I follow from Denver are not working for Russell Wilson. Sean Payton's able to do whatever. Richest owner. Nathaniel Hackett got fired after 1 year. Seemingly shit show. Stink comes on. We used to be great, now we're not. You don't even think about, like, the offensive side of the ball stars. Jerry Judy, 5th and 6th round pick. I assume pretty humbling for him going to the Browns. He's a guy that's going to help Deshaun Watson return to form. D. Butch, you think?
Yeah, well, obviously Watson's got to stay healthy, but I think Jerry Judy, I think he is a good wide receiver. Remember coming out of Alabama, you know, he was obviously highly rated. A lot of people thought of him being the first receiver drafted. South Florida guy. I put out a tweet actually.
Yeah, there it is. You're downplaying this quite a bit.
What did I say?
You said this makes the Browns the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
All right. That's what D-Butch said?
That's what he said.
Listen, guys, it's March. Vitamins. Probably on the golf course.
Oh, you got a little zealous?
South
Zinked
Florida
up?
guy. It's the Broward County guy, Jerry Judy. You got Amari Cooper, Dade County guy, Miami. You got Elijah
Alabama
Moore,
guy.
another Broward County guy. So I'm like, oh, 3 South Florida receivers? Super Bowl. Let's go. And they let me have it in the comments, but in all reality.
Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bag being placed in somebody's bank account. Former Giants running back Saquon Barkley has reached an agreement with the Philadelphia Eagles. $37.75 million contract that could be worth up to $46.75, 26 fully guaranteed at signing per sources, says Adam Schefter. Barkley now beats the franchise tag number and has a maximum average per year salary of $15.8 million, which would be second highest for a running back in NFL history. Christian McCaffrey, we would assume, would be the only person higher than that, just off the top of the dome. But it was kind of lingering around the internet that Saquon and the Philadelphia Eagles were dancing. I think Saquon went to high school in Pennsylvania. He also went to Penn State. A lot of Philly people. I would assume the connections were easy to potentially be drawn there. But he will join Sirianni. Swift ends up as a Chicago Bear, the running back for the Eagles last year. And now Saquon Barkley, a man who a lot of people say was one of the only bright sides for the Giants for a few years, is in a new team with a new check. and hopefully a new culture taking place in Philadelphia, even though they won a Super Bowl just a couple years ago. A.J. Hawk, Saquon Barkley going to Philadelphia. Helps Jalen Hurts, obviously, who no longer has a goatee.
Yeah, you are correct right there. 3-year deal, that makes sense to me. I mean, no one wants to give a running back 5-6-year contracts and get stuck to it, I feel like. But Saquon still has so much to prove. Like, I love how he runs the ball. I just don't know what Philly's going to be. Like, what a weird way to end the season for those guys.
Yeah, Philly and then we got.
How do you just, okay, hey guys, new year, let's turn over a new leaf. Like, when you come have your first meeting in April or whatever, what do you say? How do you find a way to flush all of that and move on?
Well, didn't he say something about putting the seeds under manure?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then watering.
That was the old plan. We can't continue with
We
that.
need a new garden.
Yeah.
We got a new garden.
We got to start digging new holes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big Dom's back.
Yeah. And Saquon's
Hey,
good.
hold on, though. Have you,
Yeah.
We'll go to you in a second. Big Dom has gotten a shout out from everybody that has spoke about leaving the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Fletcher Cox, I think, spoke to the locker room after the last game about this being it. So shout out to the locker room not letting that out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which I really appreciate, because they have footage of him basically saying this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave a thank you to a bunch of people around the room. Big Dom was one of the people he thanked. Jason Kelsey, Big Dom, was one of the people he thanked. Then there was rumors like, hey, Big Dom is actually the guy that keeps Sirianni just on his leash as opposed to a wild dog that Sirianni becomes. It's like this Big Dom character is more fascinating than I think we could have ever imagined, Ty.
Yeah, legitimately may have been the reason that the Eagles just went into the pooper last year because he got suspended and wasn't on the field for the last 4 games or whatever.
And Howie and all them talking about it, and Sirianni being like, Big Dom wasn't there, and they're like, you got to be fucking shitting me.
That's why.
No, that ain't seriously. I mean, you don't understand.
You can't argue it.
Big Dom's been there, I guess, forever too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Dom, welcome back. I think the Eagles fans are pumped.
Yeah. They should be.
What a fucking bowling ball.
Oh, my God.
I was walking, I forget where I was. I was at one of the Colts Eagles, maybe, preseason, or Amazon's first game.
Yeah. That's
This
what
year.
it was.
Preseason, I think.
Preseason, right?
It was like Al Michaels, Herbie.
Yeah.
They were doing
You
like
went.
a preseason game. I went there. I was walking through the bowels of the link home of WrestleMania 40.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait.
The biggest WrestleMania of all time coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I was walking through the bowels and I hear Pat, hey, nice to meet you. And I turn around and it's fucking Big Dom. He's got those glasses on, hat. He's a bull.
You have a horn on?
Jock.
He had the 3. I didn't see.
okay.
I assume there was a horn.
Got
Sure.
the custom Eagles jacket as well with the Italian flag on.
That's why when the whole thing happened with Big Dom, I'm like, excuse me, I've met this fucking paisan. He has an aura about him. And then D-Butch, like, kick him out of the league.
I didn't say.
Remember that? That's what D-Butch said.
Kick him out of the game. You stay out of the player's shit. He should have been allowed back on the sideline the next game.
Yeah, we agree with that. Yeah, but you were like, this guy needs to go to jail.
Ban him. Never.
Yeah, you were
Never.
saying. We have an update, ladies and gentlemen, about Kirk Cousins' money, allegedly. Another monster payday for Cousins who gets $100 million guaranteed.
Wow.
Damn.
$90 million in 2024 and 25, plus another $10 million in 2026, and a fresh start in Atlanta at the age of 35. $180 million contract includes $50 million signing bonus. That's reported by Tom Pellicer. Kirk Cousins and Mike McCartney are fucking dogs, okay, at the negotiation table. I love Mulugeta. Mulugeta's got the biggest guaranteed contract in the history of the NFL, and it'll be the biggest guaranteed contract in the history of the NFL for a long time. Mulugeta is an absolute beast. But what Kirk Cousins and McCartney have been doing for a long time now, taking these guaranteed contracts, and Kirk Cousins playing at the level he's playing, showcasing that he can still get better, he can come be your stopgap guy, and he could be your guy to maybe get you to your next guy, or he could be your guy. Like, I think the Vikings thought they were maybe going to win a Super Bowl. Atlanta Falcons are paying him to do the same damn thing. It's like, he doesn't fuck around either.
No.
We're getting $100 million guaranteed if we're coming down there. And they're like, well, I don't know if we want to do that. He's like, all right, well, we'll just go get that somewhere else. And then immediately it's a deal done. Why doesn't everybody do what Kirk Cousins does? Why doesn't everybody do what Mike McCartney does? And congratulations to them, business-wise, getting another massive payday. But also, Kirk Cousins is a beast on the field. There's a reason why they can do this. And he bets on himself more than most people.
Yeah.
He did franchise tag, 2 year. Like, he'll bet on himself, and he has hit every single time. A little bit of a nerd, but an absolute dog. And I have nothing but respect for him, and congrats to the Falcons getting a deal done.
After that, $100 million guaranteed. he will have made $331 million in his NFL career, which is insane to think. He was drafted in the same draft class that RG3 was taken on the same team, and then he's as a backup, and then he does. What an insane financial career for Kirk Cousins.
Hey, congrats, Kirk.
Mr.
Dog, dude. Absolute dog. He's got that brain hat on, a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. He's got that room with mannequins with his uniform
The
on.
memory room.
No, it's not. The mannequins are just there to put the jersey on.
Yeah, to display.
Is he bringing Jack and Jill?
Yeah, it's like Dick's Sporting Goods, and you're saying, no,
It'd be
it's
amazing. I
Yeah,
would
but
love
the
it.
way you described it was.
No, you took it that way.
You said it in a manner that was like, he's got those mannequins.
Like, yeah, this is super sweet. I love it. I want it.
He does have a suite. The locker room he has in there.
Yeah, it puts the brain helmet on, and then it like charts his thoughts. Maybe what is?
Yeah, I think so. Nick paid attention to it more. Nick sent me a screenshot of Kirk Cousins wearing his little brain thing and said, "You got to see this helmet this guy puts on." What was it?
Yeah, he's training his brain activity and trying to stay sharp because it's a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Sure.
So Kirk's in there in the lab working, getting his brain stronger every single day.
Yeah, hell yeah. And he said, you know how you like think about something and then after like a minute or so you kind of just stop focusing on it? I guess this machine like tells him, stay.
Focus, focus.
If you look away, it stops.
What's so funny,
Hey,
but
hey,
this is modern
It's
science.
It's working. Whatever he's doing is working. $100 million guarantee at 35 coming off an Achilles. And to your point, he plays his ass off when he's out
Yes,
there.
off Achilles.
Been betting on himself. What he was, a 4th round pick in that same draft? No, third or fourth. Yeah, 3rd round pick for him to go on and play and get paid the way he has. I mean, hats off to Kurt. Write a book.
Well, and write a book, do a business dummies 101 thing. The not only just drafted in the 3rd round, same draft as RG3, what they did to draft RG3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They leveraged the entire future of the franchise. And then Kirk has to come in knowing that, like, hey, just strictly by how the NFL operates, you're going to be fucked here for a while. Like
at least like 3 years.
They're not
At least.
trading all of that just to be like, yeah, you know what, 3rd rounder is good. Like, there's egos. That's not just that building, which we've learned a lot about at the time how it was operating. Jesus Christ, that entire thing. But like any NFL building, that's exactly how it would go. So for him just to maintain I'm going to get better every single day, and then whenever he had his opportunity, and then he gets franchise tagged, and he gets franchise tagged, and he does, it's like, this dude's a weapon. Kirk Cousins. Where'd he go to college at?
Oh, Michigan State. Go green.
I'm not saying that.
Go green.
Come on. Thank you, dude. Thank you,
Bud.
bud. I don't want to be on camera saying that. That'd be crazy, especially nowadays, especially after what Bill Burr said this past week. He did a lot about that entire thing. Did you guys lose to Indiana this weekend?
Yeah, we lost by 1 point. It was an absolute bastard.
What month is it?
Well, it is Izzo currently.
Oh, no.
It's Izzo 11th? I don't know.
Yeah, but that starts this week. Big Ten tournament starts, March Madness starts. That's when Izzo month officially starts.
January, February.
Izzo.
Well, it's like March.
April.
March for a little, and then.
So it's like.
Yeah, so it's like Mar.
Yes.
It's like half the month.
Once the Ides of March hit, then it's Izzo.
Yeah, starting Wednesday, it'll be Izzo.
I didn't even think about the Toga Ides of March Cena.
Was that what it was?
I don't know, maybe. We're close. There's no, I mean, they'll say they thought that through.
For sure.
Well, obviously, with the date, yada, yada, yada. All I know is St. Patrick's Day is around the corner. Everybody needs to get ready.
Let's go.
I'm not doing it this year, I don't think.
Oh, come on.
I'm not doing
You're not doing St. Patty's? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I'll have a beer.
There you go.
Nah.
That's all you need to do.
Maybe I'll have 2 beers.
What?
Maybe I'll do an Irish car bomb, which is a beer and a shot, and then I'll say, give me another beer.
What?
No, I'm not. That's what I'm talking about. Because that's what it becomes.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a baby now. I'm an adult now. I got a job. Just because my name's Patrick McAfee doesn't mean I have to be an asshole on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, what day of the week is the 17th?
It is. She's going to look so cool.
Sunday.
Show her the way.
Oh, it's a Sunday. You can't drink us.
I got to do it. Day before my birthday.
Oh, your birthday's that day too?
So that leads me right into boop.
Really? So St. Patrick's Day has always been an early lead into
Pre-game.
your birthday.
A week.
Where do you do it at? Have you done it in any cities? Because there's some St. Patrick's Day cities that used to be. I don't know anymore. I genuinely have no idea anymore if anything is as big as it used to be whenever it comes to that style of living. Chicago, huge. Savannah, Georgia, allegedly massive. Pittsburgh.
Every college, I feel, is huge.
Oh! Happy birthday, D. Butch. And congratulations to Andrew Van Ginkel, who just agreed on a 2-year deal with the Vikings for $20 million, including $14 million guaranteed. The deal was confirmed by agents Drew Rosenhaus and Ryan Matha. Drew Rosenhaus tag team with a lot of people. Is he trying to pass over the baton potentially? Are we watching something unfold in front of our eyes here from an agent standpoint on this particular free agency tender day that is kind of going to get underway? Nonetheless, congrats to Van Ginkel going to Minnesota on a $20 million deal, $14 million guaranteed.
Darius just had the same reaction. I mean, the Finns let Wilkins go, and you can't give Van Ginkel $14 million?
Hey, Gump, feels like you guys had an incredible run there for 10 weeks. Now we got a whole new version of the Dolphins. What's taking place here?
Yeah, dark days, it looks like, to be fair. Drew, it looks like we're going to pay Tua and nobody else. So this is great. It's awesome. I mean, Wilkins was one thing. You know, Van Ginkel, you talk about heart and soul of a football team. That's Andrew Van Ginkel, my friends.
Andrew Van Ginkel. What a run down in Miami.
Good for him, man.
For the Van Ginkel.
That's a bag for him.
2 pass rushers for the Vikings that they signed today as well.
Okay, so they're obviously thinking some things. I love watching this Dolphins team transform. Do you remember how happy Gumpy was?
Oh, my God.
So long, Dolphins, we suck.
25 years.
Bringing in everybody. Started.
Uncle Dan. Hard Knocks. The whole thing.
Yes.
We just put 70 points up. I think we're starting to get it, pal. You know? He was living a high life. He was living a good life. All those years of loyalty to a team that just was stuck in the dynasty with the Patriots in the AFC East, and then just a few short years ago, we're being accused of trying to lose.
Yeah.
So the fans had to deal with a thought or an accusation that the ownership was actually trying to make my life miserable. I'm cheering, and you're trying. What the fuck? That's what Dolphins fans have had to go through. And then they got one. We got it. We're here.
Cool coach.
Sweet coach. Even at the combine, he's
coolest coach.
Yeah.
got great shoes, good personality, big brain.
A+ rating.
Changing football.
Sprinting off the field, looking at
building
the
A+ in the NFLPA report card. Everything's looking up. And then boom. Everybody's gone that you love. How Gumpy, how do you feel? Do you have trust in the process? That's kind of how it has to be, right?
I don't think so. No, you don't trust it at all. It's we've never won. You know, this is life as a Dolphins fan. What happened those 10 weeks was not reality. That was just a figure of my imagination of having.
No, we were all there.
Yeah, it was great, but it's never gonna be. It's never gonna happen.
Oh man, God!
No.
Is this how you feel,
It's
D-Butch?
tough when you look at the landscape of the rest of the AFC at the quarterback position. You letting these guys walk out of the building because you assume you got to pay Tua, which he's been having good years back to back. But you look at C.J. Stroud, Mahomes, like Lamar Jackson, Burrow, Herbert, all these guys.
Anthony Richardson,
Josh
Allen, Russ Wilson.
All the guys that the Dolphins are letting go are their own too. Like these are homemade guys. Those are the guys you don't want to lose.
Oh no, because
they're bringing people in though, right?
Are they?
They can't.
We're still not under the cap.
Well, I think we got the longest streak right now for a playoff win. 25 years.
No,
Real.
What?
No.
You guys can eat another year or two then.
Yeah.
Live in vision, not in circumstance. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Chuck Pagano said that while he's battling leukemia.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's right there.
Makes sense.
It was good then. What were you going to say?
I was about to say something on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Like what?
Right, Chuck.
We love Chuck, and that's a great quote. But that's literally how some people, you just got to trust the process
Trust
here.
it.
You got to trust the process. You got to understand that they have a vision for this entire thing. How's it going to go? We shall see. We have a statement from the Minnesota Vikings general manager, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. After significant and positive dialogue with Kirk and his representatives, we were unable to reach an agreement on a contract that fits the short and long-term visions for both Kirk and the Minnesota Vikings. He wanted $100 million guaranteed. Okay, we ain't got it.
Oh, God.
We got to pay Justin Jefferson. Kirk holds a special place in Vikings history, and we appreciate his leadership and contributions to the team in the Minneapolis-St. Paul community over the past 6 seasons. We wish him, his wife Julie, great lady, and their children all the best. We assume good kids build great fires.
Yep, Coop.
Our approach heading into free agency always included layers of contingencies regarding the quarterback position. We are moving forward with plans that allow us to continue building a roster that can compete for a championship. So he heard us talking about them at quarterback, running out of options, and I assume their fans were asking the same questions. But you heard there in that middle part, we were talking to them, and the short and long-term plans like Kirk, we're happy for you.
Love
if somebody's going to give you $100 million over the next year and a half. Like, we are very happy for you. We got to pay Justin Jefferson. We got a lot of things we got to do. And Kirk's people are like, we understand. But we got $100 million guaranteed in Atlanta right now, so we have to do that as well. I assume it is very good terms on both sides. You don't think so, Ty?
No, I think this is horseshit. If you remember when Kwesi got the job first, they were talking about Kirk. He was like, well, yeah, I mean, we don't have Mahomes, we don't have Rodgers, we don't have Herbert, we have Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, that's okay. I mean, you know.
They were never in play then, were they?
What do you say? Just because it's something he said years ago?
I don't know.
A lot of games.
You're telling me you wouldn't hold a chip? You wouldn't hold a grudge?
Are you talking about Kirk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike McCartney was certainly reminding Kirk Cousins about that through this entire process. Like, here is the quote, if you do recall. The first thing that was quoted by your new general manager, that was the first thing we heard from the new GM for the first press conference was,
I mean, Kirk's not going to win you a Super Bowl. You know, yeah, he's a good player, but.
And I think he was just trying to set expectations. Of like, hey, this is what we got to do.
He's from the business world.
Yeah,
so you know, emotions and all that. Hey, whatever. I thought that was a classy move, classy letter. You know, on your way out, and I'm sure they had some contingency plans because.
Yeah, I mean, they had that thing ready. How many minutes passed?
Well, as soon as they heard $100 million guaranteed, I assume they started.
I think they wrote that 2 months ago. Hey, let's get this ready for when he gets out of here.
Are you taking super hometown discount because we got to pay Justin Jefferson? How about $5-10 million a year?
I can't
Guaranteed.
I'm sorry, I don't think so.
All right, well, hey, good luck out there. We are pulling for it.
Get the statement ready now.
The hot name in the streets.
Hold on. I just got some huge news.
Oh, what?
Shit. This is a big deal. You better be right.
Uh-oh.
Mike McCartney, the agent, Vayner Sports.
What? Holy shit.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
No wonder.
It's my agent. Mike was my agent my whole career.
You're in Gary. Why don't
he went to Vayner?
Jack Easterby.
He went to Vayner he went to Vayner a year ago. He went to Vayner Sports about a year ago. He was with Priority before that. But yeah, I know Mike.
Done with this guy.
All right.
Done with him.
Because remember, we had a 2-year run where we were literally talking about Jack Easterby every single day.
It's not my fault. You guys have no memory when I bring things.
You never said Brady's wedding.
I was in a wedding where he was actually the guy, the officiant. How do we learn this now when that wedding was 10 years ago? And now, you know, Mike McCartney of Vayner Sports, who's negotiated this entire NFL business. Maybe, I mean, there's arguments in the strongest negotiations in the history of the NFL. Oh, Mike McCartney, with what he's been doing, how he's been doing it, what he has decided to, the broach. Is that a word?
Yeah, broach.
Yeah.
Sounded weird coming out. Broach. Sounded very weird.
Broach a subject.
Yeah, the way he has broached the subject of negotiation against the NFL, that's on the suit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I was good for him. Of course, Gary V found him.
Makes sense, too. Him and Kirk, 2 peas in a pot.
Christ follower who loves his wife, 4 children, and football. Former NFL pro scout and director, blessed to rep great people at Vayner Sports. Love this guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, you're a beast, dude. God bless. God bless, Mike.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Great guy. Yeah, great guy. He was my agent all 11 years.
What made you sign with him coming out of O State?
Christ.
Because he didn't feel like an agent. He didn't he was a numbers front office scout type guy early on, and I liked him.
Well, and also AJ was top 5 pick. Let's not.
Yeah.
I mean, not when I signed with him. I wasn't. I mean, not like at that time.
Yeah, but
yet.
he knew.
Yeah.
No, he's good. He's just good human, good dude.
Was he the one negotiating all the deals you were getting at Ohio State back whenever it was illegal to do that?
I did not know him during my time playing for the Bucks.
Who was negotiating those cheating deals you had whenever you were at Ohio State?
Well, if you were going to negotiate cheating deals, it would have to be yourself, wouldn't you? You wouldn't bring in an outside person.
Well,
back in the day when it was cheating.
No, you sent Bob. You guys sent Bob in a suit.
I would have sent Bobby. He's a finance major, so yeah.
General Bob Carpenter?
Yeah. He teaches a class on finance now, so yeah.
Yes. Professor.
At O State?
Oh, yeah. Last 3 years he has.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Kidding me?
Walking in on the first stage.
He lectured like 2 or 3 days a week.
Does he wear a sport coat?
I don't know what he probably coming from the weight room, so he's probably sweaty. Probably tells me, get out, deal with the guys.
Is it true that he takes his framed jersey and puts it up on the classroom wall every day, and then takes it out?
I don't know.
When does he do this? He works out with the Buckeyes. He has a daily morning radio show from 6 to 10 a.m. in Columbus.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of kids, right?
Does other radio too, like on all over the place.
And then he teaches finance at Ohio State?
Yeah.
while putting together the top 25 that
look at that.
poll used.
Bobby Carpenter joined the Fisher College of Business as a finance lecturer in 2018.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
He is a two-time Fisher graduate with a bachelor's degree in business economics and an MBA in finance and strategy. Bobby is currently a media personality hosting shows on The Fan in Columbus and ESPN nationally. Currently, he's consulting regarding we're the ESPN nationally, right? That'd be our show.
Yeah.
He used to go and do stuff.
Yeah, but still could technically keep that in there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, both. Yeah, both. Yeah.
Because he's hosting on.
Did you guys meet on Get Up or whatever that was?
Oh yeah.
Currently, he is consulting regarding management, leadership, and organizational structuring to achieve a clear line of sight for success. Prior to joining Fisher, Bobby was a first-round draft pick in the 2006 NFL Draft and played for 7 seasons in the NFL. He's breaking down the fucking market in there, these guys?
Yeah.
What's the strategy?
I have not been to one of them, but I would like to go to the class.
Have you ever asked him anything about his finance strategy?
No, I've just more asked him, hey, how does it go when you're up front teaching the class?
Do you think
He's like, what are you talking about, dude? Of course. Kill it.
Yeah, we should call him.
Let's not forget he also hosts or owns a moderate HVAC business.
True.
You're right.
It's moderate is putting it moderately.
Also, save college football.
Oh, Big Ten.
Yeah.
Say Big Ten, which maybe
Big Ten
saves.
football, correct. Yeah.
But it might have been full because Sankey was down there in the South going,
Sure.
Sweet nerds, you're not playing college football. We are. Okay? It's different down here. The Big Ten, they were like, us in the Pac-12 are not playing football. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Till Bobby came along.
Justin Fields had that petition.
Bobby Carpenter took signs to Chicago.
He did.
Outside the Big Ten's offices and said, excuse me, what do you think's going to happen without football in the state of Ohio?
Yeah. Lit poop on fire on Kevin Warren's doorstep.
Whoa.
Hey, prick.
It's poop again. He did not answer, I assume.
Probably lecturing.
If Bobby Carpenter walks into your class and he's the teacher, are there
Calling
any
for my
chances
friend.
that
If he's lecturing right now and he answers, this is good. This is what we need.
Yeah. That'd be all time.
I wonder what happens. You walk in 15 minutes late to his class.
All right, 20 push-ups.
Top downs.
You won't be able to do that till the end of the semester, nerd, so start now. Honestly, in a
Probably right.
finance class. Come on,
You
boy.
guys imagine what happened if I walked in 15 minutes late to one of my classes?
Oh, and then ties it back to finance somehow.
Oh, no.
Oh, my.
You guys hear Warren Buffett? Yeah.
Eats the same Egg McMuffin sausage every day. Never late. Come on, Bobby.
Doesn't feel good.
He's got to be tied up because he would definitely.
AJ, we don't get you in the office
Chime in.
enough. We don't get you in the Thunderdome enough. Why don't you win the people some money?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Here we go.
How?
Well, I don't know. You tell me, bub. What do you want to do? You're a great golfer. You know, sandbagger a little bit, some would say.
Yep.
Always.
Definitely.
Hey, how are you, D-Butch? Good at golf? F1 sucks.
D-Butt looks great at golf.
F1 sucks so bad.
I saw that a clip. Looked riveting.
Oh, you mean the one where
worst sport on the
Verstappen
planet.
was 2 minutes ahead?
F1 clip.
Max Vanderstappen
He was.
has won 19 of the last 20 races.
He lapped everybody like 9 times.
No, he didn't. He lapped 7 guys.
Oh, he actually laps people?
Yeah,
Seven
he lapped
guys?
That happens in other lappings.
Are they driving go-karts, the other guys?
kind of, compared to his car.
That's what Verstappen looks like?
They put a couple filters on. He looks sweet. He's cool. Obviously, he's very good at what he does, but it's very boring to watch. Whenever racing, there's like supposed to be competition.
We're in his era.
They can't call it.
You had the Michael Schumacher era.
Sure.
You had Lewis Hamilton's era.
His name
and now
is-
it's Max.
Did they win every race?
No, this is the most dominant of all 3 of those eras.
And I saw a
But-
bunch of F1 people saying, this is Patrick Mahomes. It's like, there isn't just one football game a weekend. Okay?
It's
You guys
basically
have
football.
one race a weekend, and it's the same guy. It's like if Patrick Mahomes was the only game available every single week, and he won every week, which he doesn't, by the way, during the regular season. But if he did, we would all say, hey, it sucks. This isn't even competition.
Well, not if you've been watching it your whole life. If you were trying to get into it, it would suck. Like, as a new fan, it would suck. But if we played 20 Super Bowls
straight
with Patrick Mahomes in them, he'd probably win at least 15 of them.
Okay.
So the same thing with Max.
He won 19. Oh, the 20.
I mean, I was being modest, but I would say
ridiculous.
without Tom Brady in the league, I would say 19. Give me 20 out of 20 with Mahomes and Andy Reid.
But once again, there's other options to watch said sport other than just that. Like,
Also, he got rolled up on that one AFC championship, had the bum ankle. Like, let's fucking let all the air out of one of Verstappen's tires and see if he wins.
boom!
be sweet.
Now we got some adversity.
Exactly.
And then they say, you stupid American, he would obviously crash with that. Well, you don't think Patrick Mahomes is crashing every time he was trying to run on that bum-ass
Bingo.
ankle?
You ever seen him get sacked before?
Hey, that's why it's a team sport. They got engineers. They got people that got to make sure the car stays in fucking tact, because you do have cars who.
Hey,
the engine
IndyCar
just fucking
season has
blows.
started. St.
That
Pete.
stinks.
Joseph Newgarden winner
I like
out of
IndyCar.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, it was a sick race.
It was a great race.
Yeah.
Actual race.
Was it
too.
really?
Yeah, it was a great race. Down in St. Pete, great city.
I'm not going to watch one lap.
It wasn't.
No,
he had
the
to lead. He
entire
had to lead the entire.
No, he
entire
didn't.
race.
He didn't lead 4 laps.
Sure.
Yeah, it was 4 laps. He didn't lead.
Yeah, and he also didn't win 18 other races before this.
He did win the Indy 500. He's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Joseph Newgarden, handsome kid too.
Oh yeah.
Out in Tennessee.
Came on the program.
Yeah, came on the program after he won the Indy 500. Very kind to him. Very nice to him. Because you got to drink that milk. He can fuck you up a couple days.
On a
at
hot
time.
day.
Bingo.
Hey, we gonna win some money for these people?
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
You tell me,
dude.
You want to shoot hoops? You want to roll a putt in? You want to throw footballs? AJ, literally, the world is your oyster.
Ooh,
Hit a putt.
Let's go.
Which putter would you like?
Oh shit.
Easy.
Okay, maybe
Easy
you want to
hawker.
reconsider. 'cause you
Use the mallet putter. Scotty switched that this weekend and just absolutely dominated with it.
Yeah, 15 straight inside of 7.5 feet for Scotty.
It's nuts.
kind of just got to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, that
Who
first
won?
ball.
Who won the live? Joaquin Newman again?
Nope.
No, it was Abe Answer, I
Yep.
believe.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, PGA had a
They did.
a good weekend.
They won
did.
this week.
It was a good leaderboard.
They did.
How about Rory driving that 410 hole? Imagine how good that had to feel coming out, and then he just starts walking with it. I hit a ball down the middle of the fairway, 290, and I feel like I'm a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Him cutting a corner in a tournament that's never been done before had to feel so good. That had to feel good for you, dude.
That baby roars.
Way to go, Roars. Now, Roars and Scotty need that every weekend out of you.
Every weekend.
It might happen if this guy starts burying putts. He might be there every single weekend.
Yeah.
Roy said he wants a smaller field too. Too many fucking cars out there. Make it
Wyndham
more
Clark, I
cutthroat.
think, said something similar.
Same, yep.
I'm not 100% sure, but
Yep.
I think I didn't get caught up in all the drama.
Too many players.
It was a smaller field because it was invitational.
Well, that's what Rory. He just saying.
He liked it this week.
Too many cars out there.
How about Scotty's beard? Pretty good beard.
Yeah.
Good
not
beer.
bad.
Not bad.
Growing up with it.
Maybe villain era.
He was kind of sick of, he said it's just lazy, pure laziness, he said. But, oh no.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Hold on, AJ. You might need to get to a microphone, AJ. After reaching agreement today with free agent running back Josh Jacobs, the Packers informed running back Aaron Jones that he's being released per source. Jones now will be a free agent. Aaron Jones is on the market, and I would just like to say, come to the Colts, Aaron. Come to the Colts, Aaron Jones. I assume if the Dallas Cowboys are in on Derrick Henry, they will also be in on Aaron Jones, who has scored 5 touchdowns against them in that stadium before. And from Texas, he's going to have a market. But Josh Jacobs now running back 1 going forward for this Green Bay Packers team. Aaron Jones and Green Bay Packers business-wise feels like for a couple weeks or a couple years, it's been the chitter-chatter a little bit, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, he has done the Packers a solid time. I mean, I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. Stomping on the tracks over here. Jesus Christ.
How is that the...
What is wrong with you? You all right?
I'm not going to stand out there.
Fucking big dumb animal.
I said at
Goddamn.
the very beginning, you might want to get to a microphone for this one. I actually said.
Now I'm not getting back up.
Step over.
Now you're not getting back up.
No.
You don't want to win anything for anybody?
I'm not jumping back and forth and doing this thing. We're talking
It was
about
breaking news. It was breaking
I'll throw a football from here.
You do it
Whenever
to
we
Chuck
get
every,
to
you did it to Chuck every week.
What do you mean?
You made Chuck do his song and dance every
Chuck
week.
loved it. Chuck's amazing. We know Chuck's a showman.
Okay, so Aaron Jones with the Packers. This seems like a couple years in the making almost.
Yeah, he's done them a solid time and time again with kind of taking less money. Like while Rodgers was there. This sucks because that sack of shit Rappaport made it sound like he was coming back no matter what. So in my head, I was like, okay, he'll be back. Because when he is healthy, like he is the best weapon for the Packers. He was
and has been.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he always shows up. He's kind of the consummate Packer. Like this sucks, but I hope someone does give him a nice little deal because when he is healthy, he is worth every penny. He's so fucking good.
I trust Goody. So that is an interesting mindset to have. This is the first time a big decision. Bakhtiari, obviously, earlier today announced he's leaving, but I think the writing was on the wall almost for that particular situation. The Aaron Jones one, this is kind of a bit of a surprise, but I immediately just think to myself, this is Goody's team.
Proving it.
They have had success. I trust them. How do you feel about it, AJ Hawk? Is the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay.
I don't love it because I love what Aaron Jones is, but it makes sense. Like, Josh Jacobs is the bell cow. He's the guy. He didn't want to split carries.
And I'm sure they'll.
Aaron Jones didn't want to split carries either.
Well,
I know.
that again, but
he's still so good.
Is A.J. Dillon coming back?
When healthy, very good.
No, he won't be. But we'll see. I would imagine that the Packers will look at running back in the draft as well. So, yeah, it sucks, but I don't know. He's great. He's a great Packer.
Hey, Aaron. Great playing over there as a Green Bay Packer. We've appreciated watching.
Absolutely.
Electrifying.
Yeah.
Glasses, personality, dancing, energy, catches. His catch radius is absurd.
Weapon out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Coming to New England.
In the modern NFL, he's a weapon because it's not just running back, it's like weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And, come to the Colts, dude. You and Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
That probably wouldn't work.
For real. That's like one of the first times I agree with you. On somebody going to the Colts.
This is like whenever Saban said, I agree with about half of what you said. I'm like, wait a fucking
I mean, as
minute.
far as the Colts go, bringing him into the Colts.
Well, everybody's coming to the Colts. This is a fucking desired destination.
You're right. You're right. Correct. Yeah.
How about
I
that?
could feel it in the air driving here.
I can feel it coming in the air today. You know what I can feel? AJ Hawk's going to win some money for sure.
Come on, AJ.
Come on, AJ.
AJ, all you got to do, okay, since you're refusing to get up because I'm not your puppet, I understand, is bury a football from there without hitting 18 feet here.
Got it.
18 feet
I already
here.
saw it. Oh, 18 feet?
Yep.
That's all that is. The Bison in Buffalo will be 16 feet, which is about where the thing that's going across is.
Mm-hmm.
Big fucking Bison.
Well,
not big enough, but
not that
Nearly
big.
big
But
enough. But yeah.
AJ, if you're able to bury it from there, which you would not be able to.
Correct.
No way.
This is going to be a very difficult test here. If you do 30 people $500 on this Manic Monday, AJ Hawk, you got a post right behind you.
Slide
Not
up a
even-
bit.
once again, you're the one that decided to do this.
Yep.
This is nobody else's
Don't hit
idea
the
but your own.
lights.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Not a bad
Pretty
attempt.
good.
Oh, wait a
pretty
minute.
good.
Not a bad
That was just a feeler to see if you could get there.
yeah.
That was a feeler to see if you can.
Yeah.
Maybe an easier shot than I.
Yeah, hold on.
He made it look that easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you know why? He's a college football national champion.
What?
He's a Super Bowl champion.
What?
He's a Ryder Cup winner.
What?
And on this glorious NFL free agency tampering Manic Monday, March 11th, AJ Hawk can win 30 people $500.
Yeah.
All he has to do is put that football into that hoop right over there after he refuses to stand up.
Oh, way short. I was trying not to bank it.
All right, now split the difference there.
That was online.
Should I
Yeah.
bank it or should I go straight in?
You can do whatever.
You were right online.
Oh, we'll go right in. Here we go.
Normally the bank is an attempt to put right in, just accidentally was off a little bit.
Yep.
I'll go right in.
Like I think strength-wise, you have to have the same in as bank. Like I think if that makes any sense
Got
to
it.
you.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like going right in because I don't want to yeah.
But I got faith. So what I'm saying is I think bank offers a bigger hole, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think bank now, D-Butch,
You want a bigger hole?
in this particular situation, we are looking for the biggest hole possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put this football into that hole right over there, 30 people will win $500 on this free agency tampering Monday, March 11th, 2024. AJ!
Oh, that was a good ball.
That was a good ball. That was smart. That was
Spinning.
You see how much fun we had there, too?
I know.
We had a lot of fun there.
I was going right in.
One more ball here.
Here we go.
Come on, Hawk.
Garbage can?
Oh, is this a new one?
This is the brand new ball.
Okay.
We've been searching far and wide for the next
Yes,
Baby
we have.
Duke because the supply of the last Baby Duke ran thin quick. Ball was not able to be created. So CFO Phil and the boys of Shop 412 put their nose to the grindstone and found an even better football for the Baby Duke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This ball is better.
Oh, it's
than
awesome.
the Baby
So
Duke.
nice.
See, the issue with the Baby Duke, and I think it's coming up for sale here in a little bit.
Okay.
It's not for sale. We wanted a full testing period because we tried to create like the perfect go have a catch
Yep.
football that you can have. Has to be durable enough to withstand hitting the concrete a little bit,
Right.
hitting a brick wall. I would like it to be, hard enough that you can kick it if you want.
Sure.
And it will still survive. Got to be able to be big enough that if you have an actual hand, you can still throw it and grip it, but it's not too big that anybody feels uncomfortable with it. I believe it's the perfect ball.
Yep.
I am a big fan of it. And right now, this particular ball, all you have to do is put it into that hole right over there.
Here we go.
You think you can do that, AJ Hawk?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
You put that ball into that hole over there. 30 people. $500.
Right online.
It's a different ball than the last ball. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, because I thought immediately no chance you make it,
Not
just
same
because it's a different weight.
Mm-hmm.
And although you are a freak athlete, the different weight's a little different. You know what I mean? The weight was different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great
I'll make it
attempts.
next time.
Great attempps.
Where
Ball felt great, though, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, still have the Duke.
Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, there's one last
really
opportunity
changing up.
for a man to win 30 people
Feels a little
$500
different.
here on this glorious NFL free agency tampering Monday.
We're banking that one. We try to bank it.
Yeah, I almost put it through the backboard.
One last hope.
One last
hope, just like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What?
There's a dorsal fin football that was created by the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Did you calibrate?
Russell Wilson has a calibrated football for righties and lefties with a couple dorsal fins out the back. Now that he's in Pittsburgh, is there a change in fate for this football being able to be guided to a place that you want it to be thrown? AJ Hawk makes this. We'll give 100 people.
Yeah. There you go.
$500 on this NFL free agency tampering Monday, March 11th, 2024. This is the biggest one of all time.
Don't be short.
Well, that's gone. That's gone.
That was the best throw that thing's ever had.
I think felt pretty good.
Yeah,
Felt pretty good.
It feels
coming
like
out.
you're the right guy for the commercial that they need to put in there.
Yeah.
But think about being on the other side of that trying to have a catch with that thing.
Break your nose.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
It's a good ball. It's a good ball.
Can't wait for the black and yellow one.
I think we could have made that 1,000 people. $500 there going forward.
What was Al Pacino doing last night?
He was giving out an award.
Yeah.
Trying
You did
to.
great
What
job.
about the other nominees?
Yeah, he forgot.
They lost.
He said, "Let's cut this shit."
Yeah, basically. I want to go home.
Oh my God! There's 85,000 people watching right now, allegedly on YouTube. What are you doing?
Hey, that's Manic Free Agent Monday.
That is. You're right. Hey, that is NFL Mag Free Agent Frenzy Monday. The amount of different names we were going through for this particular Monday, because you got a lot of frenzy in other places. And we did expect it to be a bit frantic, so we thought maybe we'd add in frantic in there, but frantic and Monday just kind of, not really.
Jive.
That's not a good dance partner. They might like each other if they were good to meet each other, but like from outside looking in, not good. Not a good pairing, not a good match. So we started doing a little research. Manic, there's a lot of different, because I thought Manic was crazy, like a neck. They say whenever something's at a feverish pitch, and that's what the NFL free agency was potentially going to be today. What did we learn? Did we learn that today was that wild? Was today that wild?
It was
Christian Wilkins, huge
Kirk.
deal.
There was a
Kirk
lot
Cousins.
that happened.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, Atlanta.
Wilkins leaving, yeah, it was big.
I mean, it didn't happen today, but the Chris Jones deal was huge.
Josh Jacobs.
Saquon to the Eagles.
Saquon was huge.
Van Ginkel.
I mean, Aaron Jones. Yeah, the two, Grenard and Van Ginkel to
Bryce Huff.
Minnesota. Bryce Huff went to the,
A lot happened today.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, Antonio Gibson to the Patriots. There you go.
Minnesota native Blake Cashman is a 3-year deal worth up to $25.5 million with the Minnesota Vikings.
They've been very active.
Via Tom Pelissero. Brian Flores saying, hey.
Well, they have $100 million too.
And they have probably a young quarterback contract. Who are they going to get? How are they going to go forward at the quarterback position? And the fact that they won with the Pastronaut, does that make a lot of people over there believe KOC can win with it? We can get a 4th rounder.
Yeah.
As long as the guy's tall and accurate. Tall, accurate, and we need him to be smart. That's who we need. And KOC can win with Justin Jefferson, Addison, and TJ Hawkinson. We're going to find out, but I like how active they are. I appreciate when teams are trying to win. And that's a big indicator today is like, hey, our culture is this. We want it to be this. Let's make a splash. Let's spend some money. Big shout out to all the teams spending money on this particular day.
I've seen 2 reports now. I think the first one was from Diana Rossini that the hot name in the streets early for the Vikings is Sam Darnold.
Whoa.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, remember, he's best ball thrower the San Francisco 49ers have ever had. Didn't that what one reporter said?
Matt Mayoko, yes. NBC Sports San Francisco or Santa Clara.
It was in a podcast. I don't remember the exact context of the quote, but Sam Darnold was the best ball thrower that had ever put on a San Francisco 49ers uniform, right?
Bingo, yeah. It was during
That was actually said.
That was actually said.
It was said.
Put on the uniform?
Yeah.
Yes. I think. That's why we remember it, though, because of how absurd it is.
Bingo.
Yeah, like that's what.
You don't forget stuff like that.
And this was post Brock Purdy, right?
Yeah, this was going into
year.
the season last year.
That was Joe Montana.
Yeah, like, fuck Brock Purdy. We got Joe, Steve
yeah.
Young.
I
Yeah,
understand that, but I'm
Jeff
just saying,
Garcia.
like, the way they shit on Brock Purdy, though, too. Like,
You're right.
It's crazy.
True.
They're saying,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
The way they just shit on Brock Purdy immediately was like, okay, this is an interesting way to just be like, yeah, this guy sucks. And then it comes out, allegedly they were talking to Tom Brady too last offseason.
Yep.
And Brock Purdy was like, if it happens, it happens.
I love a quote.
And then the Niners just go, they got to win one. Bosa's a little bit more pep in his step.
Yeah.
After this past weekend.
Yes.
Very much so.
He's so happy.
Bosa was flying around down there in Miami.
Touched by his God.
Thought he might retire today.
He was like kind of hovering above the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Even later on, not just in the moment, later on.
Still geeked up.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Telling everybody about it.
Oh! We got a bag. Free agent guard Robert Hunt plans to sign with the Panthers. 5 years. $100
I mean, nobody was matching that.
million. Wait, what is this? 5 year, $100 million for Robert Hunt and the Dolphins. Massive payday, $63 million guaranteed.
Yeah, Schultz.
Free agent guard Robert Hunt plans to sign.
What are you saying, Schultz?
What does this mean?
He signed with the Panthers.
Yeah, he got that deal from the Panthers. Schultz is just, Schultzing it up right now.
Call Schultz. What is he doing?
Yeah,
What is this? What team's he on, Schultz?
Dude, 5 years, $100 million for Robert Hunt is insane.
And the Dolphins or the Panthers, depending upon which tweet in the same tweet we are choosing to read.
This guy,
Maybe he's going to play like 2 years for the Dolphins for $50 million,
Other
and 2
new-
years for the Panthers.
Other newsmakers are confirming it is the Panthers.
It's
Okay.
Panthers.
Okay.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, congratulations, Robert Hunt.
Yeah, Bobby Hunt.
Hell yeah.
With the Panthers.
That's a lot of money.
Bryce Young?
Schultz. Yeah, need Bryce Young. You're right.
Yeah.
He's just so excited when he gets any news that
Just get it out, get it out, get it out.
He is like a dog at a butcher shop.
Grinning like the butcher's
Grinning
dog.
like the butcher's dog.
There it is. That's what Schultz is like as soon as he hears something. I know.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Give me my phone. You think he's typing? No, phone. 2 phones.
2 phones.
2 phones.
One for the plug, one for the load.
That's right.
That's what he's doing. That's Schultz all day.
Oh, yeah.
Starbucks in between. Maybe direct straw to mouth. So we don't have to.
He actually strikes me as an Apple VR guy, sitting there just
Oh, you think?
moving stuff around.
Zooming. Speak the text and the tweet.
Oh, yeah.
He's tapping on the side of his head. Send. Send to Tepper. What? 5 year, $100 million? Let me move you. Sorry. I have FaceTime with that Schultz.
Yeah, I think so.
No answer from Schultz. So that just popped up in his VR. I don't have time.
Nope, sorry.
Stop.
I
I
don't have
screwed up
time.
the tweet.
Takes a sip out of the coffee. Back in.
Yep.
Got 30 minutes to edit that.
Yeah.
He better get on it now. He's the
Tick, 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 Schultz.
he's not.
Yeah, can we
Schultz is on the phone with the next news.
Yep.
He's on the plug phone right now.
Exactly.
The load phone's where he made the mistake on the tweet.
Yep.
Schultz, change the name on the tweet. Schultz, he had it before everybody else.
Quit.
Might be trying to find a picture of Jake Bailey still.
Well, yeah, a picture of Michael Pilardi. There's certainly some positionism on that entire thing.
We sure that's Robert Hunt? Should we double check the photo that he tweeted or no?
Yeah, I mean, we can't fix everything he does all the time. No. You know, that can't be our thing. I do appreciate whenever somebody who isn't as nationally known has big news. All it takes is the first person to put the wrong photo up. And it's like AP News, CNN. Like,
oh, yeah.
There's been there's been some big ones. And who was it that quote tweeted and was like 0 for 3?
Gerard Alexander.
Yeah, that was awesome. Because he was
Former player,
DB
too.
coach, right?
Yep, but he played in the league for, I say, 6-7 years. Then he's been a DB coach, different places, Dolphins,
Good for him.
Jags.
Good for him owning it.
Yeah, 0 for 3 here.
Come on.
Yes, these are certainly guys that could be confused as me, but that is not me. That's in the newsbreaking world.
Yeah.
You got to get going. Yeah, Schultz had no clue what any punter's name is. AJ, I thought you were going to make one of those footballs.
Me too.
good efforts.
Next one's
great attempts.
Not even a bonus ball thought.
No.
So far away.
No.
All right, let's get out of here. Tomorrow will be a big day.
Huge.
Tomorrow, do we have anybody on? Okay, somebody big potentially. Though.
Let's go.
Obama.
ZD Baby's working the phones.
Couple ass out.
I don't think I don't think the last name will be Obama of anybody on the show tomorrow. Although Chicago's got a whole $2 billion thing going on with the stadium and
Maybe.
then taxpayer money.
Keeping it down there though, right? And we're gonna.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not moving out to the.
Stanton.
Well, they were going to move out allegedly.
Yeah.
And then a disagreement took place.
It's a great way to threaten it so you get the money you need.
Zoning issues.
To build it where you want.
Yeah, well, they were actually going to go, allegedly. There was like a deal potentially in place to go to Arlington Heights. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zito.
No, you're correct.
And then there was something that was not upheld on somebody's side.
The Bears basically said, can you guys handle the taxes? And they said, basically, no.
Fuck off. And then, so they said, we're out of here. Similar things have happened in the past with facilities, like in Carolina, where there was something that was agreed upon. Building was actually starting to be built. And then there was a disagreement on the back end between town and ownership and said, all right, fuck off. I'm not doing it.
Yep.
And then that's still there, I think. Allegedly, if we are understanding the stories correctly. But Chicago's going back to lakefront downtown Chicago, which is beautiful, if that's the case. But with construction and trying to get through the politics and taxes and everything like that, I'll be pumped to see this 2040?
Yeah,
Maybe by 2040, hopefully.
Perhaps.
Over under got to be about 15 and a half years.
From now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2040 is like a very
2035 would be great
expectation.
Isn't that crazy? That's just our natural thought. Now, politics people, you need to know that's how doofuses from the sports world feel. Oh, so politics are going to get involved? Oh, this is a 2-decade situation. That's our natural reaction. And I assume people will tell us that we're wrong and there's been stuff that's been expedited through and fast-tracked for the good of the city, blah, blah. I get it. But as soon as I hear that the city's going to have to get involved, I just automatically think to myself, this is going to take a while. Because the Arlington Heights thing, the thing was so pumped, like we were all pumped about, is they were buying the land, they were going to build it. It's like, so they can control everything.
It's going to be Jerry World.
Yeah. And now it's like, now you're adding extra humans into it that have been elected.
Have meetings about meetings.
to represent who their constituents and how they feel. And it's like, I hope it happens. Love the Bears.
Me too.
Especially with all the moves the Bears are making right now.
Think they'll knock down Soldier Field?
They should. Put it in the shithole.
Whoa. Chicago Park District owns that.
The grass is 9 feet long. We know that.
Well, then
Camera angle.
Where would they play? Northwestern?
Always a bad angle.
At the time being.
Yeah.
Northwestern just put like $400 million into their new stadium. Or,
they're building one.
Yeah.
Their facility's
They
unbelievable.
might go back to U of I.
Northwestern.
Yeah, there
Their
you go.
facility's good. Some things they were doing in that facility.
Bad.
Head down the chain. They can play Wrigley. They'll play Wrigley.
Just like the old days.
Yeah, people say Wrigley's really nice, right? That's what people say.
Well, it's old, but they
That's
have done improvements, so you don't have to worry about like concrete falling from like the third deck and like killing
That
old
never
ladies and shit.
How about, is there a Jumbotron in there yet?
At Wrigley?
Yeah. People were really mad about it, actually, because the rooftops, it blocked all the rooftops around it.
I went to a game with Gerard Powers to a Chicago Cubs game. We got hooked up, I forget. We were up there for Kelvin Hayden's birthday, and then we went to a Cubs game the next day, and we got great seats. And I grew up going to the Pirates game, sitting in the outfield, and the Pirates suck, so if they win, it's awesome. Probably getting fireworks out of this. This is pretty good. You go to that game, and there would be a close call at first, and your natural reaction is just to look for a Jumbotron. There's nothing. And it's just like, well, all right, we're in 1970 right now. That is what Wrigley Field felt like in 2010, probably. They just put in the Jumbotrons?
Right before we won the World Series. I'm going to say 2015.
Lights
that's
didn't
right.
go in until, what was it, like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
It was wild. It was like that high school football game I went to with the Herb Streets, where this ref was blatantly wrong right in front of me, and then there's like no way to even.
Yeah, even if they have a Jumbotron, they're not showing replays.
No.
Bingo. Yeah, it's like there's no way to even. That's why. That's crazy. And I felt like, I've been spoiled so much by like the NFL, where immediately it's like I need to see that right now in 8K, like right now.
5 angles.
I need it. I need all of them. But if it's not happening, that Wrigley Field thing was quite an interesting time. It was awesome.
I've never been there. Here it's
Beautiful.
pretty awesome.
The area is beautiful around it too.
Historic.
They
right?
just
That's what
got rid of a
everyone says.
shitload of bars too, and they like added a lot of cool.
That's terrible, though. Don't we want those old school bars there?
Well, but there's still a lot. There was probably over like 100 bars at one point. Now there's probably like 40.
Z, you and friends hang out there.
Yeah, when I'm back, oh yeah.
That spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll like randomly talk to Zito whenever we're on break, and he'll be like, he'll FaceTime, he'll show me Wrigley's right there. I'm like, so this is like they hang out
sweet.
there.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
What was that? There's like a batting cage in one of those bars, right?
Sluggers?
Yeah, Sluggers.
Yeah.
It's right upstairs.
That's awesome.
It was a day game.
so sweet.
It was a day game. We had a good time up there.
I'm gonna be honest with you, not many injuries. You would think there'd be a lot more injuries there.
At the
Sluggers, at BP.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird muscles too. People are probably not using often.
The indoor?
Yeah.
At a bar.
Do you throw? Or is there a machine?
Toss up. Yeah, you're not talking.
Like they got a jugs machine in there.
Oh,
throwing
there's a
pitches?
slow pitch and a fast pitch machine.
So just
I
like
love that Zito has 15 buttons there, and he pushed the one that muted him, and then he immediately goes to the other one. It's like he's playing the piano back there. It is, it's phenomenal. All right, boys, good work in the back. Great work today, boys.
Good work, boys.
Way to stay on top of it on this NFL free agency frenzy manic Monday, March 11th.
Yep.
We appreciate you all so much. Massive Monday Night Raw tonight.
Huge.
Houston, Texas.
Hell yeah.
Cody Rhodes smacked the Rock in the mouth. Are they going to be having a celebratory parade this evening in Monday Night Raw?
Ooh.
What's Cody Rhodes saying tonight? What's Seth Rollins saying tonight? What's he wearing? Is a whole nother question.
Yeah.
And are those antlers making a return to Michael Cole's face so that he can no longer focus because all the blood is going to one particular part of his body? We shall see.
What are the Kabuki Warriors up to, right?
Well, I think they got there's a tag team match tonight against Shayna and Zoe.
Okay.
Championship match.
Going to be a battle.
Happening tonight. Hell yeah, it's going to be a battle.
Can't wait.
I got to learn more moves, names.
Okay.
Got to do that.
Well, good thing.
I got to do that. On the flight down to Houston, I got to do that. Because there'll be something happening. I know the technical term for the move.
Sure.
But I don't know
The individual.
the sauce on top.
Yeah.
Right.
Just called back. You want him?
We would like to talk to Schultz for his fucking bullshit he did today. Thank you, Zito. He was in my ear.
And every other
He
day
was-
as well.
He was an all.
Yeah, I think he was. It was a
I think he might
live
have been
situation
over the
there
line,
with Z with the buttons. To your point, I heard it.
Oh, everybody heard it?
Yeah. That was through the.
Hey, good work on that, Z. Good work on that, Z.
Z.
Anyways, big night tonight, Monday Night Raw,
Yeah.
8 p.m. USA. Come have a great night with us.
Hell yeah.
3 hours, a lot going to happen in Houston. I think their crowd's going to be awesome. From Bleacher Report, the Schultz Report, Jordan Schultz.
Hey, baby, Schultz. Hey.
Schultz.
This is classic Schultz Report. I just broke my Zoom. I have to hold it like this. There we go. You guys always screw my camera.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do that. Yeah, that's always us. Hey.
What's up, baby?
Hey, you're having a great free agency frenzy manic Monday. Way to go.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been going well. Love to see my guys get paid. So everything's been good.
Hey, you need to get it right though for Schultz. We're following you on this day. It's a big day. We know you know people. You know you had old buddy going to the Panthers and to the Dolphins, Robert Hunt. You know you did that.
Split jersey.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Come on, Schultz.
You got more time. You got
some time. You still got 30 minutes. You still got 30 minutes to edit that thing.
I'm just going too fast.
Yeah,
you are.
We agree.
Well, okay. Obviously, it was clear what I was saying because we.
No. We had a moment. We want to let you know. We went with. You should change this right now. I don't know what you're doing. You need to get in there and edit. Yes, you need to get in there and edit this thing. You got time, Schultz.
All right, fine.
Hey, you're having a good Monday though. Don't let this set you back.
Nope.
Great.
Keep
Great
firing,
work,
Schultz.
People are going to fucking use this against you. We just want to let you know. They're not going to use it against you because you know why? You battled, you bounced back, you edited it, you kept it moving, you got more news to break, pal. This isn't the end of your Monday. No, this is just the beginning, Schultz. This is just the beginning.
You guys are unbelievable.
What do we do? We're trying to help.
You didn't say Dolphins, you did.
We're trying to help out because we got bamboozled because we're trusting you out here, and then all of a sudden I'm celebrating this guy's going to the Dolphins.
You got to give me some love. I've been on point. I had Pittman, I had Hunt, I had Saquon.
Yeah, you've been on fire. That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying. It's
Who's
your
next?
day. It's your day right now. Let's go.
Who's next?
Yeah.
I think from a skill position standpoint or just in general?
General. No, skill position. Somebody we know.
I would say watch out for a couple more safeties. Geno Stone, Jeremy Chin.
Diggs
is not going to come next. No.
Okay.
No. The problem is you have so many safeties and the market's been diminished so much that now that you have guys that have had really good years, productive seasons, but did they get pushed a little bit because of a Justin Simmons being available? But I think that what surprised me the most today is the running back market. Mm-hmm. I got to be honest. I didn't think the running back market would be this strong. I mean, you're seeing guys get double digits. I think Swift got 24 over 8 or over 3, so 8 per year. I would imagine that Eckler does pretty well. Derrick Henry does pretty well. So I'm surprised with how well the running backs have done.
I'm being told by Tone Diggs that Daniel Jeremiah thinks that's because there's not a lot of running backs in the draft. So
yeah, Daniel has said that he thinks there's a lot of day 2, day 3 backs, but not that Bijan Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, okay.
So that's a really good point. And Daniel's always on point, so I would trust that.
Yeah,
I think I actually think the backers will start to do pretty well. I saw Patrick Queen. I think Adam just put it out, went to Seattle, which makes sense to reunite.
That was fake,
Jordan
I believe, Schultz. Jesus Christ. That was fake.
Oh, God, Schultz.
Huh?
That was fake.
Oh, that was the fake? I just saw someone sent it to me when we were on.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're trying to get you.
That wasn't your
Block
fault.
that
Come on, fucking keep your blinders on.
Swagoo got
I'm just saying, because I was told Patrick Queen would probably happen tomorrow, and that Seattle was interested, but that he had another suitor, the Carolina Panthers.
Okay. All right. Carolina. There seems like some news.
Carolina's making moves.
All right. Hey, Schultz, we'll continue to follow along with your Twitter account. We appreciate the hell out of you, buddy.
I love you guys. Take care.
Keep killing it, Schultz.
Love you, Schultz.
Yeah,
he's in the ballpark.
Yeah.
He's dancing in there.
He is.
He's there.
Schultz is on the come up.
Oh, yeah.
He's grinding, dude.
I mean, he's got to get some of those little things, buttoned up.
Yeah, we can't do that.
That's
Panthers, Dolphins.
Part of the game. We had another big insider tell us somebody was safe, and then an hour later he was released.
Good point.
So,
We heard they were working on an extension for somebody.
Reworked,
and then he was.
Yeah, we're talking about Ian Rappaport.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who said that the Aaron Jones with the Josh Jacobs, they're reworking the deal, bring in Josh Jacobs, and then all of a sudden Aaron Jones is no longer on the team.
Bingo.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Not the best 1-2 punch for about 30 minutes.
Talking about them being
That was a
The
hell of a
best
ride.
1-2 punch.
That was a hell of a ride.
You had it.
I know.
Holy shit. What if you guys just ran the ball 40 times a game next year?
Oh.
With Jordan Love even going ISO too.
Triple
Josh
option.
Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Jordan Love, all in the backfield. Matt LaFleur is like, I'm going to do something these motherfuckers have never seen. What if that was the decision?
Maybe every once in a while, but we need to let Jordo huck it 40, 45 times a game as well. So, I mean, if they want to run 85, you know what? Yeah, let's beat every team 75-7 next year.
I like that.
Run 90 plays every game.
Jordan Love is so good, right? We all.
Nasty.
Yes.
He hasn't even started.
No.
I don't even think it's in his.
One of those linebackers is who I really hope that.
Mr. Queen, he's going to Carolina, I heard.
Maybe like a Devin White.
Ooh. Oh.
Somebody like that.
All right, we'll have it all tomorrow, obviously. We can't thank you enough for joining us. You guys are the best. D-Butch, AJ, good seeing you, boys.
Yes, sir. Great to be back.
All right, we're going to get the fuck out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember, be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Legitimately. Just say something nice to somebody. You never know what they're going through, and we're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye.